There it was. It didn't pop up. It
There
did that
it
to me
is.
last week. It didn't pop up until
Heyo.
the second time I did it.
Let's try it now. How
Must be
about
related
now?
to Richard Small too.
Oh, Christ.
I just watched something where they had all of the names.
I just
I
found
wish
there was
more-
a doctor named Richard Small.
Dick Small.
Like, why would you name your kid Richard?
Why not?
Richard.
Is everybody saying we have audio now?
Yep, we're
Good.
back.
Oh,
We're back.
we
We're
back.
Gucci. We're Gucci.
Yay, we can hear you. There we go.
What a shame.
Real GPS moving silence like lasagna.
Not wrong.
Real GPS?
I'm
Pretty
pretty
sure it's
that
just
means.
G's.
Says GPS, dude.
Everybody in the chat, let us know how the delay is because we're trying to fix that.
Yeah.
So
I can adjust it, so please let us know.
Yeah. Is that good?
Well, no, actually.
I'm gonna get us a clapper, dude. Is that what those are called?
clap those cheeks. What?
Daniel. Is that what it's called? A clapper?
Yeah, the clapper.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
No,
Clap
that's
on,
pasta.
clap off.
Yeah, acrylic
The
film
clapper.
movie clapboard. Oh no,
Clap
these are all
trap is
fucking
from
light
Borderlands.
switches.
What are you looking at?
Amazon.
Oh, those little thingies. that
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the hands?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted like a clapper.
No,
like
I'm talking no.
Oh, like the
A
action
movie
thing.
clapboard.
No, I was thinking about those little hands that you used to
Oh,
get at
no.
the dentist office.
No,
or
that's what the
something.
clapboards are in movies. It's to sync audio and visual. They click it,
Oh,
and
is that what
that's
you were
how-
talking about earlier?
Yeah, that's how they sync it.
I was wondering what the hell you were talking about.
You know how hard it is to tell how far behind it is looking at this video and this video?
Do you have it on like your phone? Can you see like if we're delayed? Because no one in the chat's helping. So,
Damn.
hey, Steve, switch that to live chat. Remember? Oh, he dropped something.
Ah, he broke it at his toy.
It's probably my weight.
A leg.
It was.
Blocker.
Yeah, it's still off. I can't tell.
Now, is it
It's not bad, but
video is faster than audio? Because this is gonna be like kind of a shit show.
The question is, Blocker, if it's like watching TV at home, are we upside down?
So I just did -2 now. So see if that is
right, let
faster
me see.
or slower.
Damn, Ricky.
Sound is early.
okay, the audio seems faster than the video. I hate you.
Alright, I just did +2. Is that better?
It's gonna take a minute with the delay. So
I need a clapboard, dude. All right, everybody, shut up.
no, we need us to talk so we can.
That work?
Better now. So
Still seems faster.
I'm
Hold on,
gonna
I'm gonna wait for Norm's
audio
clap.
is ahead of video.
I'm waiting for Norm's clap. Yeah, audio's ahead of video. That actually worked.
Yeah, it's what the purpose of a clapboard is.
all right, I'm gonna go 2 more clicks.
Wow, why
Positive.
buy one when you
All
can
right,
just do that?
here we go.
Damn, that's like 5 minutes behind.
I just don't know if I have to go forward or up or down. This is
All right, hold on. Let me see here. My clap's coming now.
Make a drastic change in one direction, and we'll see what it does.
Still faster, but it's better.
Where'd you get your producing degree?
I don't have no
Did you go to
degree.
Connecticut School of
I
Broadcasting?
barely have a diploma.
Somebody called
CBS?
Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast. Dude, get him down here.
All right, so yeah, go do whatever you just did, but more of it.
I just doubled it.
There we go.
Clap good, dude.
That was a good clap. That one felt nice.
It was deep, dude.
It was a deep
didn't-
clap. Oh,
didn't-
all right.
Damn.
All right.
Son.
Hey, we're not paying you to clap, all right?
You're not paying me
Sit
at all.
there and look pretty
Okay,
like
we're
Kyle.
getting that's probably the closest it's been.
I can go a little bit more. I'll go +10.
All right, I'm clapping. Ow.
All right, let's see Norm's clap. Here it comes. It's still not right. It's still
Son of a biscuit.
Ahead.
Carteropoli said that was it.
Carter
Oh.
Ropley doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
I don't know, man.
Let me bail out of the video.
I'm
and
just
go
Kyle
back
sent
to
me a
it.
58
What the hell
video.
does Carter Ropley got to do with this?
Kyle sent me a
Boom.
58-second
Quality
video
Dale
before
Jr.
this was
download
like, just go
reference.
up and down and give it a shot, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Just jiggle the handle.
This is it. Just we should have just named this episode Inception.
You sure this is episode 197?
It honestly doesn't look. I mean, it's not as bad as
Well,
it
it's only
has been.
episode like 5 here.
Yeah, we're literally episode 5 here. Yeah.
I mean, I can go.
There's only episode 3 with Steve, a professional producer,
Whoa,
Who went to the-
You made it.
who went to the best night school around.
It's close. I mean, whatever you're doing, Steve, it's working. I just feel
I
like
went
you-
up. I just went up 5 more, so we'll see what that does.
5 more
I just did a
what?
clap, so and it was still not there. So maybe keep going up.
Blocko, we're actually fixing problems Kyle caused. So if
Yeah.
anything, him being away is fixing stuff. Which is why we fired him. We're just using his house.
I just don't feel like it's changing anything.
Yeah, I don't. There's no like save button. So like
Try enhancing.
enhance.
Enhance again.
I'm up to
Go
20.
to quadrant C4. Enhance.
Enhance.
I'm up to 20 now.
Yeah, we had to kick Kyle out of his own house.
No, he kicked him out of his own house.
These are street rules. He lost the duel.
This is why you guys have a pre-show. It's for this.
Yeah.
Street rules in the whitest neighborhood in Massachusetts.
I mean, that's better. That's pretty fucking close right there. What do you guys think, dude?
It's a low bar.
Doesn't seem any closer.
All right, move it a drastic amount. Move it like
let's-
30.
Let's go.
What does that do?
To 35.
Yeah, whatever
Ooh.
you're doing is working. It's either-
Tabasco
at least
car,
on
dude.
my screen.
Yeah.
Fiasco.
You do it.
I don't want to anymore.
Okay. You do it.
Trial and tribulations, baby. Looks right now, Harden says. I believe him because he's Dale Jr.'s best friend.
Yeah, he knows podcasts.
Yeah,
So-
Ricky is an expert when it comes to podcasts, feet pics, and streaming.
Looks right now.
And littering, Ricky. People don't forget.
It's not like watching dubbed over Kung Fu.
I mean, it's close. It's still not
I
fucking
feel
perfect.
like the delay is way less now. Listening to your phone, it sounds
True.
like it's like
All right, let's go up to 40.
maybe
Keep
10
going. Just
seconds
keep
now.
bumping the
What's
bitch.
the delay you set?
It just says sync offset, and I'm going positive 40 right
What's
now.
the max you can go?
Dude, I don't know.
Can you go to 69?
Nice.
That'll be the best one. I
Yeah.
guarantee you that's perfect.
All right, set it at 69.
All right. Are you saving or are you just doing stuff?
I'm just doing it, but it saves automatically. I've already tried
Alright.
this, like no save button.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's like almost no delay to the audio now.
Yeah, now it's
Like from
That's better.
from
That's-
our lips to
just leave it
God's
at
ears, there doesn't
69.
seem like there's much delay.
69 good for all you guys
Yeah.
on the live chat.
Yeah, let us know if 69 is the right number for you folks.
Nice.
I still don't think it's perfect, but I think it's decent.
Now the video is faster than the sound.
Oh god.
I don't have
All right,
that
refresh
problem.
your fucking YouTube card.
That's the thing.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
to do
feel like
here.
you got to. I saw something about refreshing.
Dan, refresh yours.
I'm
too.
gonna bail out and then get back in.
Mouths look almost.
Why are you
synced.
looking at my mouth, Ricky?
Well, I put it just back
Let's
down to
see.
60. Should I go back to 69?
Oh, that actually looks halfway decent now. Yeah, that honestly is dead on.
Yeah, 60.
All right.
What are you at, 60? I thought we were at 69.
I was,
everybody
but I
needs
brought
to
it
play
down
it.
'cause someone said that the video is faster than the sound.
That's Carter Ropley. I don't trust him.
Yeah, he might just not be like refreshing his YouTube feed or something.
It's that slow internet.
60 is
Yeah.
right, Harden said.
I like the clap test. It's working. I mean, that's fuking dead on.
All right,
Is
let's
it?
go.
All
All
right.
That's pretty close.
We're leaving it at 60. Hopefully, NASCOM can work with that.
Yeah, we did all of this for NASCOM.
Literally.
So he can clip shit.
For the guy, I'm afraid
Michael,
to
I will
share
not
our stuff.
squeal like a pig. All right.
When did he say that?
Norm, what the fuck did you do this
Yes,
weekend?
now.
Or this week?
I went to a little show.
I saw that. What
Yeah. So
was that?
I went to what is affectionately known as an inconceivable night with Carrie Elwes, which involved driving 2.5 hours down to Connecticut with my sisters.
That was in Connecticut.
I was unaware of the distance. They said Connecticut. I attributed that to like an hour and a half. I was off.
Was it like New Haven?
Where in
Yeah,
Connecticut?
literally in New Haven, yeah. So we drove
Get some
down to
pizza?
Connecticut, which was just a delight with my 3 sisters and my sister's Tiguan with bald ass tires in torrential downpour. My little sister driving, who is an absolute fucking weapon behind the wheel. So I was, God no,
Just
We're
white
not.
knuckle.
Back
Just
seat.
white knuckle.
like, hey, are you aware that we've been hydroplaning for 3 minutes straight? Oh, really? I'm asparagus. So we went down to that. Unfortunately, it was kind of a lame show. Like we weren't sure what it was going to be like. It's kind of what I expected, but it felt so rehearsed and
It wasn't. Yeah.
we didn't feel involved in it. So they showed the movie Princess Bride, one of the greatest movies of all time, top 3 favorite movies of mine.
Never seen it.
And then it's amazing. I highly recommend it to anybody that's never seen it. And then Carrie Elwes comes out. He's the star. Our fans will know him as one Russ Wheeler from Days of Thunder. Carrie Elwes has been in literally everything, and he's one of my favorite actors.
He's been in a ton of shit.
He's been in so much stuff. Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, one of the most recent seasons. He was in Stranger Things. He was in that, what is it? The Ungentlemanly Warfare or whatever, that Guy Ritchie movie that came out a year and a half ago. He's from one of my favorite TV shows. He had like a 4-episode arc on Psych, which is probably one of his best characters, and it's one of his most famous characters. But Carrie Elwes, he's just the GOAT. But pretty much he came out after the movie played, so we had just sat in a theater and watched a movie.
Yeah.
But it was like a ballroom type theater.
It looks more like a opera.
It was a fancier theater. It's for like plays.
It wasn't a
and shit
theater.
Like that.
It was a theater.
Right. They put up like a projector and shit for it.
I drive
So
a
we-
Chevrolet movie theater.
So we watched the movie. It holds up, still great. And then Carrie Elwes came out with a random radio DJ from local.
Yeah.
That came out and just pretty much asked him like 5 questions that are so obviously pre-prepared. And he came out, it felt like 20 minutes. It was probably like 30, 40 minutes. And just told like 4 or 5 stories from on the set of Princess Bride from 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was cool. He wrote a book about it, about the making of the movie, because it's a cult classic, super classic movie.
Yeah.
It's massive.
I've never seen it, but I know
it's if like you're into movies, this is one of the ones you need to see, kind of thing, like 50 movies to see before you die type shit. So it's a classic movie. People love it. So he wrote a book about it. And obviously he's just rehashing stories from the book is all it did. So it didn't feel personable. It came out like it didn't get the crowd involved at all. It was by no means like a Comic-Con.
You were hoping for like a meet and greet or like
I thought it was going to be more of like a Comic-Con thing where it's like, all right, line up in the center and ask questions.
Yeah.
But it started at 8:00 at night. So it didn't wrap up until almost 10:30.
And you guys still got another.
We had a 2.5 hour ride
Oof.
home. So I got home mad late. I was pretty disappointed. Luckily, my sisters bought it for me for my birthday.
Nice.
So it didn't cost me a whole lot of money. So that was nice. It was cool. Like I said, I love the movie. Love Carrie Elwes. So it was cool to see him in person. But it wasn't. I brought fucking my Days of Thunder cars. I bought a Pocono. I was like, if there's any opportunity for autographs, I'm having them
Get in
sign.
the Hardy's car.
I'm having him sign my Days of Thunder car because it's probably like the least movie prop he ever gets.
I want the sunglasses he had in the final Daytona 500.
That would
scene
be the
that
question I would
that
ask.
are this big, that barely cover his pupils.
Yeah, your Doc Ock glasses they made you wear.
I hate it. I remember being a kid and those annoyed me. I'm like, what is it? What are those even doing?
Yeah, and that freaking crazy like Miami Vice looking lady
The
he
chick
had on
with
the
him, yeah.
start finish line.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, it was cool. Also, realized Chevy trucks suck like every other new vehicle now, and I guess the rear window is just breaking them. So I have my truck is turning into a swimming pool.
How much water? Like, it was hard to tell in the picture. Did you legitimately have like?
There was like half a gallon in the passenger footwell,
shit.
and it's back because it rained.
Because
all
it
weekend.
rained all
Get
weekend.
it
Yeah.
out of the carpet at least.
Nope, I
No.
dried it the best I could.
Get the you know what I do because my sunroof leaks because Volkswagen sunroof.
Yeah,
I knew better, but I bought one with a fucking sunroof anyway. Get the damp rid bags. I have one hanging in the GTI at all times because towards before I put the roof box on that actually blocked the sunroof, and I was great all winter. Like right before that, there was a night we were at the studio and it poured in Rhode Island. I went to pull out of the parking lot. I had water pouring out of the sunroof controls into my face. Like the headliner was soaked. The next day, I went and got a damp rid bag, and I just hung it on the little seat pocket on the back. And I took a couple of paper towels and like stuffed them in the sun visors and like closed the sun visors. The next day, the car was bone dry.
Really?
Those
Okay.
damp rid bags work unbelievably. I'm going to keep one in my car at all
panorama
times.
roof, or is it the small one?
Oh, I've got the full panorama
Knock
roof.
on wood, I've never had an issue of any of my sunroofs.
That's
all my
why we got rid of
Volkswagens.
Steph's All-Track, because she had the panel roof in her All-Track, and it leaked once. It got warrantied, and then it leaked again, and they said our warranty was up, even though it was a fucking lease. And we had 4 inches of water in the spare tire well where the subwoofer
They're
is.
just
And I was
tired
like,
of replacing.
they were like, oh, well, we'll see what we can do. And we walked out of service into sales, and she bought her Tiguan. Like, we were like, we don't want this fucking thing anymore. Like,
That's kind of how I feel about my truck. It's like I've started doing some research online. Originally, I was swearing Safe Light's name to the sky because I had just gotten a windshield done 6 months ago.
well, that's what I said to you. I was like, it's got to be the new windshield.
That was my initial thought. So I'm mopping up water out of the passenger floor,
Screaming
and
at Corey
I'm
Haim.
calling Safe Light.
Yeah.
Like, hey, listen, you guys got to warranty this windshield. You didn't glue it right or something. Set up an appointment for that. And meanwhile, it rained all weekend, and I saw like a salt stain, kind of, like a water stain on the back window. And I was like, that could be from anything. I'm not going to like over stress about that. But the next day I came out to my truck and it was pouring rain, and I opened the back door first because obviously I can see that.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, both sides just trickling down both
Is
sides.
it
of
near the
window.
slidey window, or is it towards the end?
There's like almost like a drip rail above the sliding window, like the track
Yeah.
sits in. It's on the end of both of that. So I guess the Chevys, for whatever reason, the 2019s until current, I don't think they fixed the problem yet. The bodies flex because the bodies are aluminum.
Yep.
So the body flexes a little bit, and the windshields or the rear windows are all plastic with glass. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
glass in the window, but the whole frame is plastic and glued in. And apparently that flexes and cracks, little hairline cracks all over it.
And,
And
and
so-
water
Especially in
will
the
find
So water
winter
gets
when
in the
it's
winter too.
freezing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
And water will find a way.
people have said that they've called like the Chevy Aftercare, whatever their
Yeah.
program is called, and bitched, and they got it done warranty with some money involved. And it sounds like other people are like, I've been there 12 times. They've never been able to fix it. They replaced the window 5 times. It's broken every time and leaked.
Jesus. Now you got
So-
me worrying. Now I'm going to be anally checking I'm going to be
Right.
checking mine every time I get in the fucking
People
truck.
have said they've cracked down the center, dead center, and it leaks onto something on the floor and sparks. One guy said his truck started sparking underneath the
Oh,
rear seat
fuck.
Awesome.
because it was leaking on like the
what
amp.
wires are in the
Like the
amp.
amp
There's
or
amps. Like I've
something.
got I've got Bose audio in my truck, so I bet you that if it did that, it
Yeah.
would probably go on to
Or
something.
maybe there's a controller for the rear window mounted on the
Maybe.
rear firewall.
Maybe.
I was gonna say because all
But
the wires should run.
Mine's
through
going down
door
the
sills.
sides, and there's a trough that runs down the whole side of the truck that your harness sits in.
Oh, yep.
So it sits flush underneath the carpet. Mine was full of water on the passenger side.
Holy shit.
So I parked my truck in my driveway, took it all apart so it was facing downhill,
Yep.
cleaned it all out. I was able to take out a tiny little screw that held a bracket on, and it was a little plastic push pin that went through the floor,
And
so
was
it
a
leaked out.
drain. Yep.
So it drained out, and I was able to mop it up, but the carpet's obviously still moist.
I'm telling you, go to the hardware
I will.
store. I literally just hung it on the little pocket on the passenger seat.
Yeah.
It's annoying because it kind of swings around, but it rips the moisture out of the air.
The other repair people do is drop the headliner, take that stupid rear wing off. 'Cause
Yep.
They have that roof wing.
Yep.
And it's like 20 bolts to take that stupid
Yep.
thing off. And then they literally run like window sealant along the entire top of the windshield,
Yeah.
Put on
the rear
there.
window.
I've been seeing
But
stuff
it's just a nightmare to
with the
do.
GTI sunroofs about that. They're like, take just like sealant and just hit
Glob it.
everything. And I'm just like, I know what mine is. If you look at my car, the gasket that runs where the glass, like, so if this is the roof and this is the glass, when it comes in and it sits like this, there's like a section like this big that isn't up. And I can like push it up, close the sunroof, and it's fine. And in a couple days, it works itself back down
Yep.
to,
Yeah.
and it's dumb. It's just how it is.
Glad I only drive my car once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and mine, it's the same as with Steph's All-Track. I don't notice it until it goes through like a hot warm cycle.
Yeah.
In the dead of summer, you don't notice it because everything's just evaporating.
Mhm.
Both times with her All-Track, it was a warm October day that dropped down to like 40 at night. And I'd walk outside to take the dogs out, and I'm like, why the fuck are all the windows fogged up? And I remember I opened the back, felt the carpet, it was soaked. I pulled up the the spare tire well, and I was like, oh, there was this much water surrounding, like in the spare tire. In the spare tire is like all the subwoofer and amp and all that shit, because she had the Fender audio in hers, and I have it in mine too. And I was like, that's not good. So it's way to go, guys. Way to go, Volkswagen. For those in the YouTube chat, since we're not actually live yet, this is Joe. Joe, what'd you do? What's going on in your life? Aside from getting sick Legos at a sick discount. I hate you.
Yeah.
That's let go, Dan.
You're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uninitiated over here.
What's going on in my life? I went to Fenway to go see my first baseball game at Fenway. I've never been to Fenway. I've been for
And you're a Yankees fan, so
I am. So
I did not know that.
I
Yeah.
am
he's from Connecticut. It's like
I,
half
I,
and half.
I literally do not care. I just didn't know.
Yeah, it's half and half.
Half
So
and
Baseball is by far my least favorite sport.
But,
baseball is great to go to.
Oh yeah,
Baseball is unbelievable to go to.
But I've only been to Fenway for hockey. Never been for a baseball game.
Which one did you go to there?
I went to BC Yukon.
That was one of the I
Couple
went to
years
one of the
ago.
Frozen Fenways, but it was like the first one they ever did. It was like 2012.
They've only done it like twice, haven't they?
No, they've done the Winter Classic twice,
They did.
and then they did Frozen Fenway like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, okay.
They did. I don't think they've done Frozen Fenway for a few years.
They
now.
haven't. It's been a while.
I think it was 22. I went 22 or 23. I can't remember. But so went there. Beautiful day. I mean, it was just sun was shining all day. Nice warm afternoon.
And then you woke up.
And that was opening day. It was gorgeous.
Yeah,
on
opening day
Friday.
was beautiful. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was like 42 degrees and raining the entire day. So we went. I mean, I live in the city, so it's easy for me. But my
You guys
fiancé-
also had to take the train from East Boston to Fenway during
the
protest day.
which was awful.
That must have been fun.
Oh, that was.
I didn't even know
awful.
there was a protest.
Yeah.
thing
They,
going
they
on.
were all over the place, but yeah,
Yeah.
I saw there was
That-
like 100,000 people
that
at
was
Boston Common, and the train goes. They all took the
awful.
fucking train,
Yeah.
probably.
And I have to switch at Government Center,
Yep.
where the protest was. So that was awful.
because you take the blue line
Blue-
into government,
blue
and
to
then you
green,
hop
yeah.
on the
Yep. So that was awful. The train, you couldn't even. We had to wait 3 trains to get a spot.
I
on the
do
train.
not. When we lived in Boston, I remember those days, like Marathon Monday, like any big Red Sox game, anything like that, like opening day, shit like that. Like I still remember even some morning commutes. Like I'd go stand out for the train, and it's like one pulls up, and I'm like, the door's open, and it's like
Yeah, nah.
It's
water
Japan,
kit, like,
it's
what-
Japan
yeah.
in there.
and you're like, all right, I guess I'll let the next one go, dude. That's why.
It's India.
Yeah.
No,
seen
I
the
think
sh-
it's Japan.
Have you seen the
Just-
Japan, they'll
trains-
push you into the fucking
yeah,
train.
Japan. They're
Yeah.
sardines, literally.
So like that's why when I first moved to Boston, I worked at Best Buy. And at the time I was working 3 jobs, and like I worked there the least, and I showed up for work one day and they're like, "Oh, you've been late a lot." And I'm like, "Yeah, cuz it's fucking summer and the green line is a joke." Like I don't control.
I don't think we went above 2 miles an hour.
Yeah,
on
it's
the Green
insane.
Line. And like they'd stop at every stop, and no one would get on and no one would get off. I'm like, can we just go? Because all these people on here are going to be getting off at Riverside. So
Yeah.
I think I've only ever taken what goes to Fenway. Is that
Green line,
orange,
green line.
green?
Yeah.
yeah. So
I've only taken that once. I've only ever been to Fenway once.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was excited to go see a first game. I know.
I mean, the ballpark's sick. Like,
ballpark's sick. My fiance, her aunt and uncle came up. Her aunt's a big Cardinals fan, so they were playing the Cards.
okay. Yeah.
So that was why we got the tickets for that day. We were on the first base side, lower level, underneath.
Oh, you were under the overhang. That's good.
Except I don't really fit.
No,
in
no one
those
no one
seats.
fits at Fenway.
I've had
No,
more
I
room
went.
on
It
the last
sucked.
row of an airplane
Yeah.
before in the middle seat, but
Literally the only seats that are even remotely comfortable are if you go to like I sat up in the right field, like way the fuck
Yeah.
up top. Like those are newer and those are actually livable. The underneath, like the old seats, you need to be 100 pounds and 5'3"
Yeah,
to
I
be comfortable.
sat low green monster, but it was still. I don't even know if I was on the green monster. I think I was next to it.
Probably in
one
the
of la-
bleachers. You were in
one
the
of the
bleachers.
last seats
Yeah.
next
standing
to
room
it.
only is the way
and
to
it was
go.
SRO's the
toys.
best.
Yeah.
Well, that's like when I went last time I went to the Bruins game. They had like those bar stools at the top. I was like, how do I get that?
That's
seat?
new.
Yeah.
So those are new. We didn't know about that till we went to a concert like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They blew the back wall out and made like a bar and like
Yeah.
a whole concourse.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in our seats for the concert, and I was like, dude, there's a bathroom and a bar
Yeah.
like 5 feet behind me. This
Yeah.
is
I wonder
sick.
what it costs to get into that
me
bar.
and my dad. No, the bar
No,
was
it's open public.
it's just a
open.
public
Oh.
concourse.
and then there's like taped off bar seats that just sit above
They sell those. You can buy that ticket
Yeah,
for
I think
it's like a bar
standing
stool.
room only seats.
No, they're seats. If you go
Are
on like
they?
StubHub, they're seats. Because
I was like, next time I come here, I'm sitting in those.
when me and my dad went to a Bruins game last year, we got seats in those sections right there because I knew about it.
Yeah, I was 4 rows down from the bar stools.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing though. Like it used to never be a thing. You had to go down underneath to go to a concourse to like go get a beer or like go take a piss. Now you go up and it's like this big wide open area. It's awesome.
Well, I can only afford the upper deck at TD. So.
Well, the upper deck's the only place you can go.
Yeah, lower. I've always
watching-
gotten those tickets
no,
for
I
cheaper,
hate
discounted.
Hockey in the lower sections is trash. Like
Oh,
people
yeah.
all the time are like,
Oh,
why don't you sit down by the glass? I'm like, because I want to see more than 5 feet in front of me. Like
Bro,
I want
my
if you're
buddy-
on the glass, it's awesome.
it's cool, but
I got fucking choice seats at Bruins one year. This was years ago. And I brought my buddy Matt. I got these tickets for free. They were the Miller seats I
Yeah.
got from my cousin. I brought a couple, like 3 buddies from work, dude. We were all having a blast, all drinking. We were all just 21. And the entire time, my buddy Matt's like, freaking no spirit section. Oh, these are all the season ticket holders, so none of them care. I want to be sitting up there. I was like, these seats are so good.
yeah.
And he's like,
I-
the entire time, I was like, no spirit section. No
When I
spirit
used to go
section.
to when I lived in Boston, I used to go to Bruins games all the time. Like I wanted last row balcony because I could stand if I
Well,
wanted
that's where all
to.
the degens are.
Yeah, exactly. We could stand if we wanted to. You can see everything. Like hockey is a sport where you need to be able to watch shit
you want to be on the
develop.
corner.
Yeah, Ed and his wife, Ed Cash and his wife, had season tickets like halfway up the. I think they were halfway up the balcony in the corner, and they were the fucking best seats ever. I
Yeah.
loved them. Yeah. So you got wet. Well, at least you weren't wet.
No,
You were just
so
cold.
we were cold, but
It was fucking.
they
raw.
delayed the game. It was a 4:00 start time. They delayed it, so we went, under the concourse, which everyone decided to go under there for warmth.
Yeah.
And I thought NASCAR was bad with not providing weather updates. The entire Yankee game finished before
Holy
they
shit.
provided a single update.
Wow.
And then so stood around for 2.5 hours on concrete. So I was very sore the next
Yeah.
day.
Pass.
And didn't even get to see a ball game. So, but other than that,
Yeah, they ended up doing a doubleheader the next day.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
so
Oh,
didn't
that
get
sucks.
didn't get to see the game. I had to go down for my mother's birthday. In
Not that
Connecticut
yesterday was any nicer. Like during
No,
guys-
it was awful.
Did you guys get any good food or anything in Boston to at least make it worth it?
Yeah, we went, got dinner with them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
After, so, but we had to go around to like 15 different places because it was the
Yeah, it's
protest
where
day.
everyone-
Well,
And
the
then
protest day and everyone after the Sox. Yeah.
game, we had to go, downtown more just to.
You have to get away from Fenway.
Exactly,
Yeah, that's the
so-
only thing you can do. Yeah,
So yeah, that was kind of a wash, but yeah, so didn't get to watch any of
That
the races.
sucks, dude.
That honestly kind of sounds like my ideal day at Fenway. Go there, go to Fenway, and leave without watching baseball.
Just get.
I
food.
love, like I
'Cause
said,
Fenway's cool as hell,
Food and
but
beer.
it's like sardine can you into a seat.
Yeah.
I went there; it was middle of the summer,
Yeah,
blistering hot out.
that is
had
that
a
is-
couple Fenway Franks, and that's about it.
That is still the only sporting event I've ever left early.
Oh frick!
Steph and I went to a Sox game. I think it was when we lived down there. It was when I worked at Fenway, so we just walked in. But it was a busy day, so like we found bleacher seats, whatever. Yeah, it was like 85 and sunny.
Yeah.
And
Roasting your
I
ass
think by
off.
the 4th inning, it was like they were losing like 13 to nothing,
like,
and I
yeah,
was
I'm
like, yeah,
outta
we're
here.
done. Pass. We're taking
So,
off.
know, Upset, didn't get to see a game, but I got a buddy, old coworker of mine who moved back home. He's coming up this week. We're gonna probably go like Thursday.
Hell yeah.
$8.
That's the cool thing when you
$8
live
bleacher tickets.
when you live close enough, like the fact that you can just be like, yo, it's a nice afternoon.
Yeah, let's
and like
go.
we can and it's not like it used to be like when they were good, which I think they're supposed to be good this year, but like
they look better than they have
back
in the past 3 years.
in the early to mid 2000s, like you couldn't just walk
Yeah.
up. It was the best year was the year I worked there. It was the Bobby Valentine year when we were fucking trash. You could walk up to Fenway 20 minutes before the game and buy a $5 ticket and just go in.
We
Like,
were just looking yesterday, and that bleacher ticket was $8. So
Yeah.
it's like
yeah, that's
I'm
and
going.
It's
I'm
fun as
paying
hell.
more for a beer than
Yeah, and
Exactly.
then Moneyball came out, and all the nerds go watch baseball for the statistics.
Yeah. Myself had a busy week. We were continuing on the house projects. We were so basically the spare bedroom and the upstairs hallway and the stairs. We had scheduled to get carpet put down, even though
Yeah.
we didn't want that. That was her mother. My mother-in-law decided like this needs to get done. There's a whole thing going on with that. She's like, this needs to get done. I'll schedule carpet, whatever. So we were
You need
thrashing.
carpet in a bathroom.
No. Bathroom's tiled. That's done.
Oh, okay.
That's been done since we moved in.
Have you ever used a bathroom with carpet?
No, but I've seen
My
pictures.
house apparently had carpet when my parents first bought it.
Blech.
like dark green carpet in the bathroom. They were like, that was the first thing that got.
Oh my God, the stench, dude.
Oh, bro.
So we've been thrashing because we knew that the carpet was getting put in on Thursday last week. So it's like, we need to get this room done, fucking painted, everything before the carpet shows up. So I was here Tuesday. We worked on it Monday. I was here Tuesday. Wednesday was like, got to get everything done. We were up till 2:00 in the morning Wednesday night painting, like getting to the point where we were fucking delirious. Like,
well, it's like once you start, you just like
you have to keep going. Yeah.
Going to sleep until it's finished.
So we were up till like 2 in the morning. My alarm went off at 5. I went, not happening. And went back to bed. Fucking called into work. I was like, that's not happening. So yeah, that was just, it was we still didn't get everything done. We still have to actually second coat the walls because like it looked good at 2:00 in the morning in delirium. And then you get up the next morning and you're like,
that shit.
Son of a bitch.
Missed
So
48.
not even that we missed it, just you can still see like the hallway was like this yellow color and you can still fucking see it, you know?
Yeah.
So we're going to put like drop cloths and shit down and just bang
Did
out.
you find
the
a house to move into yet?
Working on it because that happened this weekend. So
I've been looking and I'm like, where can me and Dan move?
true. We
Keep
did this
looking.
weekend.
I found a house down in, I don't even remember. It was like Western Mass or something. And it had like a Days of Thunder looking barn.
Yes.
I was like, Dan, this is your house.
Yeah.
And immediately, I didn't say anything. Dan goes, Days of Thunder
I
barn.
did.
I
He
was like,
just
"Same
sent it to me
page."
and I was like, Days of Thunder Barn.
The house was a little shack and it was like up like a cobbled dirt paved road. It was
Big
like,
ass barn.
I would live in it. Probably not with a woman, but I would be okay with it. Like, that's like I don't give a fuck about the house. There's a Days of Thunder garage in
Yep.
the back.
Yeah, that happened this week. We did come to a somewhat of agreement with our neighbor. He's buying the house. So
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Nice.
so that'll be good. Now, I mean, we're not leaving like tomorrow. Like
Fresh
it's gonna
millie in the
be-
bank for that bad
No,
boy, I bet.
You
Nope.
staying in New Hampshire? Or?
Yeah, because she's got to stay.
Yeah, they're trying to do like a 15-minute circle.
No.
around or Manchester.
No, like for her, she basically said if anything within like a 40-minute commute to her
that's
office,
not
she'll
bad.
be fine. Like,
Okay.
so we're looking like her sister's moving to Concord, so we're looking like in the Concord, Bow,
See,
that
that's,
area.
If I had to choose, I'd go north and north and north.
Yeah.
We're going to have to listen to Dan every week bitch about driving down here from
Yeah.
way up there then.
I already said that. I was like, we were looking at, she found one place, this was weeks ago, like right when we started coming here. And I'm like, she's like, oh, I really like this. And I looked like how much farther it would be from here. And I was like, perfect. I'm right back to the Rhode Island commute.
Yeah, you would just not be going home on Mondays after work.
Probably
You
not.
would just like hang around town
Probably.
because you
Um,
drive up through Concord, then back through
Well,
Concord.
that's what I would do if I have to go to work in Mass. I don't go home. I'll just like bring clothes
Yeah.
with me and then just go
Well,
like
you went
fart
to
around.
freaking Top Golf one day before going to the studio,
No, I
didn't
went and
you?
played golf.
Oh, that was golf.
Yeah, that was golf. So yeah, it was just a very busy week with that shit. We did sneak
Too high
in.
class for Top Golf.
I love Top Golf. It's just too goddamn expensive.
I would do Top Golf.
Top Golf's
I've
fun
never
as fuck.
swung a golf club in my life.
But the problem is
Great when your company pays for it.
well, yeah, Top Golf is great if you have a group of friends going.
yeah.
If it's just you, like the two of us, it sucks because it's like $70 an
Might
hour.
as well go to a driving range.
You might as well just go to a driving range. Yeah. But if you get a good group of people going, it's like bowling, like same shit. Like you want to go with 8 fucking people
Yeah.
and then just split everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rybo, me, Joe Booth.
Yeah, you
Mike
guys all
Valdez.
went.
We all did that for my birthday. It was pretty fun. I've never swung a club in my life until that day. And,
Born natural.
No, not natural. Not at all.
All right.
That is the
Um,
way to get people into it though, because
but-
it's fun as hell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, when I hit like 200 plus yards, I was like, I can kind of fuck
yeah,
with
that's
this.
that's how
I
they
see
get
this
you.
as an
That's-
absolute win.
I know.
That's how
I
they
know
get you.
I know it's
Did it
fake.
go
was,
straight?
It was probably like a $125. A little lacy to the left, but not. It's not. I was doing it in cowboy boots too. So
Oh yeah, that'll
It's better
get you.
than a slice to the
Last
right.
what you're
time I-
saying
last
is
time-
you looked good doing it.
yeah.
Last time I went to Top Golf, we were in
tried.
Florida and we brought our own clubs, and I felt like such a douchebag.
Oh, dude, Adam was doing
Bringing
that.
your own clubs.
Oh hell yeah,
Adam Haig with the Mark II.
yeah.
And Rybo. Ryan brought his club
Yeah.
too. Dude, nailing it all the way to the back net. All the
yeah.
way to the back net the whole time.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, dude,
it's
what
when
the
you have your
fuck?
own shit, it's real easy to do.
I'm like, that's
Costco
wild.
Kyle. This is Timu Alex Bowman. Thank you very much.
So
This is the comfiest hoodie I've ever
that is a nice.
bought.
I almost bought one when we went.
It's
We
so
went
nice.
recently. So yeah, we did sneak in golf on Friday because it was it was 65 and sunny.
Yeah.
Like it was
Oh,
such
Friday
a
was
nice day.
gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
We bailed. Like I was out of work a little early. She was like, "I'm done. Let's go outside," because we knew the weekend was going to be trash. And then kind of yesterday, we were looking at the weather, and it's like, "Oh, it's going to stop raining at like noon." So we're like, "Fuck it, let's go out again." Bad idea because the place we went was a swamp, and it was fucking trudging
It
through.
will downpour
Yeah, it poured.
Saturday.
It was
Yeah, that was-
fucking snowing this morning.
Yeah.
I got up this
It
morning.
snowed like for a while.
I got
Tom.
up this morning and there was a
cold.
dusting of snow in my yard.
Oh, we didn't get any stick.
It stuck a little bit, like
Yeah.
a little bit on the
Some
grass.
of the leaves and stuff.
But then I got home and it was all gone, but it was still snowing. I was like, when we talk about you go to Florida and you can see it raining up the street. I pulled onto my road today and I could see it snowing up the road. I was like, come on. I was so mad.
That's unfair.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know we have one more room to do in the house and it's like the tiny mud room. So it should take us like 3 days, but I need to get cranking on my wheels because I took them apart and haven't touched them, and dust off is in like 20 days. So we're going to get after that, but I need a nice day to actually fucking work on them because I can't work on them in my garage because there's no room. So my neighbor, the guy with all the cows, his dad had this crazy car collection, and I think he also is into like cars. They have a bunch of old like air cooled 911s. He has like he has a purple one that's sick as fuck.
Oh, nice.
Like I'm talking like 70s, like not 80s, not the really really desirable ones, but like the ones that still kind of look like a bug.
Yeah.
They have he has an S8, an old D2 S8. He had a V10 TDI Touareg for a while. So like he came over, was looking at the house, and I opened the garage up, and he's like, I didn't know you had that cabrio sitting there on jack stands with like some wheels apart in front of it. And he's like, starts asking me all these questions about it, and I could tell my mother-in-law was getting pissed because that's not why he was there. Like I was like, I knew this was going to happen.
So what do they want to? I know we want to start this thing any second
don't
now,
give a
but
shit.
what do they want to do with the house?
He's going to just rent it. He has so the house next to his property on the other side, he rents that out to people. They're going to do the same thing with my mother-in-law's house and our house. He's just going to.
Oh, he's buying all of them?
Yeah. Oh, the dude
I
is.
think you
have a
told me about this
compound?
dude.
Yeah, he owns all the land around us. We just are the puzzle piece that he doesn't own. Because that land used to be my mother-in-law's father's,
Okay.
and this guy's dad bought it from him. So we're like the puzzle piece that he needs, and that family's whole thing is they don't want the road to change. He knows that if those two pieces of land got sold, there's a good chance that it all gets subdivided. 15 acres gets subdivided, and all of a sudden there's 8 new houses at the end of the road, and there are people that'll complain, because his cows are mooing at 2:00 in the morning, or his guy that works for him is driving their straight piped gator that is definitely on race gas because I can smell it when it goes by. Like he does all this stuff that we don't give a shit about, but they're always worried that like a newcomer might flip the fuck out. So yeah, the guy's got buku money. Like his dad owned the company that owned a bunch of radio stations in New England.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you did tell
And
me
we
about this
found
guy.
an older news article from, 10 years ago about like them selling some of the radio stations. And
Like
it was
50 mil or
it was in
something,
the
wasn't it?
hundreds of millions.
Hundreds
Oh
of
my
millions?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting to say the least. But Steve, you got anything?
Ironically, just talking about shitbox Volkswagens. Friday, when I got home from work, because it was actually nice out, I tinkered with the Dusty a little bit.
Ooh.
Joe Booth wants me to get it ready for dust off, and there's no fucking way that's possible.
So you'll be in the Mark IV again?
No, I'll probably just be driving the Colorado with Clyde.
There you go.
Damn
Yeah.
right, dude.
Well, I mean, Tammy and I don't get back until
Oh yeah, you guys are
we
going on vacation.
fly in like Saturday at 5:00 from Jamaica, and then we had taken a train from New York to Boston.
Ugh.
So I can promise you, there's no way I'm gonna wake up and make sure that the Dusty, that's a 4-speed automatic, is gonna drive 2.5 hours to Connecticut.
Yeah, pass.
I'm just gonna take the truck that has less than 7,000 miles on it there.
Nice comfy ride. Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with that. But I did work on it, drive it around a little bit. That was fun. I just realized earlier that I had it for 5 years, and I've really never taken it anywhere.
It's been 5 years already.
Yeah, I bought it literally COVID year.
Yeah, I remember when you
2020.
got that. Holy
Isn't
shit.
it crazy? COVID was
Dude,
4
it's
years
insane.
ago.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
about that the other day.
Other than that, just getting ready and packing my shit. Like, it's actually nice to pack.
Yeah, where are you guys going? Just
Yeah.
update
Jamaica,
the
baby.
listeners.
We're going to
How lo-
Sandals, Jamaica.
How long you going?
We will be there for 6 nights.
This is the
Nice.
makeup honeymoon, right?
Yeah, so when we went last year for our honeymoon in St. Lucia, we got hit with a hurricane. I forgot what name it was.
I remember the picture of you like in the hot tub in
Oh
the
yeah,
hurricane.
dude, I was just chilling in a soak tub, like sipping a bottle of champagne. But we got 2 free nights if we booked 3 nights, so we took full advantage of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have literally our room is a swim up room. We have a soak tub. We can just go right out into our own little pool. All inclusive Sandals. So we're gonna go to Margaritaville there too.
Okay,
which has-
Kyle.
it has-
Relax.
It has a full slide and like a little water park thing, which is actually kind of cool.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. We're doing like a catamaran sunset cruise.
Hell yeah.
She's gonna get a massage. I'm probably gonna try to find a jet ski.
As one does.
Yeah.
See, like I'm not like I don't ever think of vacation going to a beach.
Yeah.
But if I could literally roll out of bed and land in the swimming pool,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably make it work.
Yeah. As we get
You'd bum
older,
it.
like
Yeah.
like Steph and I always talked
I
about
guess
like
I could deal with it.
when we used to go on vacation, we go like snowboarding and shit. Like we'd always be like, I can't believe people like just go to like the beach in Mexico and just sit around and
Right,
get
like
drunk all
Kyle
day.
last week.
Yeah.
Just
And
went
then-
there to sit on the beach, and I was like,
But
if that's what you're into, cool. But I could never do
but
that.
as I get older, I at least would like one day of that. Like give me a day just to do nothing. Like I couldn't do the whole like we
Well,
know
that
people.
was me when we went to Florida. When you guys went to Disney, I was like, I'm chilling, dude.
Yeah.
Like
When
I just
we-
literally watched Harry Potter all
Yeah.
day and just hung out the cap. or
Like we
the
know
condo.
people up by us that go like on vacations that all they do for 4 days is sit on the beach and drink. And I'm like, that just sounds I'd be pulling my hair out 2 days
That's
in.
like to
That's
me.
what I do.
yeah, I can't do it.
people
I
that
I don't go
nap.
to the
does
beach
get
though. I
boring
just
eventually.
sit.
gotta do something. I gotta do
Yeah, that's to me like people that nap.
Well,
Like,
that's-
oh yeah, I took a good nap.
See, I like
so
naps.
you
I-
wasted your day.
I'm
Dude,
a
I
big
love a solid
vacation
nap.
napper.
Yeah.
I love
big nap
oh.
guy. Big nap
Well,
guy.
and the nice thing is in Jamaica, it's like Florida, so it's gonna rain at some point in time. So like you just gotta
Oh,
plan.
a
you
rain
just-
nap is the
yeah.
best
You just gotta
nap
plan
ever.
your nap
Windows
right
open,
around that.
rain nap.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just
Best sleep you'll ever have.
plan that nap and during the rain season, and then just wake up, go get whatever food you want, whatever restaurant.
Also, average Joe, I do agree though. Being on a lake is different because I can
Yeah.
sit around at a
Yeah.
lake all day.
Oh,
because
100%.
beaches,
For sure.
That, I
I'm
find
not-
that to be more
I
exciting.
am not a big
I could be a
sand.
dock on a beach.
I am
all
not a
day.
big sand, salt water, but you put me again. I do it all summer with the boat. We just drive to the sandbar, and I'm in waist deep water
Yeah.
all day doing nothing.
Dude,
Yeah.
sit on the dock, fishing rod attached to nothing,
Yes,
and just drinking beers. That's a
Order
good day.
beers right next
Yeah.
to you
Yeah.
in your folding chair.
Dude, just live in a Corona commercial, but the redneck version.
yeah. Carteropoli. It's 65. He's in his bed. It's raining, and he has the window wide open. That
Yeah.
sounds like fucking heaven.
Perfect.
It is 38 here right now.
Yeah. What is
It's
it at
super
home?
comfy in this room right now, though.
It's 37 at
Yeah,
home
the
right
room's mint right now.
yeah, the fan.
now.
I'm
That
glad you
ceiling
can't
fan
hear
has
it.
become
Yeah.
my best friend because the first couple
Oh,
because
that was
Kyle
your best friend.
Kyle likes being hot, and I can't stand it because he's this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're,
So he had that thing, that heater on the wall set at fucking 69 and no fan
Nice.
on and all this equipment on. We left here and I was like peeling my
Yeah.
shirt off. And I was like, Kyle, he's like, what? It's super comfortable in here. I'm like, bro, no, it's not. Like, it's miserable. All right. I think that's about
let's
it. So I suppose we do the actual thing now.
press the buttons.
Yeah, I think we're ran about an hour long on YouTube.
Nope,
there.
only 45 minutes.
We're fine.
45, not bad. That's the average.
So what do we want to do? We want to do the, we'll just do
episode. Yeah,
it in scheme of the week. Well, that's when we'll go through everything.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, the race recaps, there's nothing there because everything sucked. There's not
Yeah,
a lot of
boring
fucking
Raise
news.
the green flag.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
They
fucking
waved the
news.
checkered flag.
Yeah, one person led all the laps in both races.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted him to.
I honestly, once it got to a point, I was like, I kind of want to see him do the perfect race.
Yeah.
Like it,
Can I be honest? I knew who we all picked, the 19,
Yeah.
the 5, and the 24. I had you and Kyle backwards in my head.
oh, so
the
you thought I
entire
was
race,
gonna?
I'm watching it thinking Dan already has a 40-point lead, and he's about to get 60. This is gonna fucking suck.
All right, let's fucking fire this thing off. What do we got here? Okay, there we go. Ready? Saw that coming. Guess what? Kyle's not here again.
He's fired.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and not Kyle. I am Dan Walker, joined as always by Mr. Norman Pelletier,
Inconceivable.
a special guest who might rein in his paint scheme hot takes, Mr. Joe Sanchez himself.
What up?
And over there on the ones and twos, our CMO, the chief marijuana obtainer, Scumbag Steve.
Put in reverse, Terry.
I'm actually a cop.
Stop resisting. On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news. We're going to do our much loved look back at all the throwback schemes. It should take about 20 minutes because there was 19 of them. Oh, wait, we have the Xfinity series.
Yeah,
They
we got the
saved the day.
Xfinity series.
Yeah.
That's going to be an entire episode.
Answer some questions and all that. But before that, Norm, pay some bills.
This podcast and every podcast before it is brought to you by the Revival Motoring Network.
What are you doing?
I don't know, Dan. This was just the voice I picked, and it's kind of sticking with me. It's kind of like a grandmaster at a circus or something. I don't know. But this podcast, like every other podcast, brought to you by Revival Motoring and the Revival Motoring Network. Go to revivalmotoring.com and do stuff there. I don't really know what they do.
There you go.
But thank you to Revival Motoring. Thank you to Papa Josh and all the boys over there for being host to us. But now that we are in our own space, we are also brought to you by us. And by our ex-employee, Kyle, who we have fired, and he is now in Texas living his best male gigolo lifestyle, selling his body for money.
That's the new job he found.
Yep. Luckily, he's not selling it by the pound because he wouldn't make much. But the ways you guys can support us is by going to loosesfastpodcast.com. Yeah, that's right. We bought the URL. Kyle bought it.
We
and
didn't buy
fired
shit.
Kyle. So now we own it. Sucker. So you guys can go to loosesfastpodcast.com, buy some merch, stay in touch with us. That's where you will also find the links to our Instagram and stuff like that. I don't know if you actually can. We should add that to
I
the
should
website.
probably add that, yeah. But
That would make a lot more sense. But if you go on our Instagram
it's in the
or
link tree.
anywhere at loosesfast_pod, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and all that jazz. And that will lead you to our Discord, which is the most fun place on planet Earth to be.
It has its moments.
Unless you get into a screaming match with some random Denny Hamlin fan on Discord or
Or a Ryan Blaney fan.
a rabid Ryan Blaney fan who just can't get over the loss. It's a great place.
You think they would be able to at this point?
You think they'd be used to
They'd
it?
be used to it. I mean, I was a Ryan Blaney fan for 1 week this year, and I'm used to it.
Yeah. Other ways you can help us by leaving us reviews. We don't have any on Apple. Go leave a written review there. We love reading them. And now for my new favorite part, the Spotify comments, which we just found out happened. We had one from 5 days ago. Someone named Starman Namen.
Love that guy.
Better episode than normal. Apparently they really don't like Kyle, I guess.
Is that the only difference in that episode?
Yeah, I think so. Must have been. And then
this is gonna be an even better one because we got Joe Sanchez.
Yeah. And then from it's Mr. DJ, who's number one? These guys, number one always.
Who's got 2 thumbs and hosts the best podcast in the world?
Not
These
Denny.
guys. No, he's got 2 index fingers.
He's got
For his 2
Jesus
wins.
Christ. All right. I guess we did all that stuff. That's a good bill paying segment. Good
Yeah,
job,
I
Norm.
don't-
You're getting better at it.
I don't know how we make any money from any of
We
that
don't.
stuff we just said.
We
but
don't.
Thank you guys. Ciao.
All right. I guess we will head on into the callbacks section of stuff. We got a busy one today.
Wow.
Race picks. So
I hate this game now.
I fucking hate this game all of a sudden.
what are you talking about?
Bro, I got like 9 points yesterday.
I got 1.
True. Good call. To refresh everyone's memory, Norm picked Mr. Kyle Larson.
Toaster.
I picked Mr. Chase Briscoe, who, what the fuck was I thinking?
He looked decent for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, he was in the top 10 for like part of the first stage,
Yeah.
and then they just decided we're not going to pit.
Him and Bowman played the same strategy and probably just
Yeah.
knocked on the wall together.
And then unfortunately, Kyle decided to take Mr. William Byron, who almost pitched a perfect fucking game. And yeah,
Thank God, dude. Because
Yeah.
that extra 10 points would have hurt.
yeah. So Kyle got 61 points. I got 9. Norm got 1, bringing our current standings to. Now, I want to remind you, I listened back last week's episode where you were saying Kyle's in the basement and has no chance of ever recovering. Kyle's now at 264 points.
Yes.
I am slightly far behind him with 249.
And I have retired for the season.
Norm has 208.
I am
rough spot to be.
I'm in the basement. There's no chance of me surviving.
If you have a perfect race next week, you might pass me.
Wait, what's 264 minus 208? Does that come up to 56 points?
Maybe. No.
I'm not good at math. Somebody math that. If it's 56 points, guaranteed dub.
What do you
That's
want?
my number.
What do you want done?
264 minus 208.
Yeah. Yeah.
56.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got his
Dude.
number this week.
Locked in, baby.
All right, so now we got to make our picks for this week. Norm, you're up first with your one singular point.
Why am I picking first?
'Cause you
Because Kyle
suck.
Larson finished 37th.
Hey, beat JJ Yaley.
Self-wrecked twice.
Self-wrecked
I'm
once.
lucky. I thought they stopped counting points at 36. I didn't know it just went 1 for
It
everybody.
just goes 1 after
so
that.
I got 1 point this week, baby.
thought you were
I
getting
had
nothing.
0. So because I'm the first one in, I'm gonna go with the guy who's on a hot streak right now, Denny Hamlin.
All right, there you go.
Not a bad pick for
Bristol.
For Bristol.
Right. He won the spring race here last year, but that was that crazy tire race.
Yeah, you
He
can't take
still
anything
wins
off of
them
that.
when he's not a crazy tire race.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of the best in the world. So
I'm gonna go. This is probably gonna put me in dead last after this, but the man used to dominate this track. Give me KFB.
you're a fucking idiot.
Yep, I don't even care. I'm
You know he races for RCR now.
I
Right?
know, but hey, he loves this track. So
Chevy on a short track. What?
All right, I am.
Steve has Kyle's
I have
pick.
Kyle's race pick, and because you guys didn't do anybody, he picked Bell.
Does he have Bell? He does still have Bell.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Bell seems to be either really good or
Yeah, I
really
mean
bad.
that would have been a great
Well,
pick.
he's great at qualifying.
4 weeks
so
ago.
you can't pass at Bristol anymore.
True,
Yeah.
true. All right, so that is our race picks. We will see where that lands us. That's
You know who I was gonna pick? To be completely honest, because he has been on a hot streak, Bubba.
I thought about picking.
But then,
Bubba.
like the second half of yesterday, he just disappeared.
Dude, what happened to him? He was
Oh,
in the top
I
5.
was like, yeah, I'm not going off of this cold streak
so
now, dude.
I like I said in Discord last night, I dozed off somewhere in stage 3. I woke up and Byron wasn't leading anymore. I woke up with like 40 to go. And when I fell asleep, Bubba was in like 3rd. And when I woke up, I was like, he's not even on the leaderboard anymore. Like, where the fuck did he go?
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. I was like, am I missing something here? Same
Yeah.
thing happened with Bowman. I was zoned out when Bowman had his issue.
Yeah.
And I looked back up and like, did the pit cycle start?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, I guess he fucking knocked down the wall like an idiot again.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row or every other week.
Well, so that's our race picks. Now we move on to the one time of year where we can actually say it's everyone's favorite part of the show. Norm's
Everybody's
scheme of the week.
It's my
All right.
favorite part every week.
So we're gonna start in Xfinity because we never really do Xfinity.
Yeah,
but
we're
throwback
doing 2 series. this
throwback
week.
weekend, needs no introduction, and it also needs to say, looking at you, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Carson Hocevar. Who else?
Yeah, huge shout out to one Landon Castle, Brad Keselowski,
Brad. So
Bowman,
Brad,
I guess there was a bunch of drivers that are strongly
so
supporting.
Brad
this.
shit talked it at first. Apparently, I don't know if it was at an interview earlier in the week. He had very similar things like it's run its course, blah blah blah. He backed off of it on Saturday though because he went to the merch hauler
Yeah,
and he made that tweet saying like, "Okay, I get it." Like, and I love. They're like, "Oh, everyone's wearing throwback merch," and I'm like, "I do that every time I go to the track," but that's whatever.
Hey,
Okay,
you know what, Brad? Maybe there's a common denominator here. Throwback scheme last year, you won the race. Non-throwback scheme this year, and you finished fucking dead last,
Yeah.
bud.
I mean, he does that every week.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
KFB had a
he's
lot
not
of
on one this year.
Kyle Busch had a lot of strong comments in favor of it. Like basically, it seems like the older guys understand that it's
Yep.
not for them; it's for the fans. And I mean, we have so much fun with it.
I think it's these younger guys that one, like Carson Hocevar, I don't take anything he says seriously
No,
or personally because I think he's just kind of backing up his team because his team chose not to run a throwback. He decided to go on Twitter and defend his team
yeah,
and be like, it was all of our decisions not to run a throwback.
yeah,
Meanwhile, Carson Hocevar, I was talking to you guys about this earlier, he's ranting and raving right now, making a big deal about buying some old long bed OBS Chevy that has a Dale Earnhardt livery on it.
yeah.
Paint scheme livery,
I was gonna say,
whatever.
don't do that.
I said the wrong word and I went with it. Paint scheme on it. It's all stickers. And why is that truck cool to you? Why did you way overpay for that truck? Because it's a Dale Earnhardt throwback paint scheme on the truck.
Yeah,
And you're going to drive around that, fucking rant and rave about that, make a big deal about you buying a truck that looks like Dale Earnhardt's truck, and then
Shit on
come out in the
throwback
media and
weekend.
be like, throwback schemes are stupid. No
Yeah.
one recognizes the paint schemes.
Chase doesn't like it because he doesn't have a personality, and his
Right, I
fucking
think it's
throwback
like-
sucks.
There's a little bit of extra work when a new paint scheme comes out for Chase.
Yeah,
It's like, I got to take a picture.
yeah, exactly.
I don't want to do that.
Like last year, he had to go in the Dale Jr. download when they unveiled the
Yeah,
Dale
it's
Jr.
just-
throwback. Like,
It's lazy to not want to run it. It's lazy for the companies like Universe, we're going to talk about them, but not wanting to conform to it. I know there was 19 cars or whatever, 16 cars in the Cup
didn't.
Series that didn't
it was
even
19.
attempt it.
It was 19 that had regular
Um,
paint schemes.
I just fucking make it mandatory. I've said this for a long time. They used to do a theme for like the broadcast crew and stuff like that.
You only have so many decades.
80s. But like, pick a fucking year.
Yep,
Hey, this week we're all doing 1986.
yep.
Pick a car from 1986. And every year we'll highlight somebody, or
Ricky Rudd's getting it inaugurated into the Hall of Fame. Let's pick his best year and everyone do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just pick a theme and make it mandatory because it's so cool. The fans get so into it.
I get a lot of it's obviously sponsor related, not wanting to,
Hey,
Change your
bend the
logo.
knee.
logo. But like also like you'd think of the merch sales you'd get off of it.
100%.
Are you gonna buy a, Exalta t-shirt normally?
No, but I have.
Would you buy an Exalta Jeff Gordon
I have.
throwback?
I have,
exactly.
that. I have one.
Would you buy a second Exalta t-shirt because it's a throwback? You already own the
exactly.
regular
I
one.
have not. I don't have a single Larson shirt, but I bought
Exactly.
this throwback one from last year.
You would have never bought that shirt unless it was that
Nope.
scheme. Exactly.
Nope.
So
Question, we're going to harp on Chase Elliott a lot here because he was very vocal about it, and he is kind of an easy target because he's so against showing any sort of enjoyment about anything. But I'm going to take a guess and say Chase Elliott's 4 most popular diecast sales ever.
the Dale Jr. throwback,
His championship car,
championship car.
the Dale Jr. throwback, the Napa one that was a backup car. That one fucking blew up.
The Evernham one.
And then, the 9 from last year.
2
Or
years
the
ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
the Everham 9.
yeah.
The Hooters throwback was probably.
Yeah,
his
I
best
was gonna
one.
say,
guarantee
yeah,
his
probably too.
4 of his top 5, we'll probably throw the Hooters one in there as well because I agree. 4 of his top 5 most selling diecasts are probably throwback schemes.
Yeah.
Now, that's either their fault, the team's fault, NASCAR's fault, Lionel's fault, whoever's for not getting the drivers enough kick from that.
Yeah.
Maybe if that went more to the drivers and the teams, it'd sway their opinions a little bit. But just think of it like merch sales, diecast sales, fan connections and stuff like that. It's Throwback Week's major. It's been so cool, and it was such a big deal years ago. And it's because of the drivers and the teams that it's slowly trickling out. It's
Especially-
not fans.
Especially
Fans
No.
love it.
every sport is doing throwback
100%.
jerseys now. Like
Yeah.
it's just another way to
Football's
make
done
money.
it forever.
Football, they have an alternate jersey that's a
Hockey.
throwback. Hockey, the third
When
jersey.
they do the Winter Classic,
Oh my god.
those jerseys sell.
exactly.
that.
Because
Exactly.
there's some form
Baseball,
of a throwback.
the Red Sox ran that yellow jersey a couple years ago. They couldn't keep those fucking
Yep.
things on the shelf.
Yep.
City Connect or
The City
whatever.
Connect. Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
went the Red Sox game I went to. They had the yellow jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
I don't understand the hatred, and it seems to be this one group
Yeah,
of like younger guys that don't seem like, obviously Hocevar has a personality, but like you said, I don't even know if he's being fucking serious. But I'm just taking
like I
Byron.
said, I think he's being defensive of his team.
yeah, I'm taking Byron and Elliott, who are 2 of the most white bread.
yeah.
I like both of them. I'm a Hendrick guy, so like I don't hate them, but they're boring. They're
Yeah,
Maybe
vanilla.
Byron's just
And
sick
maybe-
of driving
yeah.
Jeff Gordon cars.
Honestly,
Byron,
probably.
maybe if
When he
Byron
said Jimmy
got
Johnson's
to,
been his favorite driver.
Yeah, true.
yeah, if Byron got to maybe pull out a Terry Labonte and do an unveil with Terry Labonte,
Yeah.
maybe Byron would get into it a little bit more. But every single year, it's like, oh, hey, boss,
Another flame
look,
car.
we're doing another car just like yours. That, oh, by the way, looks like my primary from 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Like, I get it. Jeff Gordon didn't really vary that much in his paint schemes, and you can only really run the
Exalta.
04 car and the 94 car so many times, but you don't have to throw back to Jeff Gordon every single year.
yeah, exactly.
He
It's
ran that Valvoline throwback years ago. That was
a
super
couple years
cool.
ago. Yeah,
On it, yeah.
Yeah, like, so it's not, there are certain criteria. If you can get, I've talked about this before, and this will help with judging in a minute when we're judging these paint schemes. Number, sponsor, and number font. If
Yeah.
you have the same number, the same sponsor, and can match the number font, that's a perfect throwback.
Yep.
Much like we've had in the past. I mean,
Corey LaJoy.
yeah,
Xerox.
Corey LaJoy, the
Yeah.
Xerox
The
car,
Xerox
dude,
car
that's
was
top
perfect.
5.
That's
Yeah.
top 5 throwback of all time.
There have been so many that they've hit it out of the park. Xfinity, we're going to go over this list in a second with Xfinity. They get 2 out of the 3, but the Xfinity seems to be way more lenient. But the sponsors lean into it more, allow them to modify the logos and stuff like that. We don't see that in Cup.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are just things that help. Like Chase Elliott last year with the 2 years ago with the Everham 9. That was a perfect throwback.
It was so cool. I loved that.
And it's Chase Elliott, the guy, his dad raced in NASCAR for fucking 40 years.
There's a couple 9
Find a
cars.
scheme.
Yeah.
We have not seen a Mac Tonight scheme.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Jamie McMurray.
Jamie
ran it
McMurray
the
ran
first year.
Yeah, but Chase Elliott
Chase
hasn't,
hasn't
run it.
done it. Yeah.
Like there are plenty of schemes, and we saw. I think Kurt Busch ran one his last year.
maybe.
Was it
Yeah,
Kurt or
he-
was it
he
Reddick?
No, it was Kurt.
Kurt, yeah, because they
ran it.
changed the number.
Yeah.
But,
I love that argument of we're running out of ideas. No, you're not. You've barely scratched the fucking surface.
Yeah, look at the
75,
Xfinity series.
76, 77 years of NASCAR. Now.
You've barely scratched the surface. Like, all right, so go back to the top.
Yeah.
What was the 00 or the
So
0?
we're gonna do the Xfinity series. This is not a throwback.
I didn't think
Fire
so.
scheme though.
Great scheme. My one critique with the 00. You
Is it
scroll
the
back up
front
to
end?
it. No, it's the damn red on the door. Move it up 2 pixels so it doesn't hit the number.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they
Yeah.
perfectly spaced out the number to fit inside the white.
Yep.
And it was like that on the render, but they wrapped it and the wrap was too low.
Yeah.
So it intersects the number. Like just move that up a little bit.
Love it.
The
That should be
one
his
car-
primary.
Is like a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
Just the number.
Yep.
Being not having the line at the bottom of the number is the only critique I have with this scheme. That and
Oh.
it changed the drop shadow. Wasn't the drop shadow yellow originally? On
It
Jay
is on the
McMurray's?
roof.
It is on
Yeah,
the roof, yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to Google this now,
don't
but
know.
I think the drop shadow is supposed to be yellow, and I thought it was.
You know me, I love day glow, so that thing is.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
that
see
seat
that
was perfect
74
down to
miles
the-
away.
The misalignment on the wrap on the rear bumper, which they
Yeah,
had
when you
originally.
when I said I didn't like that, and you pointed it out, I
Yeah,
went
it was
back
there
and
the whole
looked
time.
At the original, and I was like, I didn't even notice
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah,
Because
so
it's such a
Quapple's-
random orange stripe on the rear quarter.
Yeah.
It never made any sense to
yeah,
me.
because the camo doesn't line up with the.
No.
No,
So yeah, that's
door.
Quapple's one car
I
throwback to
think
what
it's-
year is that? 2010, Jamie McMurray?
yeah, I'm
think it
looking
was
right now.
10.
2010. On the original, it said boats right there.
Yep.
I think that's why I was
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Oh no, my bad. The number did have a white drop shadow. For some reason, I thought it was yellow on the door.
This seems like something Ryan Williams wouldn't forget.
Honestly, the 2 is a great Wayland throwback. Just runs it every
to
week.
last week.
But that's one of my favorite schemes. of all
This
time. The
was just
4
Perfection.
Is it Ernie Irvin?
Yeah,
Was that
it
who
is
was
the
in
Ernie
4?
Irvin. Yep.
Perfection.
Yep, the Ernie Irvin Kodak throwback. And this is what we talk about with Xfinity Series. Visual Pack, whatever the fuck that is, that's Kodak font. Like they let
Yeah.
them change their logo to look like the Kodak font.
Yeah, they got the right number.
Oh, it's just
Perfection.
it's perfect. It's
And
so
that
good.
yellow, you know what that scheme is when you see that yellow. That
I
was
showed that to my
also
wife, and she's like, "Oh, that's the Kodak car."
Yeah.
that's also damn near the same scheme. Sterling Marlin racing that bad boy back when they had those crazy X
Yep.
pipes and those
Yep, the X
things,
pipes.
and that thing sounded nuts back in the 90s.
I love how the Chevy teams put the old bow tie on the hood.
Yes.
Yeah,
They let them put the old.
one of the cars had
Had
Lumina.
Lumina.
Curious
Yeah.
to see
We'll
if that's
see
on the
it.
race used version. I think it's the 14.
It
so it's
was.
coming
I
up
saw it
quick.
on TV when he spun out. It said Lumina on the nose.
Nice. 07, old Johnny Benson throwback.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
with the
Riggs.
Everham numbers.
That is
I didn't even
Scott
see
Riggs.
that. Yeah, that's
Was it Scott Riggs?
That's got to be a
Yeah.
Scott,
Scott
Riggs
Riggs
throwback.
scheme.
Yeah. Good job with it, though.
Yeah,
I'm
because
glad.
Johnny Benson wasn't Everham.
I'm glad they did the
Yeah.
L on the
Yeah,
hood.
look at the
to
hood
be like-
logo. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Like that's as close as you
That's
can
as
get
close as you're
without
gonna get.
being the Valvoline
The number
logo.
looks a little misshapen, the outline.
Is that coffee logo supposed to be another company?
Stanley.
Stanley, right? Yeah. Okay.
Stanley.
And that's what we talk about. All these sponsors. Obviously, we're going to get to the 44 who had put a masterclass
Yeah.
in sponsor logos looking
Yeah,
like
I
other
wonder
sponsors.
if this was
but
also, I think that's Ryan Pistana does all theirs. I wonder if this was also Ryan
Maybe.
Pistana.
maybe
7-car, Brandt. I love when they do this. They do custom throwbacks.
they just do like to old Brandt
so
logos.
it's not a throwback to a specific car. It's a throwback to a generation of Brandt, which it's just a great looking
It's
throwback.
a sharp car.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not going to win best scheme by anybody, I don't think, but it's a good throwback.
Yep.
8.
Fire.
I'll be honest right now. This takes my pick in
You
the
love
Xfinity
this
series.
car. Yeah.
Fire.
This is one of my favorite JRM paint schemes
Yep.
of all time.
The old Dale Jr. 3 doors down car.
Tony Stewart, 3 doors down.
Or it was Tony Stewart.
Tony
You're
Stewart,
right.
3 doors down.
Tony Stewart 3 doors down car.
I have this die cast, or my dad does. It's one of the first ones I'm stealing when I kill him and take all his possessions. I love that paint scheme. They did a great job. Obviously, it was a 3 doors down. It was back. I don't know. It must have been Nashville. They used to do concert cars on a lot of the
Yes.
cars for a
Daytona
week.
Summer race, I think it was.
Daytona.
Sammy and the smoke font.
Yeah,
Oh, it does. It's got
Yeah,
Sammy
so-
Smith in the
Yeah.
smoke font.
this
That's
was
cool.
The TMC. It's the TMC 8, but it originally said 3 and then doors down on the hood logo.
Yep.
And it had the band members.
Yeah,
on
and they
the
have
car.
like members of the
And
TMC.
TMC is a employee owned company.
Yeah.
So they just had shareholders, stockholders, whatever, all over the car.
Looking like band members. Yeah.
So super well done, obviously, but it's just this is what we wanted the 8 back for.
yes.
The JRM 8,
100%.
this is what it's for. Ross and run a throwback makes no sense.
Love it.
The 10
Daniel Dye throwing back to the Adam Petty
throwback.
Was that the Spree car?
Yeah.
Spree.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kyle Petty loved this.
It's been done a couple times. I
Yeah.
feel like this was one of the best attempts at it. Because
It
didn't
was.
the 43 do? Bubba did it when he was in the 43,
Yeah.
and it looked good. I just think this one's really good.
They did a good job. Side by side with the actual car, it's a little off.
Wish
But
they changed the number
but-
font.
yeah,
Just the shaping of the stripes and stuff was a little off, but super great car, super recognizable.
Yep.
Good throwback. The 11 thrown back to the 01 Army car.
oh, it is the Army car. Yep.
I wish it
I
was
didn't
yellow.
remember him having the Army car and DEI, but this is a
Mhm.
Army
Yep.
DEI car.
I wish it was yellow. If
Yeah.
the blue throws it off a little bit, but it's still cool.
Super good. They changed the font to look like the Army font with the alloy. It
Yeah, I
has
know Mark
somehow
Martin
DEI stripes.
ran the 01 DEI.
Yeah.
Army car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
don't
remember
know
them
if it's
doing
him
that.
or if it's
I think it was
Almirola.
was it Jerry
No.
Nadeau or Nemechek that ran the 01?
it was
Army
Nemechek.
car.
It was Boris
There's-
said.
Yeah.
no
mean,
Joe Nemechek.
Borset drove everything.
Yeah.
Joe Nemechek and then Mark Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool car.
Not a
16, not a throwback. Shame.
I mean, that's a
17.
Throwback to Ricky Hendrick.
Ricky Hendrick throwback.
The Nos
18,
car.
Starkey car thrown back to the Nos.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch scheme.
I hate that
Sick.
that is considered a throwback.
It hurts
now.
my
I mean,
soul.
it's 06.
Is it that old?
He was running that in the old body style.
That's almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I love
But
like
they did
that.
super good with incorporating the sponsor.
Like
and
the hood logo
look
looks like a Nos
Yeah.
logo.
And
Yeah.
the font is Nos-esque.
I liked the bell schemes.
19,
What
super
was
cool.
This was a
It's a throwback
sprint car?
to a sprint
So
car.
his Cup car and his Xfinity car were both throwbacks to basically his mentor, the guy that got him
Gotcha.
started in
And
sprint
then
car
this was
racing.
his sprint
I think
car.
this was his sprint car, but it was that guy owned it, and this was
So
the
they
one
had
that
that
Seabell
stripe.
ran.
That
Sports
stripe.
Clip's always as good with throwbacks.
They are.
though.
Yeah, I think that stripe is on like that rear gas tank thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
So
yeah.
it doesn't look exactly the same, but it's a good throwback. I love the number font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool looking car. 20, Matt Kenseth throwback. Didn't think we were young enough or old enough to have that happen.
The fact that we
Because
literally
it's a Matt Kenseth, Joe Gibbs Racing
yeah,
throwback.
it's
Yeah.
the Matt Kenseth Joe Gibbs Racing, the one that wrecked Joey Logano.
Yeah, this is
like
a Gen 6 car.
yeah, yeah. This is from what 2016.
14 to
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Around then.
I love that
I
though
wish they
because
put the orange in the back for the Home
Yeah,
Depot.
for the Home Depot back when they were doing
Yeah.
that atrocity. Super cool. It was a Dollar Tree car back then, or Dollar General.
Dollar General.
Dollar
Yeah.
General, yeah.
Nobody cares about
$21
us now.
throwback,
Oh.
25.
That's
Oh.
perfect.
I
that
love
was my
this scheme.
I will
favorite
say
one.
what you want about them. The Burton boys did it right this weekend because they both threw back to their dads.
Yeah, and then did you see they also did a photo op with Benedetto before the race?
Oh, I
Really?
didn't see
because
that.
the Benedetto was running the 99
Yeah.
Exxon scheme,
Oh, I missed that.
and he's running the 99
Sicko.
Sitco
Sitco.
scheme.
That's just
And DeBenedetto and him were having fun on Twitter. Like DeBenedetto was like, technically, I was a fan of him back in 02 before you were born. So I've been a Jeff Burton fan longer than you.
That's
So it's
fucking
okay that I
great.
run the scheme. So they both did a photo op with Jeff Burton on the apron of the
That's
track
That's cool. I didn't
before
see
the
that.
race. Super cool. This
But again,
is a really well done.
Like the fact
throwback.
that Dex
Dex.
let them change it to basically a Sitco logo.
Yeah.
Like the stripes are perfect. They got the number
the
font.
number font looks mad weird in a 25.
It does.
Doesn't
It
look,
does.
Doesn't look bad. It's not a bad looking number font,
no.
but it looks mad weird
Yeah,
in
no,
the 25.
that's my pick.
It's
That
a
or
really
the
good-
4
That's
this
that's
is a
really
super
good.
good look. I loved this paint scheme back in the day.
Yep.
fire.
26 back to the
26.
Irwin.
Didn't get enough credit on the broadcast.
I didn't even see that.
I don't think they brought it up once, but this is honestly equally as good of a Jamie
It's got the
McMurray
crown. It's got the
throwback.
fake
Crown
Crown Royal
Royal.
on the
Yeah,
back.
it's got the saw blade
the
on the
saw
side.
blade.
Perfect.
I just one thing go back up to that. I don't understand the black circle in front of the wheel and the flames. You see how they
Oh yeah.
separate the flames with that
Yeah.
line? It's not on the original scheme. Don't know why they added it.
But it's just it's
Something
very
probably
good.
with the
But again,
Hawkeye.
it's another example of sponsors letting them change things that
Yeah.
have nothing to do with them.
It's
I
the
think that's
Irwin
his family
Yeah.
company anyway. So
27 thrown back to Ward Burton. I don't even know what number
it
it
was
was.
31.
31
31
Hardy's, car.
Mm-hmm.
He
Killer
gets
scheme.
he gets prop of the weekend where with his dad,
His dad showed
showing
up
up
in this fire suit.
with the original fire suit and helmet, and he's
Yeah.
like, "It still fits." Like, no shit, Ward.
Yeah, Ward's smaller than he used to be.
Yeah, I think he is. It looked like he was swimming in the thing.
He retired from NASCAR and he's like, I'm going to stop eating. And now I just walk around my property.
Yeah. I thought like I said,
Super
the-
good throwback. The
The-
number throwing back to an old font.
Yep.
Super cool scheme.
Oh,
Fire.
28.
Perfection.
Just-
Haviland, this was one of my favorite schemes back in the day.
It only ran one
Another
year,
like
too.
Jamie McMurray scheme.
No,
I
that's a
think.
Ricky Rudd.
No, that's
Ricky Rudd. So that's
is
right
that
before
Ricky Rudd, or
Jamie.
is that
Oh,
or is that also, can that throw back even farther to when Yates first got the 88? Remember they had the black Haviland 88 with the
but
yellow numbers?
I don't think it was the
This is
Dayglow.
2002.
Okay,
They
Ricky
only did this
Rudd.
for a couple years, and I don't think it made sense because I
One
don't
year.
think Haviland redesigned their fucking oil or anything like that. I think on the race car they're just like make it hurt my eyes.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Haviland did not. You're right. I'm thinking of the way
yeah,
too
Jamie
old one.
McMurray's 42 Haviland was the same colors,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had silver
and it
on
was a bitchin' looking paint scheme.
Yeah,
That one's great,
But super
though.
good scheme. But I was pointing out this is the paint scheme I used when everyone was like, 2 degrees isn't that big of a deal. And I zoomed in underneath the number where it's the stripe underneath the number.
the 2 is almost touching.
Yeah, the
And
8 isn't. So
yeah.
the 2 or the number is about a degree off of the stripe. And then the stripe is like 3 degrees off of the side skirt. And I was like, see, this is all a difference of 2 degrees.
Yeah,
And see how different all these lines are.
that car looks so
but
good.
they
on
absolutely nailed it. Night Owl on that thing. It's perfect.
nothing.
31, not a throwback. Look kind of throwbacky.
Don't even know.
32, that is a horrendous looking car. We are old enough to have a Ryan Reed throwback.
Riley Reed? Oh, sorry, wrong sport.
Diabetes.
39. Ryan
39,
C.
it's a throwback to old Dale Jarrett.
Oh yeah, I see. So
It's
that's that's the reverse 88,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they ran in the Winston, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that was the he
They
had
do
the
like the Roush Yates
Yep.
instead of the quality
Yep.
care
Yep.
or whatever.
so that was the, if you
I
remember,
think they
like
had that. Was it the 26 car also had that, or was it this one?
I don't think I didn't see it. This is, so if you remember, like 99, 2000, the 88 was, blue base with red and white flag. This is the reverse, and I think you're right. I think it was the Winston. He
Yeah.
ran the reverse, and that's a cool looking one.
Cool scheme. Still have no idea what PSYOPs is.
They
41.
Why couldn't they have just done the number?
The number
They lost
just
me with the number. So this is a throwback to 2016.
Kurt Busch winning Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Even with the
17.
grass,
17.
with the grass on the hood, which I loved. A lot of people were criticizing
I
that.
think it's great.
Grass on the hood, the Audible logo on the
Looking
side
like
to look
Monster.
like the Monster logo.
Yep.
They did not have tape on the right front fender, which they should have.
They,
for
if
the
they're gonna
wrap.
put, if they're gonna go through the effort of the grass, you got to put the tape.
You got to
on.
make it race used. And the 41, how do you not own the font?
Seriously.
It-
And wasn't the
do you have
41
to-
car Gene's car?
Yeah, like you
So-
have to ask Tony Stewart. Did Tony Stewart own the trademark to the 41 font? Because they changed the font on Cole Custer's 41 car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was my one critique with this scheme. I love it. I loved this old Haas scheme with the red streaks
Yeah.
back
the
when they
fade,
first started it. But yeah, the number font being wrong
Oh,
was his point.
Baby girl.
Another, I guess they called this a Jamie McMurray throwback because he
never
filled in for
drew-
Sterling Marlin.
Oh.
Yeah, he
No,
filled in.
But
He filled in
they
for
showed it
Sterling.
with the Charger on it, which was
Would have been Sterling.
Sterling
Yeah.
or Stremme.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was intrepid.
Alfredo with the Coors Light throwback. And again, Randco, look at the mountains on the
Yeah.
hood in the logo. It looks like, if you squint, it looks like a Coors Light logo. You
Yeah.
know? And
Perfect
that's
throwback. Good metallic on the paint.
fire metallic. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a good silver race cars don't get enough credit.
Yeah.
Love it. It's,
44. Everyone loves this scheme.
I love it.
I just
never liked the
Didn't
Looney
like
Tunes
it when
I-
it first
okay.
came out.
I agree with you guys. I didn't like the Looney Tunes cars when they ran them, but I love this because the font is correct.
Mhm.
They had the color, because this was like a purple to green chrome illusion kind of fade. They had
Yeah.
that on the wrap. The sponsor logos are what gets me.
Yeah.
The fact that you've got somebody
DuPont.
is as Fritos, there's a Pepsi, the MACC looks like a GMAC logo.
Got the
Whatever that
corn
waste, the
flakes.
toxic waste company is, looks like a
Corn-
looks like
Kellogg, corn
no,
flake.
that looks like Quaker State. That had
Oh,
Quaker State on the back corner.
gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then you got Brennan Poole as Bugs Bunny.
The one thing that lost me is Brennan Poole's character has Vans
Yeah.
with the stripe on the side, and dude shows up to the track and slides.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
are you
even-
fucking kidding me? Like,
They even
your
got it
character's
down.
wearing your shoes.
They even got it down to, if you remember correctly, this was what, the Monte Carlo 400 or
Yeah,
whatever. It's got the logo that's
logo.
supposed to look like that
Yeah.
race, because all the cars had the
Yeah.
race logo on it.
Yeah, Alpha Prime. This is Ryan Pistana.
Dude,
I'm
Alpha Prime,
99% sure.
it
They
is.
do this every year with the associate logos,
They murder it.
and it's so impressive. I just didn't like. I liked the road scheme with the road with the yellow lines that's coming off
Yeah,
the road. Those
yeah.
Looney Tunes schemes.
Yeah.
I didn't love this year's.
They did it
Looney
for
Tunes
what?
scheme.
The Looney Tunes for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
A couple years. Yeah. But
But
even
like
like,
Harvick,
Junior ran it in the Xfinity Series.
Well, it was a whole friggin'
Yeah.
set.
It was all the
like
Chevy
all the
cars.
Chevy
Yeah.
cars in the because that was back when the Looney Tunes were part of the Chevy Monte Carlo commercials.
But yeah, as far as effort goes, they get a
10
10
out of 10.
Oh
out of
my
10
God,
for effort.
it's
I just
so
don't
cool.
love the scheme.
Yeah, I get it. 100%.
45. This wins my heart because it's a Winston scheme.
Because it's a Winston scheme. It's the no bull scheme.
It's a no bull 45 Jimmy Spencer, I believe, scheme.
Yes.
But it had the Winston black stripe on the
Yep.
side with the gold lettering.
Yep.
Capital nailing it with the fonts.
The big circle logo on the hood that would have been the no bull
They kept
logo.
calling it a Circuit City car.
It looks
and I
like
was
it
like,
does, yeah.
kinda.
I was like, no, it's the no bull scheme.
Somewhere in my hoard of crap that I have at my house, I still have somewhere, I hope, I have the CD that they gave out at the racetrack, the No Bull. Like it was like a soundtrack. It had like Molly Hatchet and like if you think 1997 NASCAR, that song would be on here. Like I still have that somewhere. I gotta find
This is a close second for me.
That's
just
so good.
because I love Joe's hat.
Yeah, that
Anything
hat's
with
fire.
Winston on it.
that. Yep.
I almost bought that jacket a couple years ago. We were all looking at jackets on eBay,
Yes.
and there was a Jimmy Spencer No Bull jacket
Oh.
in a size that I would fit in.
Yep.
And I was like almost buying for like $250, but I'm like, when the hell am I ever going to wear this?
We've talked
Didn't
about
know
it.
the September Loudon race was coming back.
We've talked about
You
it
can only
before.
wear it to a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to wear that to Thanksgiving.
We've talked about it before. That's
Actually,
why
I'd
none of
probably
us
be
ever
down to wear
got
it.
jackets. Like Kyle just got that Gordon jacket like 2 years ago.
well,
when
Steph
we were
bought it for
yeah,
me,
when
didn't
we
she?
were kids, we wanted them, and all of our dads went,
That's
We-
$190.
we come to the race and it's 85 degrees and sunny. When are you going to wear that $200 jacket?
I'm pissed. My dad was 150 pounds my entire life because he's got a mint Dale Earnhardt Jr. jacket that I couldn't fit an arm in.
I saw a guy actually at work today. I'm working in a hospital. Some dude walked by me in a mint Bud NASCAR 2000
saw-
jacket. I was like,
I
sir,
saw a dude at Walmart Christmas shopping, head to toe Dale Jr. gear.
you told us about that.
I
yeah.
was like, Dad?
I got that
Or my
Michael
grandfather,
Waltrip
'cause-
Napa jacket.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Was
I
this
wanted
a-
one of those bad. 48
It was
throwback.
like an IndyCar.
I don't.
think.
Yeah, I don't know what he was intending. It
Looks
is
cool.
hideous looking.
yeah, I
Good
don't-
effort. Ugly car. Definitely looks like it should be Margaritaville on that
Yeah.
thing.
The
51
quintessential
Skull Bandit
Skull
yearly
Bandit throwback.
tradition.
Yeah.
Annual
sometimes
Skull
we have-
Bandit.
Yeah, great job on it. But
like the
it's
boots on the hood.
just-
The
Skull Bandits just wore out at this point, dude.
Yeah. No idea.
53. I think it's probably a personal throwback. The number is sick.
yeah,
No.
no throwback.
Oh,
Oh,
I
70
forgot about this car.
Nesquik, baby.
the Nest. Did you see they had the Nesquik bunny walking around on pit road
they
too?
did
The
not
guy
get-
in costume.
They did not get licensing.
They did not. They were
that
like,
was
fu-
a Easter Bunny
yeah,
Halloween costume.
that's exactly what it was.
Perfect throwback. Perfect. One of
Again,
my favorite schemes ever.
Distributor wire and cable changed their logo to look like the fucking Nesquik
Yeah, there's
logo.
a fucking Ethernet cable in the hood of the thing, but
Yeah.
it works.
It's so good. The brown on the splitter.
Yeah, and the number.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all perfect.
Oh, it's so good. I thought this one was cool. The Ryan Ellis. It's a throwback to his Legends car.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
this
the
looks
fenders,
legendary.
the
yeah.
fenders were
Fenders.
the checkered flags.
Okay.
I saw a picture of the car too. I thought that was kind of a cool throwback to himself.
Yeah, it's a great throwback. It's just not flashy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No idea.
I don't.
74, it's cool looking.
Oh,
88,
the
Crisco scheme.
Crisco.
Yeah.
It's
I
not-
wish WeatherTech
It's not
would
Cisco.
change their logo for the race.
Yeah, but I like how they turn it
angled
sideways
it,
in the
yeah.
hood.
They
added
did it
the
like because the
yellow.
Crisco logo was like that. It was
Yeah.
it was angled across the hood.
This is as
Buddy
close
Baker.
to perfect as you can get throwback.
It really is. The numbers. I love that number font.
The number with the chrome,
Yeah.
super hard to read, but
Very hard to read on TV.
when I initially saw this, I thought it was a Dale Jr. 2016?
The
That nationwide scheme would have had like the
Yeah.
silver stripes
Yeah.
down the middle. Really well done throwback. 91.
Eh.
Love the driver. Like Rita's. Not a throwback.
Not a throwback. Doesn't count. Oh,
99. Matty D.
That's good.
Yeah.
How are they in business? I have no idea. They sponsor themselves every week.
they do. They really
And
do.
he has no associates.
Nothing.
Even on the
there's,
B pillar.
there's not a single
Oh my
sponsor
God.
on that goddamn car.
There isn't.
But
Even on the deck lid, it says Viking.
I love Matty D. The numbers look horrible. I don't remember them looking that bad on the original car. They
Yeah.
look like an afterthought, but really well done. 99 XI throwback with the lightning bolts.
Go back up. We're missing the one with Illumina.
It
What was that?
the
Was that the
14?
14?
I don't think it was a throwback, honestly.
It
Did we
was.
skip
It
on
was.
past it?
Was it the? Yeah, it was the 14.
Yeah, because it was my boy Garrett.
It's not on here. It's just not here.
It's gone.
All right, so they're missing a couple, but I thought that was sick. I honestly, when they unloaded that and it said Lumina on the front, somebody was like, "Oh, NASCAR's not going to like that." I was like, "NASCAR's not going to give a shit. Chevy's going to be like,
Right,
what are
but
you
they
doing?"
were- people were right, 'cause
Manufacturer support.
They're not even. And
that's what was my thought. And the other thing is like you can't technically harsh their mellow because
they're running a dead
it's
car.
not a Camaro either.
Yeah, they're running a dead car.
It just
so.
says Chevy on it. So technically that bow tie encapsulates everything.
Yeah. All right. So what's your Xfinity?
For me, it's a tough call, but I'm going with the 8. The 8 TMC
Yeah, you
car.
said that. Yeah, the 3 doors down car.
Yeah, I love that scheme. The 45 was a close second.
What do you got, Joe?
I'm going right there.
The Kodak
for
car? Yeah.
Kodak car.
For me, it's the 44. That car, like you said, the effort put into it is what I want with throwbacks. I hate lazy attempts at throwbacks, and that was just like,
Yeah, and Brennan Poole's such a cool dude.
he is a cool dude. Yeah,
So it's cool for them to get some attention. He also won the fan vote, I believe, on that paint scheme.
he did.
And he's in the Dash for Cash this weekend in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, he had a great finish because
Yeah.
they didn't do it this week, but it's from Martinsville.
I wish he had it. He was in it for Talladega because he'd actually
Yeah.
probably have a
Yeah.
shot at it.
Bristol, you never know.
He's been running really good, but the Xfinity series in general is what we talk about with. There wasn't very many low effort. Like they were all either not a throwback or
knocked it out of the
an
park.
8 out of 10
Yeah.
or above. Like there was no in between. There was no like honestly the most lazy one we can think of is probably the Skull Bandit, but it's lazy because it's been done 17 times.
but it's probably like
And it's still a
one of
really
the-
good
One of
throwback.
the best Skull Bandit
Yeah.
ones we've seen.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's just, I mean, I got sick of that scheme when John Hunter Nemechek ran the worst throwback to it all year last year.
Oh, true.
That Dollar General
Yeah,
car that
yeah.
was somehow a throwback but wasn't.
All right, Steve, bring us to the Cup Series if you can see.
This will be a 5-second.
Yeah, this isn't going to take very
segment.
long. One car sucked. Cool
one
scheme.
car-
Not this weekend though.
Bitchin' scheme. I love that
But
one fish scheme.
Did you see the ones that people thought he was going to throw back to though? Like there's been so many Harvick fish
Yeah.
schemes. Like they could have done even just
or
that
just
low effort.
Bush in general?
Yeah.
Or just throw back to a random Bass Pro scheme and just make it Bush.
Yeah.
The 2 car immediately hitting us with a banger. The 2 car is, I mean, an 8 out of 10 for me, except for the Freightliner logo.
Freightliner.
You get rid of that, even if they make the Freightliner logo
Just
look
make
like a
it
script,
hand
like
stencil,
a white script
just
Freightliner.
white Freightliner.
I just hate how the Freightliner is only above
Yeah,
the
but
wheel.
dude, the rest of it, the body lines with the blue. I
Yep.
mean, this is like, I think Mike Joyce said it. Like, this is like satellite view. You know, that's a throwback.
You know
scheme.
exactly. Yep. That
But
old
it's
school
just-
too.
The Freightliner not bending the knee to the throwbackness just
Don't
kills
like
it.
it.
For me.
Don't like it. Crap.
3,
Brad
I
Just a
mean,
throwback to his Daytona.
Fire.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
Noah's car.
real quick,
is-
I'll talk about the 3. And I think we gave them a hard time about this last year, too. It's a team that is only alive because of its history.
Yep.
Like RCR is just grasping on to the Dale Earnhardt legacy.
Yep.
That is all that's keeping them afloat.
Dude, how cool.
And they don't throw back to him with either car.
You know what they've never done? I've never once seen a Mike Skinner throwback. A 31 car.
No.
How
They-
cool.
he
Like,
said they would never do the black Goodwrench.
which I
car.
completely understand.
No, but they did the gold
They did the
Bass Pro
silver
a couple
They,
years
they
ago.
did the silver car too. Remember the year they didn't announce a throwback?
And
They
they
just
just showed
unloaded
up.
the silver
Yeah.
car, and everyone
Yeah.
was like, "Holy shit!" But like, you could do the Lowe's car,
Singular car.
the Singular car, the Jack Daniels 07. Like, you've got
Freaking
options.
Wheaties car.
The
How much fun
Wheaties
could you
car.
have with that? Bread's Tree Wheaties.
Oh.
Like, they could have some fun with that. Noah Gragson. Noah's just such a good dude.
Yeah.
He did this. No one else on his team. Oh, no. Never mind. I take that back. His team wasn't mandatory throwback because the 34 didn't.
Yeah.
But Noah did this because of everything Dale Jr. and Kelly have done for him in his career.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He specifically chose a car that both Dale Jr. and Kelly, as well as Carey, drove.
They all ran a,
It was-
a variation
it was
of
the
this
31 mom and pops. I don't know, street stock, whatever.
Scheme. Well, and
whatever
then I
was
think it was
classified
Dale's
as.
first
First
Bush
Xfinity
race.
or
Was
Bush,
this?
yeah.
Was
But-
this scheme too?
He threw this back. Like, this is what the point of throwback is.
Yes.
Either find a scheme that the fans are going to resonate with, or find a scheme that you're going to resonate
That you
with.
love. Yeah.
And this, I think, was the perfect throwback. He went on Dale Jr.'s podcast and announced it.
Yeah.
He made a big deal about it. He was super excited. He showed up with the freaking diecast for Junior.
Yep.
This is a dude that gets it.
Yep. He gets exact. He's
We
one of the
talk
younger
about
guys that gets
how
it.
he's an old soul
Yeah.
in a young man's body kind of thing. Like,
Please.
him and Tim Richmond would
Richmond.
give each
Oh
other
my
AIDS in the 80s.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like those two could go
Tunnel
beer to beer
buddies.
kind of thing.
Tunnel
yeah.
buddies, probably.
Definitely. But super good throwback. The 5, it's almost perfect.
I wish they put Rick Hendrick.
Dude,
on
that
the hood.
Photoshop that I
fan
saw
ruined it for everybody.
That fan ruined it for everybody. So if you didn't see it, it popped up like the day after this got released. And the old car had Tony the Tiger on the hood with a little thought bubble that said "Got Milk."
Yeah.
Somebody, instead of the hood on this, just says HendrickCars.com in the current logo. It's not even like they made it look like the Kellogg's logo
Which
like they
it
did on the
doesn't
rear.
look bad.
No, it looks fine.
Until
You see this, so that someone did a fan-made version of this, and on the hood is a cartoon version of Rick Hendrick with the thought bubble that says "Got Cars."
It's perfect.
It's fucking perfect. If they did that, this car would be a 11 out of 10.
Would've been better than last
and it
year's.
would
Yeah.
there would be no issue recognizing it either.
No.
Nope.
Like you would have no trouble with this. My one critique, other than that, because that's just like in a perfect world that could happen. My one critique with the actual scheme is they didn't move the blue forward.
The blue should
Yeah.
be forward
There
almost.
should be one less orange and black
Yep, I
stripe on
agree.
it, and the blue should be forward and more space for the logos because they did have a lot of fun with the Kellogg or the HendrickCars.com logo on the side with the Kellogg's.
and the
It says
Got Cars.
underneath. On the other side, it says Got Cars, and we have over 40,000 cars,
Yep.
whatever, on the website. They did everything perfect except I don't think they perfectly adapted it to the next
I
gen.
agree. You because they like we talked about last week. Last year's car, they did it perfectly. They shifted those diagonal stripes
Yeah,
forward. And if they had shifted that tiger stripe forward,
Yeah,
it would be
you could
perfect.
you could have a much larger HendrickCars.com logo
Yep.
on it, and you could have more room to play and less just blank space in the door. I get it. This is how the scheme was originally proportioned, but I think it could have looked a little better. Otherwise, this is like a 9.5 out of
and
10
the
for me.
Dayglow side skirts are just
The Dayglow side skirts. I just hate that the car they chose has definitely been sitting in a window at Hendricks for 20 years.
yeah.
Because they was so faded.
It
It was,
was.
like the 5 looks so bright on
Yeah.
Larson's, and the Terry car was so
Yeah.
faded for being in the museum. 6 car,
Buyers.
Carteropoli ruined the scheme for me. I'm gonna give him a shout out real quick. He called it the piss car,
Oh, god damn it.
and
He's
it
right.
ruined the scheme for me. Otherwise, this is like the best Castrol scheme we've had in a long time.
That's not a throwback.
It's just such a good scheme.
Yeah.
I love the colors. I used to run was it a Black Magic scheme? It was like one of the companies that Gumout owned, and they had black, gold, and red. And I ran a scheme very close to this, and it
Yeah.
reminds me of that. And this is like a bitchin' scheme, but it's not a throwback.
Yeah.
If they
So
ran it
shame
next
on you,
week,
Brad
if they
Keselowski.
ran it next week, yeah.
It'd be.
And
scheme
this,
of the
like,
week.
they incorporated the freaking RFK stripes good on it.
Yep.
Like, they're red with a little black
Little
shadow, but it works
transparent.
with the paint scheme. Like, it's such a good scheme, but it's the wrong week.
Carteropoli in the chat. Piss jug, baby.
Yeah, literally ruined it for me.
Not a
7,
throwback
not a
on the
throwback,
7.
Shame.
Not a throwback
8,
on the
not
8.
a throwback also.
Oh,
9.
Just skip over it.
All right, let's roast this car real quick.
So it's supposed to be a throwback to a
Ken
Ken
Schrader
Schrader Kodiak, number
car.
25.
You couldn't have told me that.
You
I
couldn't have
would've
told me that.
Never known.
We had to do research to find any sort of connection. Apparently, that was like
A
the
Hendrick
lost
car.
stepchild Hendrick
Yeah,
car
yeah.
that no
Probably,
one remembers
I think it was probably
ever
the
a Hendrick
first
car.
version of him running the 25.
It was a 41 car. The colors are completely different. They made no effort whatsoever to do the main attraction of the paint scheme, which is the giant Kodiak bear on the
giant
hood of
fucking
it.
bear on the hood.
They
The lime or the teal on white. You can't even read it.
No.
yeah, it's teal. The one reason why they chose this car, and I said this on Discord, is because the colors are just close enough that Universe could use their own colors and it looks remotely close.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they
Yeah.
chose the Kodiak car, because they made no effort at all to make it similar. The scheme's not even the same. They added wheel arches for some reason
Yeah.
that, other than to trick the scanner, I don't know why they're there, because they were never on the original scheme. The stripe on the nose goes all the way down to the apron, or
To the
down
splitter.
to the lip, when it should be straight across. It's just, this is your quintessential failed attempt at
This is like
some
the
sort
code.
of throwback.
This is like we always talk about with like, oh, let me try that orange seltzer, and it tastes like orange. Walked by it in a
Or-
room once. This is the Kodiak car drove by that once, and it kind of
Yeah,
sort of
like,
transferred over.
We gave them shit. The 47 car did this a couple times.
Yep.
Where they somehow, if you squint your eyes, it's almost a throwback.
Like I said,
But the colors are all wrong. The number doesn't make sense.
I
the
brought it
sponsor
up.
Doesn't make
I
sense.
brought it up last week. I still remember it to this day. There was when Bubba drove for Petty, he did a Kyle Petty throwback, and the number was wrong. The colors weren't even close. All that it was the stripes.
Yeah.
If you put the two cars, I think it was like the what cell phone did he run? The black, silver, and red car.
Sprint.
Sprint.
I think it was a throwback to the Sprint car, but Bubba's car was like black, blue, and silver. If you looked, like the stripes made sense, but that's
We're gonna
it.
get to
Like,
that with the 42.
Yes.
Yeah. But this was just, I mean, just 0 out of 10 for this one. It's by far the worst throwback. The 10 car,
Great.
Cool as hell.
Great. Did you see they
the
had,
fact that the
had her sit in it?
Oh, they
Yeah,
did?
the-
Patty Moyes.
Patty
I
Moyes,
didn't know
yeah.
that the sponsor coming back from the fucking grave.
Out of nowhere, and it's not even like it's a big sponsor. It's not like, oh, we got Citgo to come back
And
in.
it makes
Beaver Street
no
Fisheries.
sense. Like it was that car was what, 34?
I think so, yeah.
I don't remember.
And like for them to pull the 10 out, so that was like this company approached them. And was like,
Probably.
hey, we want to come back for a race. Because otherwise there's no connection whatsoever. I mean, as far as like 10 out of 10 for getting the job done.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's a perfectly performed throwback. Like they did a great
Exactly.
job. Everything is right about it, down to the sponsor. The number's wrong, but they did the number font.
Yep.
The scheme is identical to what it used to be. It's just, in my opinion, it's just not.
I love the giant Chevy
Chevy.
word on the
Yeah.
hood. Like,
It's a great job at a throwback. It's just not exciting.
yeah, but I think
Yeah.
It's not a recognizable car.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a really good throwback, but just not like an exciting throwback.
Yeah, I get you.
The 11 out of left field.
I will, because
Yeah.
I listened back last week. On the way down, I had nothing to listen to because DBC wasn't out yet, and I was like, I don't really feel like listening to music, so I listened to like the first little bit of ours, and we kind of touched on some of the throwbacks that had already gotten released, and we were both like, yeah, the 11's not fucking doing anything. We haven't seen it yet, and then out of nowhere, you get a Carl Edwards throwback to his not even Carl Edwards at Gibbs, but
GGR,
Carl
yeah.
Edwards at Roush.
Yeah.
This was
and
the
this
Office
was, like,
Depot car.
A random 1 year. I think this was the half Gen 4, half
07.
COT year.
07, yeah.
Because otherwise, the stripe never went up the A pillar except for 1 year. So just kind of like hella random throwback. Love it.
It looks really good.
Good scheme. Sport Clips came to play. They adjusted their logo a little bit to look like the Office Depot logo. They didn't change the font, but they changed their coloring and
Yeah,
stuff up
yeah.
to make it work. 9911.
It works.
kind of works. I think it's a well done modern
Yeah.
throwback. It's all right.
Yeah.
12.
No.
Good throwback.
I love the thought.
It looks like the original car. The colors are pretty close. The number font is A1.
Yeah, that's the
I think H Scott,
H. Scott, yeah.
which is by far my favorite number fonts that I've ever been in NASCAR. Clint Boyer's 15 H Scott car was so fucking good
Yeah.
looking. Too bad it was slow as fuck, and they still haven't paid him for it. But this car is just hideous. It's just ugly as fuck.
Yeah. But to be
It's
fair,
a-
the original one
it
was
looks-
too.
It's a
It looks-
good attempt,
yeah.
and it honestly looks better than his dad's.
The dad,
did.
yeah, when they flashed up the Haas Avocados car in the screen
Oh my
yesterday, I was
God.
like, oh yeah, that's right. The original was
like-
fucking hideous too.
They're like, oh, Menards wouldn't let us run the green. Like, why? The green is literally Menards' color.
We've had yellow and green Menards cars
This
before.
is an improvement.
Yeah.
16 didn't
No
do
throwback.
one.
No throwback on the
17 didn't do
17.
one.
No.
19 didn't do one. 20.
Same,
So-
pretty much the
I
same
didn't
as
catch
his
I didn't catch
19.
the quotes around the 0 though, because that was the guy that he's throwing back to. His number was 0.
Oh.
So they put the little quotations
cool,
around the
cool.
0.
Yeah, this is super well done throwback.
I love the
Steve.
old
old
DeWalt
DeWalt
logo.
logo,
Is
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, the number font, like the hand painted 20 looking on it. It's just a really good throwback scene.
I thought that was cool. Yeah, a lot of empty space back
Yeah.
there though.
Yeah, and
Every DeWalt,
DeWalt,
car
I
is always
hate
like that.
Yeah.
when the logo is flat. Like if you just turn that baby 2 degrees,
Yep.
it could go over the wheel well and look way better.
Yep.
21,
Really
I-
good.
I knew listening to the broadcast, Mike Joy, they were talking about one
Mike
of the
Joy had a
throwbacks.
pants tent the whole
And
race for
he's
this
like,
thing.
that's not my favorite throwback, but you'll find out later. I was like,
Did you
just show
hear
the
him
21 car.
when the 21 spun? He went, no! Like he was upset that it wrecked.
So apparently they've been requested to run this at Indy.
yes, I heard that.
So they're
Yeah.
going to run doubleheader with this car. First of all, the stripes on the nose, I'm just looking at it now, make this car look so cool.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it changes the shape of the nose of this car. It makes it look flatter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
Dude, super well done. My one critique with this entire car, it's a throwback to an old Indy car. I don't know all the details.
It won
behind
the Indy 500. I forget what year, but the big thing is this was the first time that. So back then, you got to remember, like pit crews as we know them today were just becoming a thing, and the
Yeah.
Wood Brothers is what started that. So the Wood Brothers were kicking ass in NASCAR, And Lotus approached them and was like, hey, how about you come pit our cars at Indy? And they won the Indy 500 with a Wood Brothers pit crew.
Which
on the
apparently
Lotus car.
I was listening to something. And they're like, they didn't even do anything. They just put gas in it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like they didn't even need to change tires or anything.
Yeah.
But my one critique with this entire car is the bright red Motorcraft logo on the side of it.
Yeah.
That ruins the aesthetic of it. Like,
They
how
have
hard
the
would it?
white, just the white on the hood?
Yeah, how hard would it have been to do a black box behind the Motorcraft logo? We know that exists.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the bright red. I mean, they absolutely nailed this. And like I said, just the lines on the yellow make this thing look so aggressive and cool. It's perfect in every way. But a bright red Motorcraft logo on the side of it kind of ruins it.
It kind of just stands out.
And they could
Yeah.
have used it like an old
Motorcraft logo.
Yeah, or like I said, just make the box black or green, translucent.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow. Ooh, that would look cool too.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the WBR powered by
That's
Ford.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
super
Because
cool.
on the side of it, it said Lotus powered by Ford.
Yes.
Okay.
In that font.
Yep. So that's Wood Brothers Racing
Cool.
powered by Ford. It's just, that is a very well done scheme.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That'll be cool running at Indy.
I think it'll be sick at Indy.
22.
I love this one.
I loved this paint scheme. I think it's a really good effort. My one critique, and we talked about this on Discord,
And last week is the shell.
is the modern shells.
Yeah.
Like the shell writing text on the quarter panel
Fine.
looks fine. It looks retro enough.
Yep.
But the modern shell logo with the bright white outline on the hood and the rear TV panel and the trunk, I guess, just stands out so much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is a perfectly executed throwback.
I like this helmet too.
Yeah.
His helmet was fire.
The paint scheme, the numbers, changing the number font. Obviously, this was an 11 car.
Did you see they
Kill
did
Yarborough.
Did you see they did the photo shoot under? So at Darlington, the garage, there's a big archway that says Cale Yarborough Garage.
Oh, I didn't see
Oh,
so
that.
they parked the car under it, and they had the whole
Yeah.
team there.
Super well done throwback scheme, but the modern shell logos kind of ruined it for me.
Yep.
But Wallace didn't run a throwback.
Still love it.
Bright ass paint scheme. 24, perfect throwback. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
It's a gorgeous car.
you did it right. My
I
other
hate
my
that 2015 is a throwback.
Yeah, that
my
hurts too.
same
Yeah.
critique I have with Larson's is they didn't adjust the paint scheme to the new generation. So the Exalta logo is half in, half out on the quarter
Yeah.
panel. That should be completely encased in flames.
Yep.
So you'd be able to read it
Yeah.
because you currently can't read the A and the X.
Yep.
Otherwise, silver, love the silver.
It was a good silver too.
It's a very well done throwback scheme.
It's just I feel like it gets points deducted because like we've talked about, he's run like 7 flame cars in
Yeah.
throwback
he
and
still
non and he
runs
still runs a flame car.
Yeah.
So it's just like cool.
He still needs to do the Nicorette car.
I said that last week. I said, why does someone needs to do the Nicorette car? I mean, you've got with Jeff Gordon schemes, the Nicorette car. I still think the T-Rex car needs to be done. That's outside of the Terry Cornflakes car and the one Larson ran this year, the Frosted Flakes car. I would say like that. The T-Rex car is the last one of like
I'd say official Darrell Waltrip Tide Ride
The Tide
throwback
Ride
is
too,
required.
yeah.
We saw a terrible effort at it with the 47 car a couple years
I
ago.
remember that. Yep.
We could use a good throwback to the Tide Ride, which was my hope for the 48 car.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of picturing it in my head like Tide 4 letters, Ally 4 letters.
You can make it work.
They could have some fun with that. And I was like, my biggest fear is they do another Jimmy Johnson throwback, which all his cars were pretty much the same,
Yep.
except for the couple years where they were hideous when they were racing stripes.
Yep.
And I was like, like a Jimmy Johnson throwback, that's boring. The same with William Byron, where another Jeff Gordon throwback is boring.
Yep.
I was like, get crazy with it. Do the T-Rex
I
car.
feel like-
do the Tide Ride.
I feel like Byron schemes is that audio from Instagram. Oh, look, it's another 9/11 memorial. Of course, you got to have the flames and you got to have the 24. And like, that's literally what
yeah, or
his-
just get Exalta off that car for a weekend.
yeah. Your build of Windows will expire soon, Kyle.
Damn. 34, super good looking
I
throwback.
don't know what that's a throwback to.
So it's a throwback to his tire changer's grandfather.
Oh, okay.
What was it? Won the first ever paved Darlington race.
Oh.
Something Fox, Jerry Fox or something like
Ray
that.
Fox?
Ray Fox.
Ray Fox. His grandfather raced this car, this paint scheme. His dad raced in NASCAR, and now the grandson is the tire changer on the 34 car.
Okay, that's cool.
So they threw back to Ray Fox the original paint scheme.
That's a
or-
sick looking
yeah.
car.
I
Really
wish,
well
I
done.
wish he was sponsored by Aaron's
Yeah.
yesterday because
Ooh, like
all
a,
the
a nice Mikey throwback.
all the
dream
Dream
machines
Machine.
we could
Mikey
have.
raced the Dream Machine
I
this
saw
weekend.
that. Oh, yeah, we'll hit that
Yeah.
in the news.
35,
Not a throwback.
Not a throwback, shame.
Long John
38
Silver's always
last
does. They
year.
always do this, like with they don't just throw back Long John Silver
Yeah,
logo.
this looks like an old school FRM throwback
Yeah,
where they were just had no money
yeah,
and they were just throwing whatever fast food chain he owned that weekend on the car.
yeah. 41 is just
41.
Beautiful.
Jeremy Spencer, Mr. Excitement throwback. They had Jeremy show up to the shop,
saw that.
which I just called him Jeremy. And for
What?
some reason,
Yeah, what? Jeremy Spencer?
is that his name?
No, it's Jimmy.
Thank you. I was like,
No, you're
fuck.
thinking of Jimmy Mayfield.
There we go. That's actually legitimately who I was confusing him with. I was like, why does Jeremy Spencer sound wrong? And then I just called him Jeremy, and I was like, what is it? Is that like Sylvester Stallone? Just the first name doesn't make any sense.
Oh, Jimmy McMurray too.
Yeah. So this is
Jeremy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson's paint scheme, the old 41 Target car. Really well done. Haas on the hood. I never knew that looked like a Target until they did it.
Until they did
Yeah.
it. Yeah, same.
The 41
Being the
old
correct-
Chick Ganassi font from back in the
Mhm.
day.
Yep.
Looks really good. Haas on the quarter panel. They could have done a little bit more to make
Yeah.
that look targety.
They could have made that the
And they
target
could
font.
have.
I wish they just put because didn't his Target car have just the bullseye on the
No,
side?
No,
that
it
was
said target
Larson.
on it.
Larson did the 5 bullseyes.
Oh, was it?
It would have been
Okay.
really
Yeah.
cool if they put the target dog. I know it wasn't
Yeah,
on the
but,
original
like,
scheme, but
So this is another one where like 2 degrees matters. Is why does half the Haas logo need to be in the wheel well?
yeah, you move that up a little bit.
You
and-
could move that up and turn it a little bit and not have it intersect the wheel well at all. Instead, right now it's unlegible.
Yeah.
Not to mention they could have moved everything forward and filled the space better.
Mhm.
So that's my only critique is the side's kind of boring. Because that's the thing. I'm never going to jump on the Mark Martin bandwagon. That fucking argument drives me. Oh, just move the numbers to the middle, bro. Like they should be. It's like, I fucking hate that shit. I love the numbers in the front.
See, I
But these
think
designers need to have more freedom and they need to know how to use it better.
I'd rather
and
have
use
the
space.
logo on the door than over the wheel.
Yeah.
think
I'd rather have the open space over the wheel.
For-
than the
Well,
door.
did you see what I did with my paint scheme in iRacing? Where I have like my 3 big associates are all behind the wheel.
yes.
Yeah.
Like it fills the space better, but these teams still wrap these cars
Like they're
like
Gen
the
6.
old cars.
Yeah.
They don't utilize the space properly like some of these guys do. Some of them are really good. The teams, we'll get into it when we talk about some other paint schemes, but the teams edit these paint schemes. And it's just like you use the space you have. You don't
Yeah.
need to keep running a traditional
I just
style.
think I'm over the number argument too. Like it's dead, it's gone. They're not moving back. But I think for this weekend they should allow them to move them back if they
Yeah.
want to. You know,
This scheme, I fucking love it.
it's
Could
so
have been
good.
a 30 out of 10 if they got the right colors.
Yes, but
Yeah.
outside of the colors,
Honestly, the colors work for me.
It
it
though.
does.
does.
It does. Yeah.
It's
Like
still a
this
great
is a
looking
really
scheme.
good looking paint scheme.
So John Hunter Nemechek throwing back to his dad in
Yeah.
the what was this the
Cellular
Bell
ones.
Park?
Bell
Bell
South.
Bell South.
the Bell South car. I saw W was there and he said something about the numbers looked hideous and I was like, no, bro, that's how they were on the OG car.
Yeah.
Like they were
Yeah,
staggered.
You want ugly
Nice.
numbers? What was the 42 channel lock scheme?
yes.
Oh,
And then
God.
the 42 cores scheme.
Yeah.
All the Kyle Petty 42s were rough. This was perfect. I love it. I obviously Bell South colors are much better. Blue on the front with like the rainbow stripes.
It was like
with the white on the
orange. It was
back,
like red, orange,
and
and
yellow, I
yellow.
think.
Yeah.
which this would have worked for
If they had done Dollar General,
Which
no,
which they can't,
can't
anymore.
anymore.
no
'cause the-
Family Dollars.
or
the other
Family
one.
Dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another
they
one
can't
that
anymore.
people had kept rendering. I've seen this car rendered 15 times.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job. I love the number. I love the fact that it's thrown back to his dad.
The
It's
gold
a
B
just-
pillar.
It fucking drives
Awful.
me crazy.
Yeah.
I just love this scheme.
Yeah. It's,
It's
a good
not
scheme.
going to win throwback of the week, but I love this scheme.
That could run every week.
It
Yeah.
could, honestly.
It would be an upgrade.
Yeah.
43. I mean, it's a great throwback. It's a John Andretti throwback,
Yep.
which is cool.
I heard his family was there too this weekend.
Yep. And Advent Health is donating a bunch of money to his cause or
Yep.
supporting
Oh,
his
nice.
cause.
Yep. I saw that too.
The what did he
Check
have?
it for Andretti.
Check it for Andretti
Check it
is
for
what it's
Andretti.
called. Yeah.
So super cool. Unfortunately, the 43, it's just all throwbacks feel the same on that car.
Yeah.
I loved how when they had Petty in the booth yesterday, they were talking to him about when they first had to put the Dayglow orange on the cars and like how it was this big deal. I thought it was kind of cool, like hearing that from
Yeah.
him, you know?
Yeah. Anytime we could talk to Richard Petty is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool scheme though. 44. This was almost my shadow pick for scheme of the week.
Yes.
This car looked so good on the render. It's a 44 throwing back to the old
Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott Coors
Yep.
Light car. super
Gold
well
wheels
done.
Made it good too.
The gold wheels.
Those are Rick Ware racing wheels.
Yep.
There was a picture I enhanced, and I was like, still has the Rick Ware sticker on it. I was like, I knew they were going to do this. I knew they were going to buy old Rick Ware wheels for this car.
Probably bought them from the racing
I'm glad
warehouse.
they did. Me and Joe talked about this earlier. Joe is also a pretty avid graphic designer. He's really talented as well, probably more than me. And the Wawa logo, the placement's just a little off.
Why is it in the window?
Yeah, like that's how the Coors Light car was.
Oh, was it?
So
Okay.
credit to them for that. But it could have still been moved forward onto the door a bit more to
Yeah.
use some of the space wiser. Honestly, just really good throwback. Good for them.
Bun
45
car.
bun car,
Good car.
fucking hideous.
I love that car.
I don't think it's the worst McDonald's scheme we've ever seen.
No.
But it is a bright, ugly mess.
Sonny D.
47, great looking car. 48
This
Bowman.
is just lazy.
All right, here we go. You guys ready for the Bowman fans to be upset?
All right. This honestly is a good looking ally scheme. I mean, it's doing it right. It looks cool. It's an appropriate throwback to Jimmy Johnson's worst paint scheme ever, which was the 2 years that he ran racing stripes for
It
some
was the
reason.
Cobalt car, wasn't
The
it?
This
only
was
years
the-
he didn't win championships.
Yeah, this
too.
was the Cobalt scheme. He also ran the Lowe's.
Yeah.
1 year, I think it was the car tomorrow, it was white, and the next year it was
Yeah.
the Gen 6, it was metallic blue. Just the racing stripes never looked good to me. I thought that was a lazy paint scheme design. This, to go with the racing stripes, they brought back the goated old Ally Hood logo because the L's look like racing stripes,
Ah.
even though it kind of ruined the whole racing stripes
Yeah.
design of the paint scheme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They added it. I'm happy that the Ally logo's back. This is something I've told Joe to do for years.
And if you want to talk about using the space on the side of the car,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
that Ally feels bigger than normal.
it does. It does.
It's using a lot of that space. Like it just feels bloated. It's a cool looking scheme. It's
Oh.
not like super exciting.
Painted side skirts, baby.
Wrap side
Yeah.
skirts
Or
help
wrap
everything.
side skirts, whatever.
But I love the old Ally Hood logo.
This is like closet awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
This is my scheme of the week.
is it? I thought it was. I had a
Especially
feeling.
Since, Tommy
number.
being the
Tommy being the
competition
competition director.
there.
So Cody Ware's
this is a
51.
throwback to Ward Burton's
Ward Burton.
2002 Daytona 500 win.
Famously, when Sterling Marlin got out of his car and yanked on his fender.
Yep, I was.
He can't do that.
I remember this race like the back of my hand.
Same.
This was my birthday party. We were at a roller rink.
Oh, you've told me about this.
and we got the roller rink because we rented it out for my birthday party.
Good
to
times?
Watch it was good times.
Of course it was. Hell yeah.
I don't even know what that place is now.
I think it's
like,
still there.
It's half a kids jungle gym and half a landscaping company.
True.
And it's a different building. But either way, we rented out a roller rink for my birthday party. 2002.
2002.
Yeah, my 10th birthday party. And they had the projector that normally just shows like a music video to that 80s song.
Like bowling alley
Yeah.
animations.
Giant projector. We had them projecting the Daytona 500.
Hell yes.
And we all sat in the middle of the
Roller
rink and watched the Daytona 500.
Hell
and watched
Hell yeah.
Ward Burton winning this car. Cat car, famous. The colors are right. Jacob could have done a little bit more with the logo, but I think it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
works.
actually, it looks more like a JCB logo than a cat
It
logo.
does. Yeah, it does.
But
Mhm.
I'll let it slide. They got the old numbers back. Was that Tommy Baldwin Racing?
Bill Davis.
No, Bill Davis,
I always
yeah.
get them confused. Bill Davis Racing, probably my second favorite number font of all time. I love their numbers.
The 22 cat car is a top 5
Yeah.
paint scheme of all time.
He
Yeah,
threw
it's
back
just
to
so
it. Now
good.
he threw back to it in
that's my
pro. That's his
that
car
was
in
one of my
pro.
ARCA cars I ran.
Yep.
With the LIF cat logo. I just love this paint scheme. I love the numbers. And Rick Ware Racing's probably never going to win another. Oh, shit. This is the second one. I forget. Corey's Rick Ware.
Yeah.
This is my second Rick Ware scheme
Wow,
I
they're,
picked this
they're
year.
coming up.
Otherwise, the 51 and the 15 number fonts ruin every paint scheme for me normally.
Yeah.
So them running the Bill Davis numbers fix it. 54 not a throwback. Had a good week, though. 60.
Ugh.
Man.
They were having some fun. This is the best looking Kroger scheme we've
It is.
seen.
It is.
Because it doesn't have a giant golf cart on the hood of it or shopping cart,
It's got a little one.
and they wrapped the roof white,
Yep.
so it actually ties the scheme in
And
a
the
little
color
better.
is not obnoxious.
Again-
on
Yeah, the
door.
Kroger,
the
I
Country
mean-
Crock logo or
Yeah.
the red
The red.
isn't awful.
Again,
Yeah.
if he ran this at Bristol next week, I'd love it. But now I'm just mad at it.
It's the best looking Kroger car we've seen
Yeah.
this year.
Boring.
71 not a
got nothing,
throwback. Random
77.
red. 77 Josh
They
Balicki
dro-
throwback.
Trackhouse. Come on, you got the 88 back
Yeah.
in Cup. What are you doing?
We chose the 88 because the legacy of the number, and we care about the legacy of the sport. But fuck your throwback weekend.
Seriously, dude. You could have done any Dale Jr. car. You could have done
Dale
any Dale
Jarrett.
Jarrett car. You could have done again,
Darryl Waltrip.
it aggravates me. They had so much potential with this, and I feel like Shane would have probably loved it. You know?
yeah.
And it's just
Or they could have
Give him another Almirola scheme. Or
how about all the
not Almirola?
They could have run an
Ambrose.
Almendinger throwback.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine him
83.
getting to run an Ambrose throwback in Cup. Like that would have been so cool for him. Even though it wasn't an 88, you could have figured something out.
Yeah.
Brian Vickers, 83 Red Bull.
Yeah.
That was a lot of people made renders of the Red Bull scheme.
Oh, I didn't even
The ones
fucking
I
think
saw-
of that.
Easily could have been done.
Did not transfer well onto
It
the next
doesn't.
gen.
Oh, really?
It looked
And it would
really
have looked
bad.
bad because the red wheel on the rear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would've
Technically, they're allowed to paint the wheels.
They
no
are
one just
allowed.
does.
Yeah, they are allowed to. I saw someone posted the whole rules update or the whole rules about it the other day, and you're just not allowed to do any kind of machining or painting on like the mounting surface.
Yeah.
You can literally only paint the face. Also, I
A
learned
lot of the teams point out, or a lot of the teams wrap the spokes, which people have asked about. They're like, I didn't know they were allowed to paint the wheels. It's like, nope, that's
just tape.
grip tape.
Um,
That's all that is.
I also found out during that reading that rules thing. So all of us are Volkswagen nerds, car people. You know, every BBS wheel is like, you know, the BBS RS036.
Mm-hmm.
These are no different. They're like the BBS like EAS 3 numbers. I forget what it was. I was like,
Okay.
that's actually kind of cool.
I
Like,
don't care about that. What's the BBS number for the 5-lug version that they have in the Mobile One commercial?
I'm gonna need that.
The John Hunter commercial where he's doing donuts on the ice
Yep.
are next gen wheels, but they're 5-lug. If you watch the commercial, it shows a zoom in of the wheel.
So you're
and
saying
and it's a 5-lug
So what you're
wheel.
saying?
is the next gen could be a 5-lug.
Yeah, or my truck could be a next gen, is what I'm saying. But yeah, the next gen could be a 5-lug, but it's the issue with that is because they're cast aluminum, the holes are going to be really
Yeah.
deep.
Oh yeah.
They
so
wouldn't
it's
stand to the
super
loads
difficult for
and
them to get the gun into the
Bristol
hole.
Or
Yep.
Bristol loads on the side with the
Yeah.
less.
Just
I
fucking
think-
figure out how to change the wheels without having them fall off, boys.
Yeah,
'Cause we
that
got
too.
another one this week.
The 99 is beautiful. Not this weekend though.
Yeah,
And that's it. So what do you think?
I'm going with the 51 car.
All right.
I love the cat throwback.
What do you got? What are you thinking?
I'm going 5.
Yeah, I got the 5 too.
Yeah,
It's,
I figured.
I mean, it's who I am as a
just thought
person.
The Cup Series was very lazy this year.
It was. They were super lazy this year.
There was only a couple that were like the 5. We needed that. The 42. We needed that. Like,
Yeah.
that's one. As soon as he got in the car last year, everyone's like, he's throwing back to his dad. His dad drove the 42 car.
Yeah.
But there was just some that's like no one needed that. Like the 24 looked great, but you're throwing back to less than 10 years ago, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Like it's Jeff Gordon's last race. Actually, it wasn't. So guess what? He ran half the season the next year filling in for Dale Jr. So like it's not as sentimental as you think. It's just get more creative.
Yeah. All right. So there's your scheme of the week. Thank God there was no truck race this week. We would have been going for 2 hours.
We're right about there.
Perfect. No, that's on the stream. We're only in an hour on the actual podcast.
Oh, okay.
The trucks, I think last time they raced at Darlington like 5 years ago, they had bangers as well.
We talked about that last week. We were like, oh yeah, it's just Xfinity and Cup, and I was like, I remember truck throwbacks, and they were all bangers.
You know what? If Dodge comes back next year
Uh,
and they go to Darlington,
And
dude,
they
my
don't do
Teddy
the
Musgrave throwbacks are going to be insane.
The
they're going to be.
Mopar.
Yeah. No
Oh,
kidding.
give me those.
All right. So that does it for all of the off-track stuff. That is our favorite Norm scheme of the week of the year, in my
Yep.
opinion. It's fun to break down all of these, and if it
For
keeps
you
going
guys
this way,
watching, we're sorry. We don't know how to do the picture-in-picture just yet. I guarantee by the next time we do this, there will be.
we'll figure it out.
The next time we do a scheme of the week.
This is what our fourth year doing. It's our 4th year of doing this, and no one's seen what we're talking about yet. So
Yeah, I
Eh.
mean, I think the last time possibly because we had the TV, but maybe we weren't on YouTube.
No, we weren't on YouTube yet.
Frick.
Our first stream was after the All-Star race
Yeah.
at North Wilkesboro last year. So
Yeah, so I mean, you guys are just going to have to play along. If you're driving in your car, risk
just
it for the
bring
biscuit.
bring up
Pull
Jayski.
pull up
Follow
Jayski.
along. All right, now it's on to the next segment. The news. I hate it, but I love it.
I forgot about news.
Yeah, same. There's not much. I'm going off of what Kyle gave me here. I did want to bring up before we get into the predetermined notes.
An STD?
Freedom 500 was this weekend.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thought it was really
Mr.
fun to watch.
Travis Pastrana won that some gun.
Fucking gets out of the car, spray paints the brand new Z06, rips the shit out of that thing.
Claims he's going to enter a burnout contest with it, jump at 140 feet,
and then pull the engine out of it. Cletus overnight over a couple beers talked him out of it.
Did he?
So the next day, Cletus posted a video, and it was getting picked up by Cletus's Clear Bra detailing company that he just got to deal
To
with.
get all the spray paint off of it?
And he was like, just try to bring it back. I guess the car was completely clear broad.
That's what a lot of people were saying.
So
yeah.
he's like, it's 99% savable.
It's going to be on the
trim
lights,
pieces,
the glass. Yeah.
But I guess he's not destroying that because that's like $110,000, $120,000 car.
Yeah.
So Travis Pastrana, I think the post-race jitters got a
Got a
hold of him
little
a little
lost in the
bit.
sauce.
He got excited about that YouTube money,
Yep.
which I watch a lot of the channel 199 stuff
Yep.
on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm shocked they don't have millions of viewers.
I watched the one the other night where he goes through all of the injuries he's ever had and how he recovered
They
from
had
them.
one that this is like, it was like a TV show level quality YouTube video.
Yeah.
It felt like I was watching Mythbusters. They just took a bunch of kids' toys and made them big.
Yep.
Like, oh, what'd you have? The stomp rocket that you jumped on the little airbag and it launched a
Yep.
rocket. So they made one in real life that was like 20 feet long and they launched it to a lake with Travis Pastrana on top of it.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like the video has like 199,000 views. It's like, how does this not have millions? How are you making any money doing
the
this?
one I watched with him going through all of his major injuries, me and Steph were just sitting there watching it, cringing. Like some of the when he's talking about like, oh, I've broken this knee, I've done this ACL like 4 or 5 times. I got a new hip. It's like, and then we get done watching that, and 2 days later, I see the clip of him recently trying to 360 the Subaru the Huckster, and he rolls the fucking thing
I haven't
over.
watched that yet. I watched him trying to get into a 410 sprint car, and dude was having a straight up panic attack.
Was he?
Travis Pastrana, the guy who's done everything, jumped out of a goddamn airplane with no parachute.
Yeah.
Was getting claustrophobic in a 410 sprint car with Kyle Larson and Brent
He did it
Sweet.
at high limit at Las
And
Vegas.
He was having like a panic attack, and he pretty much said like, I'm going to close my eyes, get this started, I need to go.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
it was like half the video. The video was like 20 minutes long. 17 minutes of it was him freaking out, getting in and out of the car.
Really?
I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Those things are terrifying.
Eventually, they took the wing off so
None
he
of
could
us
get
would
in the
fit
car.
in
They had to break the seat in half to get him in.
Holy shit.
The dude's like, yeah, the guy that was working was like, yeah, that used to be my seat, but we took the jaws of life to it, so now
Travis
it's not
will
my
get it.
seat
Travis
anymore.
will get a new one. Heck, buy him a
Travis
new
is like,
one.
let me know how much it costs. I'll pay you for it.
But yeah, I was excited to watch that because I think Corey did a great job of saving his shit.
Yeah.
He was coming at the end there. I thought he was going to get him. It was just a good time. Those are fun to watch. I mean,
Yeah,
you
we
had
had-
Freiberger and the guy that I think he does late models or something in the
Yeah,
booth.
I'm guessing he's from Flow.
Maybe.
I forget the guy's name. Was fantastic.
They were awesome.
The guy in the booth. I love David Freiberger.
Yeah.
He can commentate anything
Yeah.
with cars.
The pace car blowing up was dumb. I thought
Yeah.
that was so cheeseball.
yeah,
I did not realize that box truck had like a 478 in it or whatever.
yeah, it has
the
an
fuck it is.
850 horsepower big block. in
Until it lined up on the front stretch and just started ripping a burnout, and I was like, "Oh,
I forget who was driving it.
yeah."
I knew who was driving. Oh, it's his tuner. Dr. Tunamal was driving
okay.
it. So
But
the
yeah,
guy who tunes
I mean,
the engine was driving it.
You want to talk about putting on an event? The fact
it's
that
getting-
you loaded that fucking place to the boards for Crown Vic racing.
I think
Like,
I've watched every Freedom 500. I haven't watched every race they've ever done.
Yeah.
I've missed some.
Well, they had 2-time Daytona 500 champion.
They had
and
Michael
the
Waltrip
driver
in it.
of the Aaron's Dream Machine.
yes, they had Michael Waltrip.
Mikey was having a blast. Him off script from Fox.
yeah,
When he can be an adult.
yeah.
He was hilarious. I watched Greg Biffle's YouTube video on it because Greg Biffle's a giant child now. Like that dude's hitting like his
where'd
midlife
that
crisis.
come out of? 'Cause
His
he was
midlife
not
crisis
like
made
that
him.
when
He
he
was
was
not like
driving.
he was not like that when
Yeah,
he was in
at
Cup.
all.
He's a 16-year-old kid now.
He is. He is.
And he's having a blast, and him and Mikey were on it. And Mikey comes over, and Greg Biffle has a giant AI picture of him, sleeves ripped off.
Yeah.
Greg Biffle,
Bald eagle.
jacked, riding a bald eagle over the most AI racetrack you've ever seen in
Yeah.
your life. And Mikey comes over, he goes, huh, they put your head on Carl Edwards' body, huh? Look at that shit. Mikey's just swearing up a storm.
Oh my
He's
God,
having a
that's
blast.
awesome.
They're interviewing him and Greg Biffle. And I was like, this is why I love Mikey.
Yeah.
I hate grid walk Mikey.
Gridwalk Mikey makes me want to just.
But
It's
Mikey
so bad.
was always the fun guy that you're like, I want to hang out with this guy. Anything he does is fun.
Yeah.
Reason why him and Dale Earnhardt became best friends because Dale Earnhardt's like, I'm stressed out 6 days a week. The one day off I get, I'm hanging out with you because you make it fun.
Yeah.
So they had Mikey, Greg Biffle, and Corey LaJoy, Mr. Part-Time Cup driver. Corey qualified like 8th or something like that. They did an invert. He started in the top 5. He was pretty much top 3 the entire race.
He was hanging around top 5, and then he
Yeah.
kind of fell back a little bit. But I think you could see it. Everyone was burning their shit up as soon
Yeah.
as they got up front.
Yeah, Kevin KSR, he's the weapon.
He's the GOAT.
He is so fast.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But he is also the one that puts people in rough spots. He's the one that roughed up Kurt Busch.
Yep.
The year that Kurt Busch did it, him and Kurt Busch got into it.
Hell, he
He's
tried
the
to
one
wreck
that-
Corey on the last lap.
Yeah, he's the one that started that wreck with Haley Deegan where she got injured, but won't tell anybody she got injured at
Yeah.
Bristol. Put an end to her NASCAR career. I swear to God, that's what happened. But
Very Jimmy Johnson-esque.
Kevin has
there were
won the
other
most races,
things.
but he's also wrecked the most cars, kind of thing.
Yep.
And he was definitely the fastest. Travis Pastrana, I think, was holding on for dear life. Corey was being like, as much as Corey wanted to win, I think in the back of his head was last week's podcast episode where him and the entire NASCAR world were just shit talking Sammy Smith
Yeah.
for days on end about how bad his
And
Martinsville
also
race was.
last year with the whole Kyle Busch shit. Like,
Yep.
he doesn't want it to go viral that
So yeah, I don't think
Corey
Corey
LaJoy
LaJoy wanted like
dumps Travis Pastrana to win.
the least important race of his life
Yeah.
to wreck people to win it. Like,
I'm mad that Flores didn't show up in the full suit like he said he was
yeah,
gonna.
Flores was pitting though. I'm excited. Their YouTube video, I'm imagine, is already dropped. Said it was
Maybe.
coming out today,
Oh, okay.
so I'm sure that's gonna be fun. They both looked like they're having a blast.
They looked like they were having fun. Yeah.
I feel bad. I don't think Corey. He claims he watched last year's, but I don't think he knew that everyone was shifting
You were saying that his restarts were garbage.
because he was battling restarts. These guys, they're automatic Crown Vics, but these guys are low second, third drive shifting them. Like they're manually shifting them on the column. And Corey was so slow on the restarts that I think his car was going like 1, 2, 4,
Yeah.
like skipping third gear because
Yeah.
automatic things. Because he was losing them big time on the restarts. But Corey raced a good race, came in second.
Yep.
Him and KSR got into it on the last lap.
Yep.
It is what it is. They're both trying to get to the leader and battling each other.
I thought it was a
but
fun show to
super
watch.
fun.
Though.
Freedom 500. If you're going to watch any of these Cletus races, I recommend that because it's the least demolition derby out of
I was
all
saying
of
the
them.
Lamullets always turns into a freaking train.
The
wreck.
Mullets is a shit show because
The
they
Ranger.
do the kidney bean.
The Ranger.
The
races.
Rangers, you're waiting for somebody to die. I don't know how anyone has it.
Yeah.
They flip 5 or 6 of those a fucking race. They go to Stafford
Yep.
or Bristol. They don't even do anymore. They're not allowed back.
IRP. They do IRP.
Yep.
They do Stafford.
IRP actually was a good race. Stafford, I don't remember it, but they get the Freedom 500 is usually the clean one.
Yep.
Last year, JH Diesel led the whole thing.
Yep.
So they made a rule this year. I don't know what the official rule was, but first caution, they sent him to the back. So apparently there was a JH rule in there somewhere
Oh,
because
okay.
he led every lap last year and stunk up the show.
Yep.
So I think they had a rule like if he's in the top 3 and there's a yellow, send him to the back kind of thing.
That's fucking great.
Because he went to the back, never came back. But super fun, super enjoyable to watch. I paid $20 for it like a sucker.
Yep.
Just Bus was just giving out tickets to his show for free to
It
everybody.
was nice. It was nice to just pop into a certain site that we have and have it on there.
Yeah.
All right. On to some NASCAR news. Kyle just kind of put some small stuff together because there wasn't a lot this week. Martinsville, the TV ratings were up 11% from last year. Pretty cool. Kind of don't care anymore. I thought we were done with TV ratings. I think he's just doing some filler.
I think it's just because it was such a big increase. It's worth
Yeah.
mentioning.
Oh, this one's fun. Lamar Jackson's issues with the 8. So he is suing, I don't know if it's Dale Jr. or Junior Motorsports or whatever. And
Yeah, it's whoever owns the trademark.
we all thought it was for the Bud 8.
Yeah,
The
so
8-8.
that's something that needs to be clarified.
Yeah, it came out like a day later that it's not has nothing to do with the Bud 8, the OG DEI 8. It's the JRM 8 that Sammy Smith was running last year.
Yep, Josh Berry.
Josh
raced the year
Berry was
before.
running it. It's still it's not that close. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I think
It's an
Lamar
eight.
was
It's
just
an
kind of. It seems like he was. Junior wasn't the only one he was going after.
He's going out. He's also suing Troy Aikman, who's a much more famous number 8 than any of these other
Yeah.
people that we're talking about.
It's kind of silly. I looked at the Era 8 apparel company that he has. First of all, they use a different 8 font on every single logo and
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one he's suing him for, but it's none of them resemble the 8 enough. It's closer to the, was it the San Jose Ducks? I think their jersey numbers are like identical to the
Really?
8 he uses.
Huh.
So if anything, he's liable to get sued by them for
You
stealing
know
their
that this
logo.
is not has nothing to do with him. This is some fucking marketing
Yeah,
company.
this
that,
is
I
just
think
let's get some attention.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
it's like you would have never known he had a merchandise.
I didn't know he had a
company
merchandise company. Yeah.
until this.
Hey,
So.
That
Kyle-
being said, I don't think he has a case if Junior was
No.
to pursue it.
Well, and Junior already said we're not using that anymore. So
My biggest gripe with this whole thing was when Junior acquired the 8 last year, the
DEI.
DEI 8, Jesus, the DEI 8, the legendary 8, he said on record in front of everybody on his podcast, this 8 is for my stuff, my late models.
Yep.
And it's for merch.
Yep.
We will not be using this on the Xfinity car. This is not for the Xfinity series. This is for my personal stuff for me and Kelly. And then January rolls around and look at Sammy Smith's new 8 car.
Makes me wonder, did they know about this before
So
it broke?
Junior applied for the JRM 8 trademark in December.
Yeah.
Apparently they got legal issues right off the bat. So Junior, instead of making a big deal about it, who knows if they would have had to hold the 8, if he
Yeah.
couldn't use it, if he could use it. So they just said, screw it, we'll use the 8 we got,
Yeah.
which is DEI 8.
Makes sense now looking back at
Which,
it.
I mean, just annoys me. I mean, obviously Sammy Smith's still sour in all of our mellows after Martinsville, but I've never really liked the kid. But my biggest thing is like that number, like it's not his. Like he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Like I would have much preferred to see Carson Quapple in that 8 car.
Yep. I agree.
I think he is, or Josh Berry would have been great in that 8 back in the day. But Carson, I think, is the epitome of what that 8 is.
Yeah.
As far as Junior goes, it's my grassroots number. It's the number I started with. Carson is
Grassroots.
Junior's next mold of Josh Berry or Justin Allgaier or whoever. I think he's his passion project. Carson Quapple is.
Yeah.
Sammy Smith he's got that pilot TMC money.
Paying the bills.
He came over. His parents are paying for that ride.
Yeah.
He's the Michael Annette of
Yeah,
right.
literally.
Jesus,
He's
I
the
forgot
next
about Michael Annette.
because he took over the TMC from him. But Sammy Smith, I said at the beginning of the year, first of all, I don't think Junior Motorsports should be running the 8. I think Junior Motorsports, considering the 88's going full time this year,
Yeah.
the 88 replaces the 8, and the 8 is now their reserve number. Their
That should have been there also.
they're all
Like Chastain should have been in the
Yeah.
8 this weekend. Yeah.
and that should have been reserved for Junior, like the 88 was.
Yep.
And they should have put Sammy Smith's stupid ass in the 9 car.
Yep. I agree.
But they didn't do that. So it's a whole big mess that Junior I'm just staying out of it as far as the lawsuit goes. That being said, I think they could have easily won the trademark lawsuit because, first of all, Junior Motorsports has been around longer than Lamar Jackson's company.
Yep.
Never mind Junior, who's run the 8 for 20 plus years.
Yep.
Been around a lot longer than Lamar Jackson has. I just don't think he had a foot stand
If anything,
on.
it's given us great memes.
Yeah, I think he's just even Noah Gregson was getting in on
Dude,
it.
Noah was getting in
Which
on it too.
Noah is forever JRM.
Noah would
I
go to
love
war
that
for
kid.
Dale Jr. Like,
Yeah, literally.
Noah would jump in front of a bullet.
Probably
I
more
would
for
too.
Kelly. to
Yeah,
be
honestly,
honest. I think
probably, yeah.
Kelly was the mama bear.
Yep.
But
Kyle also added in the notes, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah.
he's still giving us. Kyle's in the air right now, flying to Texas, so we're still getting his opinions from 38,000 feet.
he's just updating his Google Doc.
Yeah.
And
Trackhouse in the news. This one I kind of don't get. I kind of get it, but I don't. Connor Zilic is going to make his second Cup start in the fucking Coke 600. To which somebody said, and by somebody I mean our resident Trackhouse ball washer. We love him to death. He knows who he is. He runs endurance races. He'll be fine. You mean the endurance races where they do like 2-hour stints and then they get out for 4 hours? Like,
I'm not super surprised because this was one of the first ovals that they stuck SVG in last year.
It's
Yeah.
a cheap oval for them to run
It
to
is.
get the
It
crew
is true.
up there.
Yeah.
It's down the road.
man, I just feel like that's going to be a fucking hard race.
Yeah.
But
Test.
it'll
It's
be a good
fucking-
test for him.
He's
There's
young,
zero
dude.
expectations for him. To
That's the big thing. There's
race.
zero expectations.
Honestly,
finish
there's
the
higher
400 laps.
there's higher expectations for him now than I think before, just because he's fucking come out so good on ovals.
He
It's
has.
like, fuck, he's gonna be good.
We like last year with SVG, we knew he was going to be good in Xfinity on road courses.
Yeah,
When he had a bad oval run, you were like, has to be expected.
yeah, like SVG, like consistently top 15 or like 15th to 20th. It's like, all right, Connor, that's the benchmark.
And he goes out and leads laps, gets a pole.
It's like, dude, you're fucking.
Yeah.
Where was it? Homestead, he's leading.
he led at
fucking
Homestead,
Vegas.
Yep. Vegas.
Vegas, he was leading. It's like, this isn't. You're not supposed to be doing this, dude.
Yeah, get out.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Next, we touched on this last week, but more has come out. The whole Legacy versus Rick Ware that broke like as we were recording last week, so we didn't get a lot of it. Basically, Rick Ware can't read.
Yeah, I guess they were planning on, I mean, news to everybody, but they were planning on selling their charter in 2 years
Yeah.
to Legacy, but they signed a 1-year deal.
And you're only allowed, so they lease the 51 charter or the 15 charter. That charter is leased to RFK for the 60 car. In NASCAR, you're only allowed to lease a charter for 1 year. So they had a 2-year agreement with RFK. At the end of this year, they would have just flip-flopped the charters. Now that you have the 51, we'll take the 15 back. It was a 2-year agreement. They signed an agreement with Legacy to sell the other charter to them. They were under the assumption, and apparently they said all the paperwork said 2027, which is 2 years away after the RFK deal is done. But apparently after they signed it, they realized it said 2026, and they were like, oh, wait, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if someone just fucked up or if there's some tomfoolery afoot and someone changed the numbers after it was signed.
I mean, this goes back to what I said last week. First of all, we know what the market's like.
Yeah.
Why are you selling something 2 years in advance?
See what it's going to do in 2
These
years.
things fluctuate 15 mil a year.
Yeah.
Like, this thing's only worth more money next year.
Especially with the lawsuit going on.
Yeah. Why would you sell it in advance?
Yep.
I think that was probably it. Like, if the lawsuit
If they decide to just get rid of charters,
we cashed out.
yeah,
We
that's
just got
probably it.
$22 million for this charter.
That's worth $1 million.
Also, what the fuck is Legacy doing buying a third charter?
They need to get their 2 charters they have working.
Suck ass. With your 2-car team.
Yeah.
You get a third car in there, Jimmy Johnson, it brings the whole ship down.
Yeah.
And now you're buying a third charter for $20 million?
Yeah.
Hey,
What are we
Jimmy
doing?
Johnson was higher in points till this week and that
Yeah.
charter.
They're
It's
like,
just
hey,
like-
we're going to buy the last place charter because that's where it's going to stay.
It's already here. How convenient.
I was listening to DBC on the way, and that was a topic. Obviously.
Was it? I was curious if they're going to bring it up.
Tommy obviously didn't want to go. Can't really go.
Yeah, he
into
can't get into-
detail
yeah.
with it. I don't know if he fully knows anything either, but
I mean, he's like the
competition director.
Yeah, he's up there, so.
But he was just pissed off at Legacy, kind of like airing dirty laundry
Yeah.
out in public right now.
Yeah,
It's
Legacy
they're
came
putting
out-
a lot of stuff to the public
That doesn't need to be.
that doesn't need to
Yeah.
be public.
Legacy pretty much came out and said that they can't afford to be a cup team, don't have the equipment to be a cup team, shouldn't be out there anyway.
Yeah. About
That's
Rick,
a bold statement coming
Yeah.
from Legacy.
about Rick Ware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
a
a
bold
bold-
fucking
Which I agree with. But Rick Ware has dumb money.
Yeah.
His drag team is really good.
They just won a race last
Yeah.
week, 2 weeks ago, last
Like,
week.
I get this is your son's passion project, but you made a big deal about wanting to be better.
Yeah.
And you're still renting the freaking old lube tech shop behind RFK.
The car wash bay.
Yeah, you're just. I agree with Legacy to an extent. That being said, I'd much rather see 2 Rick Ware cars out there than 4 our Legacy cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Legacy ain't going nowhere. I like Jimmy. He was always cool. The whole switching to Toyota thing rubbed me the wrong way with everything that Chevy's done for him in his career.
Not to mention
Like,
that then
I never felt good about that.
Not to mention that they switched to Toyota and they're like, we don't want any help from Toyota. We're going to do it on our own. Well, maybe you should
Yeah.
get some help, guys. Like,
so the whole Legacy situation has just never rubbed me the right way.
it started when they named it Motor Club.
Yeah, but Rick Ware, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
Also, Corey's just getting screwed every way to Sunday with this deal.
Yeah,
Like, hey, by the way, you know that deal we signed with you? Yeah, we're leasing that to RFK.
yeah.
But don't worry, it'll be back next year. Just kidding. We leased it again, and
We're gonna
sold
sell it.
our other charter that Cody has just
And
been
we will
stinking
not
up
be
the
in the
track.
Cup.
Hey,
Colors
we get Corey back this week. I actually meant I think
At
we talked.
Bristol?
Yeah, he's racing Bristol this
Really?
in the Schluter scheme.
week in a black Schluter car.
I thought that was for Dega.
No, he's
Nope.
doing. I would assume he's probably going to do Dega too. I did want to look because Bob posted 39 entries for Cup this weekend.
Damn.
Almost a full field.
Yeah, the open cars you have Corey, Jesse Love, and Balicki's in the 66 car.
Oh hell yeah.
So
No,
that's still not
New
enough.
York?
That's still
At
not
least
enough
we'll
to go
have a
I
home.
feel
car.
like New York Racing is running like a full season
Yeah.
this year.
At
That's
least we'll have a car a lap down.
that is still not enough
Yeah,
to send
Rick
any,
Ware isn't setting anything on fire either.
Hey,
That's-
they finished on the lead lap.
True.
Yeah.
That's still not enough to send anybody home, though. I don't think.
No, 40.
40. Okay. That's what I was wondering. We talked about that last week because we had a couple open cars.
Yeah.
To Jesse, we knew Jesse Love and Corey would be there. You were like, if we get a couple more open cars, like this could get kind of spicy.
Hey, Corey could pass Cody in points this week.
Oh my God, you're right.
Pretty easily because Corey's really good at Bristol.
He is. He likes Bristol. Couple more little things here. JGR. Apparently, the Ty Gibbs has a new car chief, Robert Cheddar Smith.
They stole him from Rodney Childers.
My cat is
They
named
must,
Cheddar.
According to
they must
DVC.
have backed up the Brinks
Oh,
truck
I'm
to him
sure.
to pry him away from Rodney.
Probably.
Yeah, because that's supposedly the fifth Hendrick car, the number 7 team.
Yeah.
So.
The worst performing Spire car.
Yeah,
I know. He was battling with Bowman all day yesterday
Yeah.
at Darlington.
This one's kind of fun because we always talk about how we wish the beer wars were back. So you've got Colleague announces that Grizzly Nicotine Pouches signs on for 4 more races with Ty Dillon in the 16. Kyle says, nicotine pouch wars? ? You got Kyle Busch with Zone, Herbst has Lucy, and now Dillon has Grizzly. So why can't we have Winston?
I really don't get that.
Why can't we have cigarettes and beer?
Yeah.
And what the hell? It's the same. Fuck. I mean, whatever.
Also, what's the big one? What's the main?
Zin?
Zin.
That
Why aren't
they
they in
have to be on
NASCAR?
They have to be on Noah's car without a doubt.
Well, he runs Lucy's.
no, he runs
He's a
Zins.
Lucy guy.
No, he's a Zin guy. Remember he had the Zin holder
No,
in
I
his car?
think he switched to Lucy's.
Oh, did he switch?
Yeah.
Nothing beats did you see the clip from when the Teardown did the live at Daytona? And
Yeah, and he
it
gave
was him and
everybody
KFB. KFB walks in, and I think Noah was walking out, and he was like, "Hey, you got any?" And he's like, "Oh, I only got 3s." He's like, "I have to double them up. Don't be a bitch." Like, and then this actually just broke today. I'm not even going to try to say the guy's first name because I will butcher it. But Hattori was it Hattori Motorsports?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he was called? So he,
Yeah. I think his first name was Shig.
it's something like that. I Shige.
Oh.
That's like the
Yeah.
nickname. There was a longer version I saw that was even harder to pronounce. Again, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody by fucking their name up. So Hattori Motorsports was in the trucks for a while. He ran like 2 seasons in the trucks. He then switched to ownership. They were the owners when Crafton won in 18, I think it was.
No,
Brett
that was
Moffitt.
Brett Moffitt. Sorry,
My
Brett
boy,
Moffitt.
dude.
When Brett Moffitt won the championship in 18, I think it was. He owned an IndyCar team for a little while too.
Raced in IndyCar.
Raced in IndyCar as well. He tragically passed this morning, I think it was, or last night.
Yeah, last night,
I
I think.
guess a car accident in the Mooresville. I'm
Yeah.
assuming Mooresville. He was living in Mooresville, so I would assume that's probably where it happened.
I think it said
Um,
Huntersville.
Okay, Huntersville,
Yeah.
same area. So
Yeah.
that's sad. I mean, obviously, I remember the Hattori Motorsports trucks. So
I feel like they just came back this year or something, didn't they? I remember that name coming up around Daytona.
maybe.
I know they ran a few one-off Xfinity races. In
Yeah,
like the
maybe that was
61
it.
car or something.
I remember that name came up earlier this year around Daytona, like they did a one-off race.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So
So super sad and
T's and P's there.
just horrible. And that luck of NASCAR is he gets into a car accident with another NASCAR member.
Yeah, that's what we heard from
Yeah.
somebody, that it was
Yeah.
somebody in Joe Gibbs Racing, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess they're okay, but yeah, just kind of a crazy thing to see today.
Yeah, young guy.
Young, I
think
mean, he
he's
wasn't
61
he was
years
in his
old.
60s. Yeah, that sucks, man. That's awful.
So super sad.
Yep. So that is about it for the news, unless you there wasn't really anything this
Yeah,
week. There wasn't
Nothing's
much.
really jumping out at me. Brad Keselowski's going to be facing the Piper this week.
Mhm.
Oh, well,
Lose-
we'll get to
losing a
that.
lug nut.
Yep. Yep. What's that? He didn't lose the wheel. Remember, there's different levels. Like if you lose the
but
wheel,
a caution
it's-
came out for the lug nut.
yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that.
So I think he avoids it. I think they gave him a 2-lap penalty, though.
They might have. I don't know.
I
They
know.
did. He was 2 laps down.
Yeah.
Well, that could have happened too because he limped around the
That's
track.
true.
It took him forever to get around the track because he was limping before they. I mean, it took him like a minute and a half even to throw the caution. So
Also, I will say we're talking about this, so I'll mention it real quick. The one good thing about Fox camera angles
You
is
can
we
see-
see every lug nut that falls off these cars. Bad thing is it's still Fox. It took them 5
dude,
replays
I
to
saw
see the
that
lug
on
nut.
I saw it on the first fucking replay. They showed him sliding through the corner, and I'm like, I bet you that wheel fell off.
Well,
and
they
then
showed a head-on shot, though. You could see the wheels
Yeah,
poking out the
and-
fender.
And Boyer's like, oh, his toe link's broken. He must have gotten the fence. And as soon as I saw, they showed the in-car first, and he sails off in the corner, and the thing just goes. And I'm like, that wheel's loose. He just came out of the pits. And then they show the zoom-in replay, and you see the lug nut. No one says anything. They show it again. You see the lug nut. The production truck stops the tape so you can see the lug nut. Nobody says anything. Finally, on like the third go around, you know that the producers in their ears like, guys, the fucking lug nut fell off. It's right there. It's right fucking there. You have a telestrator. Like, come on. And then they finally got it on like the third go around. I'm like, I saw that fucking 4 replays ago.
Too busy
So yeah,
eating.
they eventually threw a yellow for that, but I
Yeah.
feel like there was the same situation earlier in the race that they never threw a lug nut or a yellow for the lug nut. I think
Oh.
somebody else lost a lug nut earlier. It might have been the
think-
77.
Maybe. Oh no, he had a tire go down.
There was one that definitely seemed like a lug nut flew off and they never threw a yellow.
Yeah.
But either way.
Well, we're here already, so let's talk about the race weekend. I mean, honestly, for Darlington,
Awful.
they weren't great. Like,
No,
even
two
the Xfinity
dominated
race,
races pretty much.
yeah, even the Xfinity race, like, wasn't that good. Like, it was all right, but I can't. I'm sitting here right now. I don't remember anything. I remember Taylor Gray hit the wall, and Brandon Jones was just
Chastain.
Chastain. Oh, so that was the funny thing. So before the Xfinity race started, apparently they had a big in the drivers' meeting. They had a big. Everybody got pee whacked. You're embarrassing me. What is it? This is fucking embarrassing. Kicked the trash can across the room. Apparently, the voice of reason was Austin Hill.
Which Junior
Oh,
roasted
Junior
him on
fucking
Twitter.
roasted him.
Fucking love Dale Jr., dude.
Yeah, apparently Austin Hill got up and told everyone they
Austin
need to calm
Hill's
down.
like, if you guys need to talk to somebody,
yeah.
I can talk to you guys. Which Junior posted on Twitter, if Austin Hill's the voice of reason, we're in trouble.
Yeah, legitimately. Like, what the hell? When I heard that, I
when
was
he
like,
dumped someone in the race that
Yeah,
in
the race that
question.
they're talking about, he was the repeat offender that caused the most
Yeah.
carnage. The 8 and the 54 weren't going to wreck without Austin Hill.
no. So now
Austin
I
Hill
find it,
came in there in 8th place and just went, everybody in front of me, you're moving.
so I find it funny that they had that before the Xfinity race. And you've got 3 Cup guys causing fucking problems. Number 1 is Chastain. But like at one point under caution, you got Chase Elliott going up and dooring Chastain and rubbing the back bumper off
Yeah.
of him. And I'm like, oh, here's the example we need. The Cup guys come down. Everyone's like,
this was the
everyone was like, oh, we need Cup guys back in Xfinity. They set a good example.
This
And I'm
was the
watching this.
exact
I'm
same
like, for
thing
fuck's sake.
After, what was it, Las Vegas, when Ross Chastain's talking to Austin or Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
And like, what world are we in where Ross is the voice of reason?
Yeah.
And then the next week, Coda, Ross ships into turn 1 and wrecks everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, never mind, he's back.
He's back. I mean,
Austin
he was
Hill will be back at Bristol. I guarantee that.
100%. I mean, Chastain was not making any friends out there. He moved everybody that got in his way.
No, he was racing like he was in a Nice car. Or what's that?
Yeah,
DGM.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah,
DGM usually
DGM,
racing Xfinity
yeah.
where he can just race people like shit because no one knows it's him.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. You're in a JRM
Well,
car. People
cameras-
know that's you right
Camera's
now.
not looking at 25th place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, nothing of note happened. I mean, Brandon Jones won. Good for him. That broke up, like, what they said since it's been 22 since he won.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
So happy for that. I did love his wife almost tackling him on the front stretch. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, like people were posting the picture of Logano and
Kenseth.
Kenseth.
It was
yeah.
he had the
Yeah,
Kenseth
Kenseth.
throwback, and it was Kenseth and was it Logano or
I thought it was
Keselowski?
Kenseth and Keselowski.
It's Keselowski. He chased Keselowski down in between the haulers.
trucks.
Yeah. And she did the same thing. Like, and it was so funny because the camera angle that Fox had, he's doing the post race front stretch interview, and you can just see her. Someone helped her over the wall, and she's getting closer and closer. And I'm waiting for her to slow down, like so she could run up behind him and like tap him on the shoulder. No, she just barrels into him, almost took him out. But yeah, that was cool. And I said it on Discord. At that point, I was happy. We were 1 for 1 on the weekend of a throwback
right,
car
at
winning.
least a throwback one.
Because nothing pisses me off more on throwback weekend when someone who puts no fucking
That
effort
being
in
said,
wins.
it's a throwback to 2016. My heart, my soul,
yeah, it
but
hurts.
it's a throwback nonetheless.
Yes.
Like
so,
if Ross Chastain won that son bitch, first of all, I'd be mad because it's Ross Chastain. 2, ugly ass car and a throwback.
yeah.
So
yeah.
that would have been upsetting.
All the JRM cars were like what, top 5 or top?
All 5 top 10.
Yeah, all 5
They're
of them
all
top 10.
always good at
Yeah.
Darlington.
6 if you count the freaking Hendrick car. However
Oh,
many
the
cars they
17.
have.
Yeah, you're right.
So 1,
That
7,
17 car is
8,
allergic to first place
9,
finishes
It
this
is.
year.
88.
17 if you count that. I mean, that's a
Am I
They
JRM
counting
car.
build
this
it.
right?
No, they build it at Hendrick.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
1,
The 1,
7,
the 7, the 8,
8,
88.
9, 88.
That's
Wow, that's 5 cars. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
6.
And
if
then
you-
6 if you count the 17.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
so
Yeah, that 17 is allergic to winning this year.
Oh, my God.
How many second place
Chase was
finishes?
what, 8th place the entire race?
How many second place finishes does that
A
car
lot.
have?
at least
I think every time it's run, other than Corey Day, it's finished P2.
yeah, I think you're
Well, no, because Willie B raced it at Martinsville, didn't he?
No,
Did
that
they
was
race
Corey
it?
Day.
that was day.
Day.
Yeah. Dale. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was very excited to get home and watch that race, and then I watched it and was like,
Because the Xfinity race always has
the Xfinity race.
finish.
The Xfinity race at Darlington is always like top 3 of the year.
Yeah,
And
I watched every lap of that race. Don't remember it at all.
I don't remember any of it. I remember my highlight was watching Brandon Jones' wife almost tackle him. That should tell you how the race went.
I bet it was honestly the drivers' meeting they had at the beginning of the race.
I think
Yeah.
everybody chilled the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't watch the race, but I went back and watched highlights. No one was making aggressive moves.
No,
no one was pushing an issue.
Yeah.
It was, here you go. You're
I
faster.
thought the same.
Except for Ross.
Except for
Yeah.
us. I thought the same thing, that everybody knew after the shit show of last week that the Xfinity Series had a target on him, and no one wanted to be Sammy Smith
Yeah.
that week. And I think everybody just raced very cordial. Oh, you're faster. Go right. Like you say, go right ahead. Like
I think it also helped that 3 Cup guys were in the top 5 for
Yeah.
most of the day.
Yeah.
Plus Justin Allgaier.
it was just not. I don't know. It wasn't a very enjoyable race. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just boring, And then that gets us to Sunday, which I fell asleep.
Which was a pretty much snooze fest, except for like the first 5 laps and the last 5 laps.
Yeah, literally. I was at the point where when William Byron, so spoiler alert, William Byron won both stages, led what, 268 or 2 something?
260 something.
Two like
Yeah,
260
he led
of,
3/4 of the
93.
race.
he led 260 something of 293, 294, whatever it was. And it got to the point, I think, when he got around like 200, 220.
You were hoping he'd
I was
lead
like,
him off.
at this point, I've never seen this happen. I mean, I did when Burton did it at New Hampshire,
Hasn't
the
been
restrictor plate
25
race.
years since that's happened.
Yeah,
so.
Burton did it at the restrictor
Yeah,
plate New
he should
Hampshire
have thrown
race.
back to Ned Jarrett here.
Yeah, like at that point, I was like, you know what? Let's see it happen, because
Oh, who's that?
Because
He-
that'll never happen in
he
the stage
dodged
era.
so many bullets. Like every pit cycle, it worked. That first pit cycle where he and like him, Bowman, Denny, all those guys stayed out. I thought that was it, because I'm like, there's no way. Why are you staying out so long? And then they get a lucky caution
Yeah.
with the Keselowski loose wheel. I'm like, he dodged so many fucking bullets that I'm like, this is gonna happen. He's
Yep,
gonna.
this is what I wanted to find. Auto Racing Analytics on Twitter. Twitter.
Right hand red.
Is that a cow?
Ain't no love in
had the-
Oklahoma.
Oh, love that movie.
Just a whistle.
Had the
on a
entire
long back train.
297 laps in the Cup race at Darlington been based on quarter median lap averages. This is roughly where the top 15 fastest cars would have finished. There's only 3 cars on the screen. It is 2 different images. Lead lap, 24.
He would have lapped the field.
1
11.
lap down, 45 in the 12. I can't tell if the 12 is about to go 2 laps down or just went 1 lap down.
Which
'Cause
is
the
weird
12
because
is
he
at the
was,
start-finish
he had
line.
such a good long run car. You
Yeah.
thought he would have been able to reel him in, but
I like how he says this is where the top 15 fastest cars would have finished on
Only
track.
shows 3.
There's 3 cars on it.
That's fun. I mean, dude.
In the last 50 laps, Blaney would have almost had a half a lap.
Oh yeah.
lead.
So I mean, the whole race, every restart, every stage restart, every caution restart, they go through 1 and 2. Byron's a half a second ahead. He's gone.
Bell
I
gave
mean,
him a fight. One restart.
one restart. Bell did give
and
him
then
a
he
fight.
got right around him.
But again, like we've talked about, I mean, yeah, tire wear is a thing, but they all fall off equally. And then, the only thing was, the only interesting strategy part was when you came into pit, because we saw it in the first stage when I think it was Bowman and Briscoe and a couple other guys stayed out long. I think Bell was one of them. They stayed out long, and Briscoe went from like 10th,
That
11th
was-
to
That might have been in the 3rd stage.
no. No, this was early. This was like
This
first
is
stage.
The Brad Keselowski lug nut issue was when Bowman got all the track position.
So,
So they stayed out when
yeah.
that yellow flag
No,
came
I'm talking way back at the beginning. I literally think it was the first pit cycle when Briscoe, Gibbs, and I think Bell were all about to go a lap down, and that's when Hocevar spun himself off of somebody's nose, and they got the caution. And I mean, like, Byron's touching Briscoe's back bumper to put him a lap down.
Yeah.
They got lucky there, but they ran long, and it was just like at Bristol last year where they kept referencing the light switch. The car flip a switch, and then you can't drive the fucking thing anymore. That was like the only interesting strategy part, though. Aside was like when you pit, where do you come out,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So highlights lap 3 or 4. I think it's 4.
4.
He made it whole 4 laps. Mr. Kyle Larson self spins off turn 2.
He hit the bump that I wanted to give Fox credit. There was one really cool shot. I think it was when they had Biffle in the booth, which, by the way, Greg Biffle in the booth, in the old 16 jean shirt with no sleeves on it.
cut off,
Stiff for the
jean
biff.
shorts
Jean
or like cut off
shorts.
tan shorts, long socks. Dude's just living.
And
his
it was the
best
old
life.
16 logo on the, it looked
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Stiff for the biff.
Yeah.
Dude, get stiff. for
So
the
they had a
biff.
camera angle that they locked on the exit of 2. And you could
Yeah,
see
head on.
how much the
Yeah.
cars were just launching out of the corners. Like, it was wild.
That is probably one of the toughest turns.
It's so
in
hard.
all of
I have-
NASCAR.
Reddicked that walls every time I've been to that.
Guess
track.
we're racing on Wednesday.
I'm not. I've retired.
I was going to say, you have
I
been around.
hate the Gen 4 car.
I like it. It's fun.
It's driving me crazy.
We
Every
did-
time I get into it, I'm like, oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting the hang of it. And then I'm like, I'm last place.
We
again.
did Watkins Glen with no bus stop last week. Holy shit, it was fun.
Oh, no bus stop. I
No
didn't
bus
know that.
stop, which is terrifying because you have to brake.
190 miles an hour.
Well, you have to brake in the middle of like the cut through for the bus stop, and, it's
like a
not
dip.
level. The car jumps into the carousel. It was
Nice.
actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. But do you guys remember, like, what was it, 5 years ago when they repaved the exit at turn 2
Yes.
and everyone thought they ruined Darlington?
Yeah.
it's back.
Yeah,
It's back.
It's aged.
But
But yeah, pretty much uneventful race.
yeah, and Larson just hit. I think he hit the bump wrong. The car
He was
unloaded,
riding. He was riding the seam, so I think his car was
Yeah.
half on the flat kind
Yeah.
of thing.
De-wedged it.
and he de-wedged it, unloaded, and
He
he
was
just
just.
lost
It was
it.
early in the race. He was just trying to give. He was two side by side with Logano.
Yep.
He was just trying to give Logano room so Logano could exit the corner safely, and kind of not drift up into him. And he just half a car too low.
This is the first time we've really seen the new DVP rule come into play. They pulled
Yeah.
that car in the garage, essentially rebuilt the whole nose. You know, he came out 160 laps down, which a lot of people will get there were pissed about because he mathematically couldn't make up any more spots. Once he passed
he
Yaley,
could. He came out. There were still like 200 laps to go. I think.
Yeah, he could pass one more.
he could pass one more, but
if-
that wasn't.
They needed to wreck out in the next like
Yeah.
15 to 20 laps after he came out of the pits for him to get anything. Then there was also a couple guys. The 77, I think, had just wrecked when Larson came out.
Yeah.
So if he went behind the wall, that was a position for Larson. So there was a couple spots to be gained. He needed it to be a wreck fest immediately.
Yeah. So what they ended up doing, and there's a lot of people didn't understand this. I said it in Discord earlier, and a bunch of people are like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." Where do the fucking playoffs start? At Darlington.
Mhm.
Where else are you going to get a 200 lap test session to just throw shit at the car and see what happens?
That being said, that car was so cooked.
I don't know. He was running competitive
Yeah.
lap
Rebuilt the
times.
whole front end.
Yeah, I don't know
He
how
was
much
running.
data they were getting, but
I saw
it's still
on
practice, pit stops,
Yeah.
just do everything.
And they brought it up on the teardown this morning. It was also good practice for the crew to rebuild a car, to go through the DVP process of fixing a car that's not totaled.
Yeah, I was hyped they did it.
It was also, they said it was a good practice for NASCAR to have officials down there watching the process, making sure they're not fucking around, doing anything they shouldn't be doing. It was almost a really good like dry run for everybody.
Yeah, also proves that you can rebuild a totaled car in the next gen era
Yep.
and go out and make minimum speed.
He literally, I mean, at one point, I remember I was watching, I think he was running behind Byron. Byron was still leading. And he was only like 2 or 3 tenths off of what Byron was running. Like they did a good job rebuilding that car.
Yep.
So yeah, that was that. I mean, Hocevar got in the wall once, blew a tire, and then self-spun, not clear, sir. You're only 7/8 clear.
Yeah, Brad K lost the wheel.
Brad K lost wheel. We talked about that.
SVG. No, I don't think he ever brought out a caution.
No, he didn't.
He mowed down the wall at one point, though.
Yeah, and we had a bunch of guys hitting the wall pretty good, but then we get down towards the end. How did Willie B lose? Was that a pit cycle thing where he lost the lead?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was asleep at that point.
Rudy
Yeah,
Fugle stayed out. too
Yeah,
long.
green
Yeah.
flag pit stop. They weren't slow by any means. I think his in and out of the pits might have been a little slower.
Well, it's also
but
They
if
just
you-
waited too many
If you pit
laps.
too
Yeah.
late, you're gonna lose.
I mean, he pitted
So-
2 laps after the 20, I think 4 laps after the 45,
Well,
and Blaney waited like 10 laps.
yeah.
well, they were. So what I heard was Rudy was copying the same strategy that the 11 did at Homestead.
Yes.
And splitting that last stage
Yeah.
exactly in half.
Yeah.
I think it was, or did they
It was
run a little
close.
longer?
It was close. Yeah.
Something like that. So they have a little bit better, but it's easier to pass at Homestead than it is
Yeah,
at
plus
Darlington.
you're
Yeah.
now in dirty air the entire
Exactly.
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So
And for some reason, I just felt like the leaders were just getting through lap cars much better than they used to.
yeah, they were.
Like they were so, especially Blaney at the end there. I don't,
well,
they
Byron.
just,
So like,
his tires never wore out.
there was a time like so Byron. I think it was the end of the first stage. Preece and Busher were running him down because he was in traffic. But yeah, I couldn't get over. So Byron loses the lead on the pit cycle. Blaney was what, 11 seconds behind Reddick when that run started after the pit cycle. And that was the most exciting part of that race, was watching Blaney just carve. You want to talk about not being able to pass? I watched Ryan Blaney fucking carve that field apart.
Yeah, it's shocking. And I think that's what William Byron needed his car to do. But at the same time, the fact that Blaney could do that is the reason why William Byron lost. Because there's not lap cars holding up the leader, because the leaders on fresh tires can go anywhere.
Yeah.
You could never run the apron in 3 and 4 before, but now Blaney can do it.
Dude, he was like hooking the apron and it launched that car. Like,
so I think that is like Martinsville. I think what William Byron did would have worked. You have the best car. The leaders are going to get stuck behind traffic. You can catch them and you can pass them. At Darlington, the leaders were just getting by people too easy. Lap cars never really came into play.
Yeah. So we watch Ryan Blaney. I mean, he just mows through the field on slightly fresher tires. And like you said,
0.6 a lap.
It was like they never fucking wore.
You know what it reminded me of? Chicago. Freaking Tyler Reddick just mowing down Larson or Bowman on the newer tires.
Yep. So, I mean, we were watching every lap. They kept flashing the thing. It's like the last 4 laps, the interval. And it was like 4 seconds this lap, 3 seconds this lap, 2.5 seconds this lap.
Didn't seem that bad when he got to second. Like, oh, he's only 3.5 behind.
Yep.
And then they zoom out and it's his entire straightaway. You're like, he's never fucking catching him.
And then 3 laps later, he's on his bumper.
Yeah. And then he was just chopping like 0.8 a second a lap.
I was hoping it would be a little better fight.
There was no fight. Yeah.
I mean, the
problem is too.
Used him up.
Well, the problem is too. Reddick, even before Blaney got to him, Reddick was pushing because he hit the wall. Fox only mentioned it like once, but he smacked the wall 3-4 times.
Hey, you're trying to hold off the baddest dude in the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Alex Bowman.
They get down to 4 to go. Blaney,
yeah, 4 or 5 to go.
Yeah, Blaney catches. No, that was when they. It was like, because I remember it was Larson wrecked 4 laps in, and he wrecked with 4 to go. So Blaney catches Bell, passes Bell coming out of 2.
Reddick
passes Reddick coming out of 2.
Like drove him into the wall.
Little bit.
He used him up in the middle, and then Reddick just continued to use himself up on
the wall coming out of 2.
He hit
I'm surprised that toe link didn't break.
Same.
He hit it so hard.
Yeah.
And the more replays you see of it, he's like 2 tires off the ground and hit the wall so hard.
So he hits the wall, and right behind him, maybe like 2-3 car lengths back, is Larson, who I don't know if he had fresher tires or what.
He did.
Because
he had like just pit, I guess.
Yeah,
because
so
people were
he
bitching
blew
about that.
by Bubba.
Yeah, so Bubba's on the outside. Larson goes by him underneath. And I saw somebody's like, oh, that's what happens when you pull a slide job 106. He didn't pull a slide job. He was on the white line. Bubba just moved down behind him.
Literally, Larson just glued it to the bottom. And Larson, I completely understand what he was doing there. The leaders are right in front of you battling.
Yep.
The last thing you want to do is upset them on fresh tires. That being said, he passed Bubba, totally clean, did nothing wrong. Bubba, for some reason, chose to cut low and get behind him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bubba was in the high line. I don't know if he needed to do that. It's not his fault by any means, but I'm just saying that's what kind of led to this.
Yeah.
I'm 160 laps down. I'm on fresh tires. I want nothing to do with the lead.
Yep.
Those guys are battling. And he, out his windshield, sees Reddick knock down the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, Reddick tried to see what the grandstands look like.
Yeah, he hit it
through the fence. I mean, he junked that thing. And Larson, I think, just like being overly cautious.
He was overly cautious.
I don't want to get involved in this. I don't want to go barreling into this because he just sees smoke.
He doesn't know, like you said, if he breaks that toe link, that car is spinning in front of him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or it's him and Blaney are both nose to nose. He doesn't know, and he comes in there and slams into both of them.
Yeah.
So I think Larson just overreacted, but tried to be as careful as possible.
He was too cautious.
I'm gonna just pretty much stop my car and let you guys sort this out.
He also, who knows if he knew Bubba had tucked in behind him.
I don't think he knew.
No.
You know what I mean?
I think he was
you expect him to be up high, so you stab the brakes, nothing's going to happen. Well, Larson stabs the brakes. Bubba hits Larson, spins Larson, almost a carbon copy of how Larson spun himself earlier. Almost hit the wall in the exact same fucking spot. We did forget Barry spinning and totaling his car too, which kind of sucked. Forgot about that. So Larson spins. We get a caution with
Barry got wrecked. Who was it? Was it Logano?
No, who wrecked him?
Reddick in turn
2.
It was in turn 2. They were coming out of 2.
Reddick. Yeah, Reddick not clear. And then who wrecked off the nose of 35?
That was Hocevar.
Hocevar.
That was when Hocevar cleared himself.
One of the times?
Yeah.
No, that was Byron.
No.
Remember, Byron came up and Hocevar.
I think Hocevar
I think
cleared
Byron got
himself.
into it. Either way, unimportant.
So,
But the Larson deal, I put the blame on both of them.
yeah.
Bubba, if you listen to his in-car, his spotter saying check up, check up, check up.
Yeah.
Bubba hits him and goes, I don't know why he checked up that much. But I think it's classic
happens so
racing
fast.
deal.
It's a split second, blink of an eye decision.
Yeah, I mean, we see this all the time. It's not ARCA brakes by any means, but when there's a checkup, typically the car getting hit from behind spins out.
Yeah.
Which is what this was. Bubba didn't want to do it by any means.
No.
I was quick to, as soon as it happened, I went, I bet Bubba spun him.
Yeah.
Your
I thought the
teammate's
same
right
thing.
there. Your teammate just lost the lead. You want to re-rack the field to let him go.
Yeah.
That being said, Bubba didn't know. This was a split second.
Yeah.
He would have had time to think, spin
This
the
all,
five out.
this all happened. All of this shit happened. Blaney getting by Reddick smoking the fence, Larson slamming the brakes,
5
and Bubba.
seconds.
It was literally a snap of a finger,
Yeah.
like a couple seconds.
As someone would say, blink of an eye.
Yes, I said that already. Yeah, so we end up getting a re-rack. Everyone comes down pit road. Blaney's pit crew fucks him.
First of all, the 11 car, how were they not speeding?
I thought they were speeding.
He came out of the pits like he was shot out of a cannon. I was like, he's fucked.
I said it to myself watching it. The gap he had on the rest of the field, I was like, he had to have been speeding. There's
Just
no
like,
fucking
it
way.
looked like
The
he
king
never
of the speeding penalty.
Yeah,
He
he
is.
never let off from his pit stall to pit exit.
Yeah.
How fast he was going, I think it was a little like trickery.
Yeah.
Because the
Timing
24
lines.
was slowing and or whatever. But it was like, I saw that and I was like, no way he doesn't get hit for speeding.
That's what I
like that.
thought too. Yeah.
Because
So-
their pit crew nailed it. We've been talking
They said
about
it was like a
them
9,
all year.
9.8, something like that.
The Toyotas figured out a new way to jiggle the handle.
Which I saw Byron's crew doing it. They're all doing it now.
Yeah.
Byron's crew did the
the
over
old
the
behind the back, freaking
Behind
jack.
the
You know what I
back
mean?
jack.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So Denny comes out with the lead. Who was in second? Reddick.
Reddick,
Reddick.
Byron, and then Blaney was
Blaney was fourth. And basically Denny did exactly what we watched Byron do all day. Was got a great restart, and he was
Just
fucking
clear second.
gone.
As
Clear
soon as
second, let them
and
battle.
Third were side by side. It was over.
It was over. He was
Yeah.
gone. So Denny ends up winning his second race in a row, back to back. 2 for Denny. Put up your twos. Put up your deuces. There you go. I should have had this probably on hand. The finishing order.
Past Rusty Wallace on the all-time wins.
I know
list.
last
Yeah.
week we're like, oh, maybe it'll be his last win. Fuck us. Huh?
Another 56 to add to my gonna
Yep.
win the race pace championship.
So we got Denny wins, Byron in second, Seabell third, Reddick in fourth. Shouts to Reddick. I thought that car was fucking totaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought it was too.
Yeah. Blaney ends up fifth, which I think, like I said, he had the fastest car at the end there. Busher ends up sixth. I did want to say at some point before the loose wheel from Keselowski, shouts to RFK because they had all 3 of them up there.
Yeah,
There
I
was
think
one point
they
where-
were the 60 and the 17 were top 5, top 10, and Brad was like 12th.
Well, no, there was one point Byron was leading, obviously driving away from everybody. This was early in the race. It was Byron, both 2311 cars, and all 3 RFK cars behind him. That was your like top 6. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Chastain ends up 7th. I didn't even see him yesterday. I didn't even know he was in
All
the race.
3 of the Trackhouse cars had good days.
Yeah. Chase ended up 8th or 9th. Sorry,
Yeah.
8th.
He
Again,
was dreadful throughout the race.
again, terrible throwback. I feel like I didn't see it once
he
yesterday.
qualified like right outside the top 10. I
He
think
got fucked
like,
with the pit cycle.
like 11th
Yeah.
or something. And even before the pit stops, he fell like a rock.
Yep.
And he was back there with Bowman in the mid 20s.
Yep.
Bowman, fucking A, dude.
Got so lucky.
Dude,
Thought he was
plays the
gonna
pit strategy perfectly, much like Martinsville, and gets up front, locked in for the top 10.
Yeah.
There's no way you're losing the top 10 at this point. No one's passing anybody. You just recovered a day, my friend. Just like you started the season doing.
Yeah.
Have some trouble, recover at the end. Must have mowed down the wall at some point, breaks a toe link,
They
blows
didn't
a
even
tire.
show it, I don't think.
Well, we've had that happen
I think
before.
they showed it on the broadcast, him with a flat tire.
Yeah.
Because I think I heard somebody say Clint was like, he must have blew a tire, got into the wall and broke the toe link, or broke the toe link and got in the wall and blew a tire. We don't know.
So we've had this happen before at, I feel like it was Darlington. I remember there was a year Corey was actually looking pretty strong and then he disappeared. It took us till his podcast came out 2 days later. He's like, yeah, I got in the fence and bent the toe link and the car
Yeah.
was junk after that. Ty Gibbs brings it home 9th, his first top 10 of the year
First top 10 in like 30
in
races.
and since last year.
yeah,
Yeah.
they needed this.
And KFB brings it home 10th. Good run for them. Couple honorable mentions. I mean, Zane Smith was up there all day. Ends
Who
up
would have
12th.
thought Zane Smith would be the best FRM car this year?
Yeah, he brings it home 12th. Suarez in 15th. Ty Dillon in 16th.
Ty Dillon had a
great day.
He played that same pitch strategy as Bowman. They were pretty much nose to bumper all
He
race.
is punching above his weight
He
class
is.
in that car this
Yeah.
year. I am genuinely surprised how well he's running.
The other colleague
Is
car.
he ahead of Austin in points? He's got to be.
Probably. The other colleague car I wanted to bring up, AJ,
Yeah,
has
he's
been
25th.
Yeah, AJ's just been quietly having a good season.
Yeah.
Like he finished 18th.
He's in the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
he was close.
There have been these are all his best ovals, just
Yeah.
back to back to back.
Shouts to in the top 20 to SVG in 20th.
20th.
He loves Darlington. Like
Yeah.
he does a good job.
All
there.
3 Trackhouse cars in the top 20, all 3 colleague cars in the top 20.
Yep,
Did you just say?
I think so.
Hendrick, goddamn, you guys suck butts. Hendrick is terrible.
Facts.
Larson and Bowman did not need this points day.
No.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Larson,
is 10th now. In
yeah,
standings.
Larson fell down to 6.
Wasn't it like 2 weeks ago they were all like top 4?
last
They
week?
had all
Last
5 in the top. All 4 cars are in the top
Yeah.
5.
I mean, technically, last week they were all in the top 4 because Bowman was tied with Bell.
Yeah.
So they were literally a top 4, and now it's 1, 3, 6, and 10. I think.
Yeah,
Bowman needs a good run.
he does.
Yeah, he needs. It's gonna get ugly if
And
he
it's
keeps
and
doing
it could
this.
get uglier because I mean we got Bristol this week, off week for Easter, and then we got Talladega.
I don't
like,
think he's good at Bristol.
I don't think he's very good
He-
at Bristol.
He could have won the tire race last year.
Yeah, well, he's just a drifter, bro.
Mhm.
All right, let's get into some questions
He's good
here.
at plate racing. Or
He is.
Yeah.
super speedway,
But it's all
racing.
just-
it's
it's a
luck,
luck
at
of the
that
draw,
point,
yeah.
but yeah, he needs just
Yeah, definitely.
solid
I think
stage points and a top 10.
I think you
That's
just
what
need
he
to
needs.
go into your
Yeah.
one-off week in a good headspace.
Mhm.
And I think losing
Homestead.
damn near 10 places in
Well, the
points before that.
Homestead probably put him in a bad spot
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
then just we talked about this with Corey LaJoy's brought this up a bunch. Kyle Busch has talked about it. SVG's talked about it. You keep having bad races, and it just drops you lower and lower in that qualifying.
Didn't I
order.
say that? Remember we had this conversation last year about Corey?
Yeah.
How you have one bad finish, all of a sudden you're the 3rd car out qualifying. You're starting in the back, you get a shit pit position. Even if you have an okay day and nothing goes wrong, you're still probably going to be fighting from
mean,
the 30s all day.
after
It
Martin-
just spirals.
After Martinsville, I think Bowman had like an early qualifying run.
Yeah.
And he knocked down the fence,
Yeah.
bent a toe link in
It
qualifying.
just spirals out of control once you.
SVG stated something kind of pretty interesting too. He's like, he posted on I think Instagram yesterday, like, sorry I haven't been providing many updates. These oval races are the hardest races I have ever done in my life. And speaking from someone who's raced V8
Everything?
supercars,
Yeah.
410 sprint cars, rally, what else? Like he's done everything.
Everything.
And he's saying a Cup Series race at Darlington is the hardest thing he's
Speaking
ever
of,
done.
I wanted to bring this up because Fox didn't. Did you see the Logano thing? I guess he was sick all day yesterday, and
Yeah.
he needed medical attention when he got out of the car. Probably fluids, I would guess, but I guess
Yeah.
he's all right.
I mean, he had a hell of a day for being sick.
Yeah,
all
no
the time.
shit. Was he top 10 all day?
Yeah.
All
he
right.
was in the talk.
Did he finish top 10?
Logano? No, he
I don't
was
know if he
top
did.
15 though. I
Is
think
he-
he was like 12th.
Did he? Oh, he
12th,
got
13th.
finally got his top 10 at
Yeah, he
Brit-
was.
or
At Martinsville.
Martinsville.
Yeah, because he was like top 3. He was
Yeah.
up there battling for the lead at one point.
Logano finished 13th.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Thank you, producer Steve.
Thanks, I'm glad to see you're still awake over there.
Oh, yeah.
Penske is having a rough closing out races. Penske not.
Listen, I bet you Blaney's just happy he finished the fucking race.
Yeah.
Speaking of Blaney, our first couple questions here for Mr. Jet Daily. I missed the DVP clock. Boy, you sound sour. Another one from Jet Daily. World's greatest driver, my ass. My dead grandmother wouldn't park there.
Jet, how many laps to go are there?
Yeah, Jet's salty. Wow.
Yeah.
Big salty. I love you though, buddy.
Yeah, just get your toaster, bud.
Nicky Low 42 with more complaints, and he's a Larson fan. What was the point of Larson going back out with 100 laps down when he could gain no points on the day just to have a deja vu crash? Bubba on board shows Larson slowed up. Yeah, we talked about this, and I corrected him in Discord too about the he's going out there getting data, dude.
Yeah.
J. Steven Brooks, fuck Mary Kill Ice Cream Edition, Coldstone, Andy's, Brewster's.
Never had
I
Andy's.
have never had 2 of the
Andy's,
3.
I know where there's a Brewster's. There's one, I think it's in Nashua.
There's one on Amherst.
It's
Street.
right next to where Saturn used to be because I remember being
Yeah,
a
it's
kid.
next to I think Arby's now.
Yeah. Never had
Cold
it.
Stone even exist anymore?
They got rid of all the ones up by us. I think there's one
we
in
went to
Portsmouth.
one at Universal.
We did. There's one in Portsmouth, I think, but there
Oh.
used to be one in Manchester. I used to go all the time, and they got rid of it. I fucking love Cold Stone.
I'm
It's
going Cold
so good.
Stone.
I'm marrying that, and I haven't had the other two, so I can't comment.
Yeah, I think I would take Brewster's over Cold Stone. But
I've never had
Andy's
it,
I've never
so-
had.
I'm a local ice cream guy.
Same, dude. You know what just
We
opened?
got
King Cone,
King
baby.
Cone, baby.
we got enough dairy farms.
So we have a
out
place. We have a place in the town he lives in called King Cone. It's a soft serve joint. It's a fucking shed on the side of the road. They have 3 machines. So they always have chocolate and vanilla and twist. The other 2 machines, they rotate through like whatever they fucking
I've
want.
never had another flavor.
So right now
Soft
they
serve.
have
Creamies, maple creamies. are the
maple
best.
creamies.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever had one from King Cone though.
I
No,
want
they
ice
have
cream.
maple soft serve because they have it this week up
Yeah.
until Wednesday. I follow their Facebook.
I don't know the last time I ever even went to King Cone.
Oh, me and Steph go all the time. So if you follow their Facebook, they change the flavors like every week. So this week, one of the machines is terrible. It's like pistachio and coconut.
Oh, that sounds good.
The other one though is cinnamon bun and maple, and they can do a twist of those 2 flavors. So maple cinnamon bun. They usually have like they'll have a coffee. What's the
What
coffee
time do they
one?
close?
Yeah, no. They have like a coffee.
We can make it.
They'll usually do like coffee and a berry, and they call it like Java berry. They do this peanut butter and strawberry, so it tastes like a PB and J. Like the fucking flavors. It's probably the best coffee ice cream I've ever had. It's so good. They just opened though, and I'm hyped. I got to get over there.
Yeah, I haven't had King Cone in a while.
Me and Steph go a lot.
I
in
was
the summer.
joking. The guy who used to own my shop, good dude. He was going. We were all working at the shop one day during the summer. Had the door open, and he owns the building right in front of it. So he was out there. He's like, "Hey, I'm running to King Cone. You guys want anything?" I was like, "Yeah, grab me a large soft serve." He looked at
Bro.
me, he goes, "You serious?" I was like, "No,
Yeah.
dude, man, I'm joking."
So
They are
Dude.
18 inches
a
tall.
kitty. I'm not even kidding you. You walk up to the window and they have drawings, actual size drawings. And one of the first times I went there, I made the mistake. I'm thinking, I didn't even look at the drawings. Yeah, give me a medium. I get it in a cup, but I'm not a cone guy. I swear to God, they handed me a fucking like paint bucket, and it was this tall.
Yeah, it's
I was
like 8 to 12 inches for a
dude,
medium.
the kitty. If I had a fucking child and I went there and got a kitty is the equivalent of like a 3-scoop hard ice cream. I'm like, bro.
Kid would be off the
The
walls
large.
with
I
the
watch
sugar.
people get larges in cones. I'm not even kidding you. Tiny sugar cone. There is a foot of, soft
they're
serve swirl.
They're like the
Shout out
tiny
to the workers
cheap
for
styrofoam
legit.
cones.
Legit, dude. It is like I watch people walk away. I'm like, you can't eat that fast enough. It's
I
physically impossible.
I grew up like going there with my family, and my dad would always get the large, and I would just be like, "How are you doing
is it?
that, sir?"
Just deep throating it down.
legitimately.
Like, how are you stopping that from melting onto the
That's what I
ground?
mean. Especially you go in there in the summer, you can't
gonna
eat it
be-
fast enough.
It's gonna be soup.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had maple. I may have to go there.
I think they have maple till
die
Wednesday.
from lactoseness.
I think they have it till Wednesday. If you go look at their Facebook. I did just find a place right up. I think I talked about it. We went to Maple Weekend. That place right up the street from us. That's like maybe 20 minutes away from my house. Has maple creamies all the time. So all day. From John Skojic, Byron fans hopping in the Blaney tub today. Hope the toaster's plugged in.
Yeah. Poor second place finish.
Yeah. Nathan Danforth, if you could bring the Freedom 500 to any venue in the world, where are you taking it?
Texas World.
Hudson Speedway.
I was gonna say Hudson, dude. I would take it to Hudson. That little bull ring.
Yeah.
Seekonk would be pretty cool.
Seaconk
too.
would be
Seaconk
fun.
would be fun.
Yeah.
Thompson would be fun. Well, they already do. Well, they do Stafford.
I would like to see them do those things on like the Lime Rock go kart track.
You know,
Ooh.
like the autocross or whatever.
Yeah,
it is
that
on the
tiny
hill.
little paved go kart track in the
Uh,
middle, or like Thompson, the half they use for drifting.
Yeah. Hey, Star Speedway.
Yep.
That'd be fun at Star.
I was thinking Hudson because the banking.
The banking. Star's pretty banked too, though. But
Yeah.
Hudson's like fucking Hudson's like Bristol.
What's that one in Wisconsin? That SRX.
Oh,
one, too?
Slinger.
Slinger. That
Oh
would
my
be
God, bring it to dude. Have you done Slinger on
Yeah.
iRacing? It is like
tiny. It's microscopic.
it is the smallest. It's like you're going in a banked circle. I feel like I'm the guy on the motorcycle in the ball.
or like the was it the Olympic
Yeah.
oval biking?
Yes. I feel like I'm in a dryer. We did it in the late models with Pro last year.
Yeah.
And it is like you don't even have time. You think Bristol, like, oh, you don't have time to think. Slinger's
Yeah.
even worse. You just do not have time to think. Cole C52. Sorry, Kyle. Will Denny surpass Harvick for overall wins?
How many
What's
does Harvick
Harvick?
Steve,
have?
what do we got?
64 or
Let's
something?
find out.
Steve, producer Steve. So we don't have to look it up. Denny's at what now? 56.
Six.
Yeah.
He said his goal is 60.
Yeah, I think he beats Harvick. I think Harvick might be at 60.
He's at
even.
60.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I think
he's
he does.
definitely
Yeah, I
at
think
Denny
he does.
fucking could pass him this year.
Yeah, I think he does. Cole C52 again. Also, would you rather have 60 plus wins with no championship or 30 wins in a championship?
30 wins.
30 wins in a
30 wins in a
championship all
championship.
fucking day.
Like I've said a million times, 20 is the magic number. 20 wins gets you in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Anything with a championship gets you in the Hall of Fame. 60 wins is cool. I am not by any means diminishing Denny's career.
No, he's got 60
Because
wins, 3 Daytona
90%
500s.
he's won fucking forever. And 90% of the seasons he's raced won. Guess what? Jimmy Johnson was there
Yeah.
for 7 years
Yep.
of his career. Good luck winning those races.
Yep.
He dealt with Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon,
Jimmy Johnson in
Matt
his prime,
Kenseth,
Matt Kenseth.
and not to mention playoffs, chase, all the different
Yep.
variations.
And then once
Denny is clearly a Hall of Famer.
I think he said he wants to win at Indy more than he wants a championship.
yeah, I could see
To
that.
get-
Is that his last one?
That's the
That's
last one.
crown jewel for him.
But like, you think of who he faced when he was younger, like you just said, all those names, the Stewarts, the Johnsons, all that. And then now he has to deal with the Blaneys, the Byrons, the Bells,
Logano.
Yeah.
Logano, Keselowski. You know, you got like that middle group of like the Keselowskis and the Loganos that were kind of his age. And now they're fighting with the kids. You know, it's like, and he's still winning races. It's, I mean,
like they showed that short snippet of Kevin Harvick's podcast, and Denny's pretty much like, hey, like, I didn't think this was still possible. And then Kevin Harvick goes out and he's still winning when he's 47.
yeah.
So Denny still has 5 or 6 more years
yeah.
to even get to Kevin Harvick's age.
I'm not like blind enough with my Denny dislike that I can't literally.
No,
like,
he's first ballot Hall of Fame.
I look at him,
yeah.
and not to go back to baseball, I look at him like how I looked at Jeter. I don't like him, but I respect the shit out of him. He was, he's a great driver. He's got the wins. He's got the stats. He's a first ballot, maybe even unanimous Hall of Famer, I would think.
Yeah, he's no question first ballot.
Sam Valley 95. Do we think that Throwback Weekend has run its course?
No.
You get out of here with that bullshit.
No.
Sam Valley 95 again. What other track could host Throwback Weekend? There's only one answer.
North Wilkes.
North
and it's North
Wilkesboro.
Wilkesboro.
I honestly, it would be kind of cool for them to do it just for the All-Star race.
I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. I would say North Wilkesboro or Martinsville
Rockingham.
or Rockingham if they
is
were
Rockingham that? How old is Rockingham?
pretty old. Rockingham's out there.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it would have to be one of those OGs. Martinsville, North Wilkesboro, maybe even on the fringe, Charlotte.
I was thinking Richmond.
I don't think Richmond's probably 60s.
Yeah. But Darlington or North Wilkesboro.
I think Darlington or North
Those
Wilkesboro.
are the only 2 tracks that still look old.
They have the vibe.
Like they've kept that appearance on purpose.
Honestly, Martinsville too, kind of. Martinsville
Eh,
hasn't really
Martinsville-
updated.
You say that, but I watched Last American Hero
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
The entire end of that movie is at Martinsville. Did not recognize it.
yeah.
It looks nothing like
Yeah.
It's funny to
Martinsville.
see, like, when we even go back and watch Days of Thunder, how many of those tracks don't look
Yeah.
like. And it's
Martinsville
funny
used to
because,
have 2 pit roads.
yeah, I know. What's funny, what always kills me is I have this image of Bristol in my head as being the Coliseum. And then you go back and look at like 1995, and it wasn't like that. Like
Days of Thunder,
Days of Thunder, there's like 2 grandstands.
Bristol, Tennessee.
The
You're
Coliseum
lying.
is only like 20 years old.
It's not that old, yeah. All right, Tyler Two Wheels. Glad to see even race picks points through back to Dan's curse of last year. Okay, cool. I finished second.
Yeah,
I'm still in second. I'm only 20 points back.
I now have his curse. But,
Yeah, Norm's got that.
if you
curse.
remember, I won the championship last year, and 56 is my number. I'm down by 56 points to the top.
We'll see. L98 Jake, I did want to talk about this. 77 barely touches the wall. It's destroyed. He it was just like Coda in the Xfinity race when he the car hadn't even stopped wrecking and he was getting out of it.
Yeah.
He nosed into the fence and he's like, it's destroyed. And then even Clint and Kevin were like, no, you just have 2 flat front tires.
He just hates Throwback Weekend.
He just hates, apparently, he's almost as bad as Chase. He just doesn't want to be there. L98 Jake, I guess Kyle Larson isn't allowed to have cool throwbacks. Kellogg's curse. I said that to my dad
No, he
yesterday.
was just throwing back to 2020 Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I said that to my dad yesterday. I was like, apparently he's just not allowed to have cool Terry throwbacks because it's gone poorly 2 years in a row.
No, he wrecked the
He's just
The Jeff
allergic
Bodine
to
throwback, too.
finishing the
And the
spring
Mark Martin.
race.
Yeah, he's just allergic to finishing the throwback race. Good call.
Did he wreck in the Mark Martin throwback?
Yeah, he did.
Did he wreck the 42 Mellow Yellow when he was with Ganassi?
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, that one was so good.
That was a
He's
great
wrecked
one.
a lot of race
He has.
cars.
Dude, he sucks.
Greatest driver
Just
ever.
kidding. He's a great driver.
Downriver Diecast. I haven't watched it yet, but is the NASCAR channel any good on Tubi? I watched it
Good
a
for
lot.
background noise.
I watched it a lot.
When they first
Yeah.
added it, I left that thing on repeat.
Same. I haven't looked at it much, but it's a lot of like old races. I haven't watched any of their programming. I should probably check that out because it's been since like Daytona since I
It's
turned it
just
on.
good to have, like, if you're
Yeah,
cleaning the house or something. you wanna
100%.
have-
Just good
We're
background
those-
music.
Yeah.
I just don't watch TV. If I'm
Yeah.
watching something,
True.
I'm streaming a movie or TV show I want to
too.
watch.
True. Yeah.
That being said, we are the first people that were critical about Race Hub shutting down, yet none of us have tuned in to watch the new stuff on Tubi.
Yeah, we're not good at that.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Downriver Diecast, what is your Mount Rushmore of throwbacks from this year? So you get 4 choices. I would say both series.
Combine them.
I would say combine the 2 series. Yeah.
All right, I'll take my top 2 from each.
Yep.
8 TMC, 45 Winston, wink, wink, 51 Jacob Cat car,
Yep.
and the 5 Kellogg's car.
Okay.
Kellogg's. Kodak. Nesquik.
Yep.
And Harrison Burton.
Yeah. For me, it's the 5 Kellogg's, the 44 Gordon throwback. Ooh, can I just take the whole Xfinity field because they're like
No.
I'm gonna go. I think the Nesquik car because I loved that. Like even my dad was like, I bought that diecast because I thought it looked cool. Like he has one of the Jeff Green.
Do you associate
diecast.
that with Jeff Green or Scott Riggs? More?
Jeff Green.
Yeah.
all
Which
day.
one had the more splashing on it?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
There was the other one had the splash all the way around
Yeah.
the bottom. I've used that basically
Um,
for a lot of stuff.
For the 4th one, I'll go the 28. Just a shot. I love Dayglow.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Dayglow
forgot
is
about
just-
that car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can pick. Like I said, I could have
So you
replaced.
each only had one cup car worthy.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I like some of the Cup cars, but the Xfinity cars were just so much
They were
better.
Too good.
Yeah.
They were too good.
I think the 4 Kodak cars just like
That-
it's just right there on the fringe.
You
for
could
me.
have replaced the
Yeah.
28 with. I could have replaced the Nesquik car and the 28 with the Kodak car, the Winston car,
Yeah.
any of them.
the
I like
1, the 88,
the 1, the
fuck.
88, the 8.
all of them.
Like I say that, but that's just how I feel in this moment. I could
Yeah.
change that at any given time.
Yeah, I would do 1, the Jimmy McMurray throwback,
Yeah.
the Kodak, the 5, and then probably the 51. Because that cat car is just so iconic. Like
It's
No matter
it's when
what
we
you
were
see
growing
it.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
you just
I'm
always
partial
remember
to
that
early
car.
2000s.
For
Same,
the Xfinity
same.
series, I'm going to do the 1 car, the 26 car, the 28 car, and the 42 car. I fucking love Jamie McMurray.
And the last one, another one from Downriver Diecast. Oh God, what's worse, house problems or car problems? House problems.
House.
House problems. I don't know how to fix those.
I know how to fix car problems. I don't know how. I mean, I know how to fix some house problems, but that's after watching a lot of YouTube videos.
It's
And
usually a
would-
lot more expensive. Too.
usually a lot more
Yeah.
expensive too.
I would pray that you were better at house problems, to be honest, judging by your line of work.
I know how to put walls up. If my fucking water heater breaks, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, but the pipes are in the wall, Dan.
You know how many times I've had to call Richie when my furnace isn't working? Richie, help me.
Oh, dude, he regretted telling us where he worked.
Yeah. Oh, he's been to my house at least
I mean,
4 times.
90% of our friend group back then had just bought houses, and every
Yeah.
single one of them was like, Richie, you want pizza on Saturday?
Yeah, I remember Eric's furnace cooked. Mine wasn't working
Yep.
at least 3 or 4 times. He's been over my house.
I know he went
Al's.
to Al's. Shane.
This poor kid was on call with his friends group for a couple years there, and it was great because he was one of the guys that he would just keep parts. So he'd be like, "Oh, it's not working," and he'd come over with his work van just full of spare
Yeah.
parts. And he'd be like, "Something.
He was
one of these will
also-
work."
Against his will, he was just the nicest person ever.
The nicest kid in the
So
world.
he couldn't,
know.
like, even if you were like, hey, remember that time we met that once?
Yeah,
Will you come work on my furnace for free?
yeah. Oh, by the
Like-
way, it's 1:00 in the morning and I have
Yeah.
no heat. Can you
Oh,
come
he was
help
such a
me?
good- He's like the Connor brothers, to be honest.
Yep. That does it for Instagram. I know there was one that I wanted to hit in, although this was an absolute shit show today because the
In the
Discord questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
was-
So, guys, if you're using the Discord to ask questions, use the Discord to ask questions. Don't have freaking a 3-page conversation about your favorite Minecraft bots. Just fucking Don't be skeleton ponying it, all right?
Average
Chicken
Joe.
pony? What
Average
is
Joe, will Chase Elliott, our golden child who promotes our sport so wonderfully with his amazing personality, win a meaningful race this year?
It just seems like he doesn't care to be driving.
He
that?
doesn't.
He's not. He just never clicked with the next gen.
Nah.
He's been decent, but I just don't think he's really the next gen for everything
Him, Kyle
it did.
Busch.
Everything it did for William Byron, it took from Chase Elliott in the next gen. William Byron was a below average driver in the Gen 6 car.
Yeah.
He was good in Xfinity, good in truck. Obviously had great equipment coming up. But, I mean, the few years, as he raced, I think he was on Hendrick before
18
Bowman
was his
was.
rookie year.
Yeah.
Him and Bowman were full
Right
time
around
for
the
the
same
first
time?
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our resident Blaney fanboy, Mr. Joe Soul. My question for the week, and then it's just a Family Guy meme of, does the suffering end or does it merely transform? Oh,
He's
man.
figured out every way.
I mean,
to
he got
lose
his
a
first
race.
top 5 and top 10 at Darlington this
Yeah,
week.
he
so I think it's pretty
literally,
good.
you're right, though. He has, if there is a way to lose a race, that he has figured it out.
He's
Like,
done it with races like Denny has with championships.
I was pulling for Blaney horde there. At the
I
end of
was
that
too,
race.
honestly. And then I think we had a couple in the YouTube chat. Kevin Miller, I don't know how he worded this. Fuck, marry, kill. Peanut butter and grape jelly. So is that a sandwich?
Yeah.
I think it's
Or is it peanut butter
is the
and-
base.
Okay, so peanut butter is the base. Do you want it with grape jelly, strawberry jam, or floof?
Grape.
I'm not a peanut butter guy.
Yeah,
so
I think I'd marry fluff, fuck grape, kill strawberry.
I don't-
I'm not a big jammer.
I don't do peanut
Mary
butter.
grape.
Dan, do you know the difference between jelly and jam?
Can't jelly my finger in your ass.
Whoa!
This is a kid
No, it's how they're
show.
made, dude.
This is a kid
Set
show.
that up perfectly. I'm proud of you. I'm not a peanut butter guy, so I'm going to just go from the other three. I'm going to marry fluff, marry strawberry jam, marry grape jelly. I like all three of them, so I don't really care. Blocka. Should we consider Denny good for a three-peat and JGR 6 of the first 8 points races?
Yes.
Solid.
Honestly,
Denny's going to win this week in all stages. I need a fucking
you need a
points
miracle.
day.
You need a miracle.
I need him to get me 56 points today.
Yeah. And Blocka, again, do you think Spire is happy with their choice? I'm assuming the Corey choice.
I mean, to be honest, Spire, for the most part, I think this was one of their first weekends where they've struggled overall.
Yeah, they've had really good
Spire's
races.
been leaps and bounds better than they have in the past.
Yeah.
As far as Justin Haley versus Corey LaJoy, Justin Haley has not been lighting the world on fire over there.
Not really. Nope.
He's been below average, and I am a Justin Haley fan.
The one thing is he is bringing the car home, not on a wrecker.
True.
That is the
true.
only positive
Which-
I think of the
and
switch.
he gets them social media because he goes to the driver's meeting every day.
True. True.
Did you see him this week? They posted a
Racing.
He
video of
ran
it.
by the RFK guys.
Ryan Preece beat him at Martinsville.
Yeah.
And they made a whole graphic about it first to the driver's meeting
Yeah.
because Justin Haley's always first. This week, Ryan Preece was going to beat him, stopped to take a picture with a fan. Justin Haley comes running up behind him, photobombs the
Yeah.
picture, and then
Beats him.
waddles past him to get to the driver's
Yeah.
meeting first.
That was funny.
And then RFK's like, fine, we'll take the L, but take this edit. And they just added like the SpongeBob, like Mr. Krabs. No, Mr. Krabs, like,
Oh, God.
like the just like clicking.
Do we
That's so
think
good.
the 7 car is down to Justin Haley not being as good as we thought, or just Rodney not being good with the next gen?
Rodney has not been great with the next gen.
Yeah.
Also, guess who they just lost this week?
Cheddar.
Yeah.
Rodney's
Cheddar.
number 2. That doesn't help either.
Yep.
But that being said, if this
Hocevar is punching above his weight class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hocevar's
100%.
doing
McDowell.
McDowell's doing kind of just what we expect McDowell to do: qualify good and just kind of stay there.
Just kind of hang out. Yeah.
But Justin Haley, I don't think he's in hot pursuit of that 48 seat like everyone suspects.
Nope.
Bowman,
I don't think Hocevar's in hot pursuit of that.
no, I don't
either.
think
I don't think
Hocevar's on their list
I
of
don't think
drivers
Rick
they would
wants to
take.
touch him.
No, they have a type at Hendrick. It's other than Larson. Larson's kind of the wild card,
I would see
just because Larson's so good.
I would see McDowell getting the 48 over
Yeah,
the other
Justin
two.
Haley's kind of just the clean cut, clean driver type that Hendrick likes, but he's just
I would
that
love to
fluke
see.
cup win in like 3 Xfinity wins. And what he's been doing this year, I don't see him.
I would love to see McDowell in a JGR or Hendrick Cup car.
Oh, yeah.
McDowell's dream seat.
The pew.
McDowell would make sense at
Sorry.
JGR. Kind of like end of your career Almirola at SHR type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like McDowell would make sense at or JGR.
I could see him get like, this isn't going to happen, but if like Denny Hamlin retired next year, getting like a 1-2 year deal.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not gonna happen,
I think
but-
they scoop up Taylor Gray before it's all
Yeah.
said and done.
Yeah.
But yeah, McDowell in a top tier ride, I win multiple races a year.
I think so.
I think if I'm JGR, I'm trying to get Eric Jones back. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him.
I always liked Eric Jones. He's
He just got the
super white bread, boring outside of the car. He does great stuff with his books and charity
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
So I'm super supportive of that. He's just like not the most exciting person, but
Hell
he
of a
did
race
not
car
get a
driver.
long enough
No, he
tenure at
didn't. He
JGR.
was just another one of those. We've talked about it many times of just JGR chewing
that,
guys
that
up and spitting them out.
seat. I'm
Yep,
surprised Seabell has lasted as long as he has.
legit. So
Well, he's winning a lot of
he
races.
is. Yeah, he's winning more
Now.
Than, yeah.
He wasn't that hot for a couple years,
No.
but they also didn't have anyone burning it from beneath
Mm.
Yeah.
wanting to come up
Yeah.
because they shipped KFB.
So that's it for the questions, and that does it for yet another Kyle-less episode of the Lucis Fast podcast. Allegedly, he'll be back next week. I'm not
I don't know.
banking
he
on
might
anything.
take a job in Paris by then. Who knows?
I'm now at the point where when he texts, I have good news and bad news, I just expect the worst. So here we go again.
and it's always I'm either landing late Monday or flying out late Monday.
yeah, it's
Everything he schedules is on a Monday.
I don't think he has control over it. So he's gone all week. But
Racking up those
apparently,
miles, though.
Yeah.
apparently, with his new employment, he has it in writing that he can only travel Tuesday through Saturday. So
Must be when the bachelor party is
I guess so. Yeah.
or bachelorette party. He did
Facts.
bring his boombox, I think.
Oh yeah. So I just got what you did there, son of a bitch, Norm. It took me a second for,
He's
for
a
that.
stripper.
I get it now. I see
Okay.
what you did there. I see what you did there. Man, they got to pay a premium to fly him out to Texas.
Well, no, he fits in the luggage. I mean, they don't need to pay
True,
that
he is.
good.
He's just a little guy.
Just fold him up.
So yeah, hopefully he'll be back next week, and I don't have to do this anymore because I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. Follow us on all the things at @LucisFast_pod. Follow the YouTube, the Lucis Fast podcast. Leave us reviews. Go buy some shit from merch. I know we had a handful of
Yep,
orders last
yep.
week.
I added a bunch of stuff, and you guys bought it. So, like I said, let me know if there's any more shiza you guys want.
Yeah, if you guys want something done, let us know. We'll see if we can do it. And obviously, if you buy the new stuff we put up, that means you like it, and it'll lead to more stuff.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But we will catch you next week after, what are we at, Bristol? We got all 3 next week. Trucks
Also,
are back.
Trucks are back?
Yep.
late podcast shout out, Mr. Hondo Longmire.
Oh, that's right.
He met Travis Pastrana.
At the
At
Freedom 500.
No, I think it was at a Nitro Circus event.
Oh, it
I
was
don't think
Nitro
Travis
Circus.
stuck
You're
around.
right. You're right.
And one took a picture with him in Lucis Fast gear.
Yep.
So huge shout out to him. And he also may be sending us a little bit of
He is. Apparently, it's supposed to be out today.
autographed merchandise. So Hondo, love you, buddy.
Love you to
Miss
death.
you. Way to keep us alive and
You're
prevalent
our
out there.
favorite witness protection member.
Yeah, whatever your deal is.
Whatever
dude.
your deal is, we don't even know
You don't
about
need
it.
to tell
We
us.
don't need to talk to anybody. I am Dan Walker,
Norm Pelletier.
Joe Sanchez.
Scumbag Steve.
and we will catch you next week on the Lucis Fast podcast. Where's the outro? I don't know where it is. There it is.
We did it.
Yay.
Thanks, Joe. Take this super serious. It's a really serious podcast.
So ice cream?
On my tum-tum.
Those buttons. Apparently, Kyle's got a really sad page. Shit. I've always wanted to do this.
Yeah, we got to take that away from you.